ကောင်းဆုံးကစားသမားစီ1 expert ကစားသူများ1 expert ဒါသင်ရဲ့ pick ပဲကျေးဇူးပြုပြီးယနေ့ညရဲ့ကျေဝေများကိုကြိုဆိုလိုက်ကြရအောင်1 expert မှာထိတ်တက်စုများကိုရယူထားသူ Dota 2 hero များကောင်းဆုံးတည်ဆောင်မှု Hunton Lanza အကောင်းဆုံးပံ့ပိုးမှု Mossy အကောင်းဆုံးအလေလံ Zeus အိုးငါဘက်ကိုဆိုလိုတာပါအကောင်းဆုံးကစားသမားစီ1 expert ကစားသူများ1 expert ဒါသင်ရဲ့ pick ပဲကျေးဇူးပြုပြီးယနေ့ညရဲ့ကျေဝေများကိုကြိုဆိုလိုက်ကြရအောင်1 expert မှာထိတ်တက်စုများကိုရယူထားသူ Dota 2 hero များအကောင်းဆုံးတည်ဆောင်မှု Hunton Lanza အကောင်းဆုံးပံ့ပိုးမှု Mossy အကောင်းဆုံးအလေလံ Zeus အိုးငါဘက်ကိုဆိုလိုတာပါအကောင်းဆုံးကစားသမားစီ1 expert ကစားသူများ1 expert ဒါသင်ရဲ့ pick ပဲကျေးဇူးပြုပြီးယနေ့ညရဲ့ကျေဝေများကိုကြိုဆိုလိုက်ကြရအောင်1 expert မှာထိတ်တက်စုများကိုရယူထားသူ Dota 2 hero များ
For some teams but also a detriment for other teams. Some teams need to play consistently and go far. If we think back to the international that had the last chance qualifier, Team Spirit and Team Liquid that won the last chance qualifier came second and third. Secret and Liquid came second and third at that particular TI, and a lot of credit for them went to the fact that they did have to play every single series that you could possibly think of. But that's, I feel, very specific for which teams benefits. Team Spirit, a type of team that will be fine.
So I think they are one of the more consistent teams. They've had some occasional mediocre performances, I think in the case of Team Liquid, whose effort is a little bit up and down depending on what tournament of the year it is and when they're really focused on boot camps, it matters more for teams like that.
Why is that
is a little bit momentum based right now as well because we've been seeing up and down results. So matches going into the series is definitely going to help them.
အဲ့ချိန်မှာ over လေးဒါလိုက်ချ easy
they always have been. While they have had consistent results this year, it does feel like
ကိုနေ့ကကိုဘက်ကန်လို့နော်
drop some
အကုန်လုံးဘာဖြစ်သွားလဲတွေ့ရ
and they have to play throughout the entire tournament because they're an honest team. It's not like they're going
Sprig ကရောက်ကြည့်တက်လာတယ်
last pick
plain ကြည့်တက်လာ what the fuck
last pick Meepos. That's not really something they're
wrong
so not playing for the duration of the days doesn't really
1.5 တွေပါကြော်လာပါလားလို့ Sprig က
You want to hear a fun fact?
I would love to hear a fun fact.
Oh wow. Great effort. Okay. Of course, both of these two teams are champions of EWC.
GG က Queen ကို shut down ချလိုက်နိုင်ပြီ
Both of the teams have faced in both of those EWCs, but only in the groups, and they only ever tied. Neither one of these teams has ever won from one another, regardless if they were the champion that EWC, from each other.
Until today.
And now we're going to see one team knock the other out.
Yeah. Of course, the first one, I do mean for Team Spirit, they were the champions of Rio Masters. And then, of course, for Gaming, they were the champions of Rio Masters at the Esports World Cup. But both of those tournaments, neither of the teams has won from one another, and it will change. We're going to find out how, though, because it has
duration over
the draft is on your screen. We're going to have Team Spirit on the Radiant side, Gaming on the Dire, and we have got first pick for Gaming.
It's so funny. You're playing against Collapse in a $3 million tournament. You ban Magnus.
Duration will be where?
It's going to make it easier for them to pick those like turret type carry heroes, whether it's a Lina or a Shadow Fiend or a Nature's Prophet. That's the obvious response. If you pick one of those
duration
what the fuck? You don't want to get repositioned.
I'm actually looking at their drafts right now, and the only team that let Magnus through versus them and didn't ban it was Navi, and they did pick it against Navi. So
like
Jenkins said, this is a hero that even if a lot of teams aren't looking at it that much, you have to always have in the back of your head.
I think Magnus currently is like good tier. It's not Imba, it's not bad by any means.
တကယ်အရေးကြီးတဲ့ပွဲကြတော့ GG ရတည်းရော Husband Magnet လောက Collapse ကိုလောက respect
I can understand why Gaiman would
respect
want to ban it
အကြီး
in
ပေးတာ
general, but then you're playing
ဒါပေမဲ့
against a guy that
မားစေပါရှိ
you
သေး
know,
တယ်
won a
နော်
TI in the most flashy way possible using
မားစေ
Magnus, and it has
no
also
Analog တွေရှိသေးတယ် analog တော့သိမှမိုက်ဒီကောင် mask ကတော့မိုက်
Regardless of patch.
performance soundtrack
Don't be stupid, you know? Don't be stupid, ban it.
Sorry, it wasn't Navi that let it through. It was Talon that let it through.
Okay.
And they first picked Lina, and guess what? Magnus right after.
They're just asking for it. No team's gonna make that mistake again against them. Got a last ban here coming.
Yeah, we have the Batrider that you guys talked about still in the pool, so that is something that Team Spirit is giving away potentially.
There's also a Queen of Pain that I think should be highly contested in this series because not only is it a strong flex, okay, as I say, it's not just a strong flex hero, but it's something that people dominate mid with. And I think for the series in particular, you have to look at the Quinn versus Laurel matchup.
Especially when you get the pressure because you don't have as much pressure against the
တကယ်
hero.
ကျန်းနေတယ်မီတာမှာကျန်းနေတဲ့ကောင်တွေ
So it
ကြီးပဲ
seems like
ဘန်း
a
လိုက်ပြီ
decent
ကွင်းပိန်း
start
တို့
here
shadow
for that Aether's
fiend
draft.
So my
Queen Bane ကြီးကတော့
question
ဘန်းနေတယ်အဲ့ကောင်ကြီး
I
ရဲ့
don't see
And it's
Spirit
Sony.
picking Batrider and just saying like, oh yeah, we can play against it. They're a smart enough team to draft something that is countering it. I also wonder, given that we saw P-Vision counter it with Oracle, like, is this something you consider second phase banning if you're gaming, or do you just allow it through because you believe Oracle's not that strong of a hero?
It'd be dangerous, I feel like, to pick it so early because then this leaves you to be able to exploit the safe lane potentially.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, that's
Ember
interesting.
first pick
I think
Oh,
the
they hot.
current style of Ember is quite
အဲ့ဒါပတ်
decent
ပန်းပြီ
against
ဗော Ember
Batrider.
ပတ်ပန်းရမ
The
လို့ဘူး
Blade Mail, Sanjay Kaya, like running.
Le
in
ma
there,
ban
taking-
ya,
taking
main
certain
game ya le
damage
ban
with
mi da.
the Magic barrier yourself.
Queen Bane လည်းမရှိတော့ဘူး
Also,
Ember ကြီးက
it's
ကွတ်သွားပြီ
it's
နော်
a very hard
ပတ်
hero
ပတ်
to
ထွက်လာ
wrestle.
လဲထိန်းလို့ရတယ်အဲ့ကောင်က
Team Spirit's also the only hero that has played Ember as a position 4 on Rue. So they have this as a flex pick. They didn't do it during this EWC, but they did it in the...
အစကားတကောင်လောက်ဘန်းလိုက်ရင်ပြီးသွားပြီလား
That it's definitely good. I think there's a lot of 4 flexes that are actually decent for sure.
They did this at Blast as well. When they could pick it on 9, they just did. And they secured it with something like a Huskar ban. But I do wonder if it's that valuable compared to things that are
You
left in the
are-
pool. For example, you know, Doom. That's a hero
ကိူ
that
ပါမ
everyone
ဟုတ်ဘူး
snags up.
duration over
Because
ဆော့
if
နေတာ
you
ကိူ
wanna talk
ပါ
about potential Batrider
ကိူ
counters,
ပါပဲရ
something that's more meta
Correct
than
way,
right
yeah.
now is Abaddon, and that
duration
hero
over
just
မ
gets
ရ
countered by Doom.
That's a good point. And Doom's win rate 15 picks, 53%, so still very reasonable considering his popularity. Surprisingly, gaming haven't
အေး
been
ဒွင်းကြံသေးတယ်
been
ဦးထဲမှာဒွင်းကြံ
first
သေးတယ်
decent lane winner against the bat because you can fight him to the death. You can also potentially nightmare save, grip against
က
corpses.
စကား
really
ကြီးလည်းကြံ
powerful
သေး
too,
တယ်
so maybe trying to
နော်
protect their
တော့
BKB carries
အာ
as
ဟော
well.
ဖြစ်တဲ့
I
စ
think
ပူ
that's
တာတွေ
the big thing for me.
That's
Like,
a
why
guy
Doom
who-
feels strong. Like number one, people have gotten a lot better at using the sleepwalker facet to do like
Away
really cool
loop.
things. We're seeing people like intentionally cliff themselves so they can avoid ganks, like pull people into towers. But really, it's that a lot of the really strong mid laners right now, like the Pups,
နည်းနည်းလေးဆိုတော့
Storm,
ပြောရည်
Embers
ကြားရ
of the
မှာ
world
ဗောတဲ့
all do not like
ကြားရ
playing
ပါဘူး
into
ပဲ
Bane. And then also, we're talking about post.
သူတို့နှစ်ချက်ကနှစ်ဆင့်အုပ်ကတာ
Bane, like this dude will whip it out.
အဲ့
on
တော့
any
ကက်စတာ
match.
တွေပြောတဲ့အတန်
For me, it just feels like Bane does too
အ
much
တန်တွေ
too,
လည်းရှိတယ်အဲ့
because
အတန်
on
တွေ
stage,
မကြား
he-
အောင်လုပ်ထားဒါပေမဲ့ဒီကောင်တွေက
He would
နေုံ
by far. He would
ဒါ
roam
က
in,
ကက်စ
he
တာ
would
တွေ
roam, he would set up
နဲ့
for
ခွဲ
kills
ထားတယ်
inside
ထင်တယ်
lanes.
ကွာဒါကြီးက
And
တက်တက်
of
stage
course,
ကြီး
that BKB piercing
လန်တော့
service
လန်ပဲ
is
ဒါပေမဲ့
going to
ပြိ
be
သက်
very
မရှိတဲ့
useful.
လန်ကွာအဲ့လိုပုံစံအဲ့တော့နှစ်ချက်
Also, you set up for
နှစ်ထက်လား
other
တစ်ထက်လား
things,
မ
like
သိ
the
ကွယ်
both Bane combos. Like we've seen
ကျိုး
some
တွေ
duo
ကြီးရ
on
တော့
Bane Mirana, we've seen them do
နှစ်
on
ထက်
Bane
ကွာ
Lush
အထဲမှာ
Dragon.
တစ်ထက်ရှိတယ်
Just anything that can take advantage of the nightmare setup early game will give you a really big edge, especially at the rune battles, the power runes, because you know the skirmishes are always going to be there.
And he's so good at staying alive a long time compared to other supports. If you run in there with like a CM to fight to the death on a Wisdom Shrine,
ဟုတ်တယ်
like,
ဟုတ်တယ်
you
နှစ်
can
ချက်
explode,
နှစ်
but
ထက်
Bane can buy
အ
himself
ထဲမှာ
a
တစ်ထ
good,
က်ရှိရ
like,
တွေ့လား
5+
အထဲမှာ
seconds
တချို့
and all
အပြင်က
of
ဟာ
a
တ
I mean,
ချို့
you want to talk about heroes
အ
that
ပြင်က
can
ဟာ
buy themselves
mics
time
အတွက်
that
သုံးတာအထဲက
is
ဟာ
available. It's
အဲ့လို
Shadow
ကြား
Summon is
hearing
another
တဲ့
that
သုံး
we've
တာ
seen picked a lot in the tournament. I feel like it's a really solid pick when you don't want to reveal anything about your draft, but you just want like a good, solid support. Willow also kind of exists in that category. Obviously, Willow it's much more like telegraphed what you're gonna do on the hero, but there's like a lot of really solid early phase supports in Dota right now. It feels like.
Yeah, just,
Hero
just to
တွေပြောက်
give
သွား
you guys heads up,
Oi.
we also
hero တွေပြောက်သွားပြီ
noticed that the
ဟုတ်ပါ
drops
ဘူး
disappeared from you guys' screen. We'll try to get that back up as soon as possible. The teams are
The only
continuing
broke as a
drafting.
day,
It's
no?
just, a slight API issue.
It's a little surprise for us.
Yeah.
What could they?
ဟိုအဲ့လိုလုပ်ပါ
There it is. All right, we got.
the only
ourselves
broke
back
as
to the
day က
horse.
တော်တော်
coming from Gaiman after they banned out.
Play out time ban
and
it
then
all.
the Huskar ban, as Effie predicted, still came out. It was the Silencer that came out for Spirit.
Chaos
and then
Knight.
Axe Mercy, and
Oh.
then now the CK.
Some engineer going.
These are both very
No?
new
Tia
drafts.
Tia the same Tia the same I'm the two ya. The same I'm the same I'm the two ya. I go.
Strong.
39 မိနစ်လောက်တည်းကမှ fallen စကိုင်းတွေပါရရင်ရနေ
a way to initiate without blink and then even like
ပြီးတော့
following
CK
up after you get the blink dagger.
CK ကိုအရန်ကြောက်ကတဲ့ carry ထဲမှာမပါဘူးအဲ့ကောင်က
This is one of the strongest
CK
lanes
တောင်ဖြစ်တယ်
there is.
X ကိုပြောတာ
If they do want to run it with
အဲ့လို
like
live
Marcy
stealer
in the
တို့
game, like if you just a portal
CK
rotation,
တို့
Marcy can
အဲ့လိုကောင်တွေက
can,
ဒီကောင်ကြီးကိုသိမ့်မကြောက်အောင်ဒီကောင်ကြီး
and
off
CK
lane ထွက်လာရင်
I feel like it was BB
off lane မှာလည်းရိုက်လို့ရတယ်
zero
နောက်ပိုင်း
that,
late game လည်း
originally saying like
အရင်
we think
မ
that
နာ
the-
ဘူး
the
Bas
two
ka
facets
ko
are
kaya,
good.
easy-
You can
easy
either
be.
use the break facet against heroes like Bristleback, maybe
အဲ့
against
strength
Axe.
carry တွေ
And then
ပြီးရင်
there's
live
the,
steal တွေ
you
လည်း
know,
ပါ
the
တော့
stun
easy
facet
ပဲ
you can play it also as a support and it's really strong.
But it was Team Spirit that ran CK as carry at this tournament, and then that same day we saw 2 carry CKs.
အဲ့
It
ဒီ
looked
ပွဲကတော့
really
CK က
cool.
carry
And
ဖြစ်ချင်မှ
of
လည်း
course
ဖြစ်
the
အောင်မှာ
flex
ပေါ့
is
ပြောမရ
still
အောင်
open for the
separate က
4 CK, but I would
အဲ့
love
ကောင်
to
ကြီး
see it
4 3
pull
နေလဲ
up.
3အောင်
The question that I have right now is, could there potentially be the Bat Rider mid? Because you see
ဒီ
the
စဘောမ
invert,
ပေါ်ရင်
you
တော့
see the
match တွေ
potential
ဆော့
carry
တော့က
CK.
ဘာ
Core Bat
communication နဲ့
Rider
သုံး
will
လဲ
do much more versus a Chaos Knight
တင်း
and a
စပီလေ
support
အခု
would.
တက်ဒီကောင်တွေ
So Bat
Discord မ
Rider
သုံးဘူး
plays
တင်း
on
စပီပဲ
Lasso,
ဘယ်
wants to
Discord
find the main one, that
Discord
might
က
be
ဟိုဟာ
easy,
ဖြစ်တာပေါ့
whereas Core Bat Rider will have the
Crack
vision, will
လွယ်
have the
တာပေါ့
items, will get in the middle of the fight and make
တင်း
it
စ
so
ပီ
that
ပဲသုံး
CK
ကြတာအခု
struggles
ဒီ
versus
ပြိုင်
the
ပွဲ
AoE
တွေ
damage.
international တွေမှာသုံးနေရလဲတင်းစပီ
One
တွေ
thing
ပဲ
about
အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်တစ်ခါကျရင်
the
post တဲ့
talked
အချိန်မှာ
about was the silencer. They didn't
TS
go for
TS ဆိုပြီးတော့ရိုက်ကြတာလေ
try to cover the lasso
TS
with
ဒါမှမဟုတ်လဲ
the
အဲ့လို
silence
တင်းစ
instead,
ပီ
but
အဲ့လိုမျိုး
hopefully
တ
there
ချို့
won't
ဆို
be a
အပြည့်ရိုက်ကြ
follow-up after the first lasso, or maybe the
တင်းစပီ
Marcy Max
error
are
ပေါ့
gonna,
အဲ့လိုမျိုး
zip
ဒါ
in
ကြရ
and
င်
you can global afterwards. That's potential, but
တင်းစပီက error တော့တက်တယ်
Silencer's
ဒါ
gonna
ပေမဲ့
have a bad time
အဲ့လို
against those two heroes.
သူက one time
There's an
server
idea
တွေရှိတယ်
with Silencer versus
အဲ့ဝင်လို့မ
Bat
လွယ်
Rider
ဘူး
also that
passport တွေ
you
နဲ့
can't really sticky napalm spam because you're getting
Discord ကြတော့
burst
အဲ့
spam.
server ထဲမှာ
That
ရှိ
makes
မြလူ
sense.
တွေဝင်လာ
But
လို့ရ
again,
တာကွာ
this
အဲ
problem
လော့တွေပါ
solved
ခတ်
if
ထားရင်
you
တော့
do
မှ
run this Bat
အဲ့လို
Rider
ဟို
core.
လိုမျိုးတွေရှိ
Wow, this is an interesting pick. Okay, so I see what they're doing here.
သူတို့
It's-
shaman ပစ်လိုက်ပြီဆိုတော့ CK
If you're
carry
an
သွား
answer
ပြီကွာ
Ember mid,
တေချာသွားပြီ CK carry
however, I will say if you
မိုက်တော့မိုက်တယ်
want to talk historically
ဒီပွဲ
about
အဲ့
some
ဆို
of
ရင်
the worst
KO
matchups
ပါ
for Death Prophet, it is all
မဆိုး
heroes
ပဲ
that can burst her.
မဆိုးပဲ
CK,
KO က
like
တီး
CK,
ရပြီ
like
ဒီ
CK
ပွဲက
Death Prophet can be so devastating for the Death Prophet. He can just insta burst her even if she has
ချမဲ့ကောင်တွေအဲ့ကောင်တွေက
in a
fan မဲ့
single
ကောင်တွေ
stun,
မဟုတ်
you
ဘူး
can kill her.
Amber တို့
It
CK
does
တို့
go
က
the
ချ
other
မဲ့
way
ကောင်
where
တွေ
if you can somehow save
ဒီ
Death
ဘက်ကလည်း
Prophet,
The
she
Prophet
can siphon all the illusions
The
and then
Prophet
just
Ali
insta
like
heal to
chat.
full HP and be unkillable. But often in that
Ooh.
stun, it's enough to kill her.
I wonder if this might be one of the rare circumstances where it's worth to get the morning facet, the one that delays the damage you take. Because I play Death Prophet a lot, and occasionally there is a game like this where their burst is so high
အရင်
that
ပွဲ
it's
ဆော့
worth
တော့
it
က
to
D1 တော့
sacrifice
က
your spirit damage and the ag
ဟောက်
spill
နေရ
Yeah.
just to survive the burst, because it swings a couple fights.
That's a good point. I could see that because really we talk about it, but it is only CK.
D1 တော့ကဘေးချင်းကတ်တွေပဲထိုင်ပြီးတော့ပြောကြတာပဲလေ
Silencer Shaman, they're not going to burst her.
ဘာမှ
Shaman
တော့မ
will
သုံး
lock
ဘူး
her down, but
I
she's going
kick
to
up.
have a team behind her. It's really just surviving that CK onslaught that she needs to think about.
How do CK
ပုံကျွေးမှလား
Silencer
ထုတ်ကျွေးမှလား
against
ဆို
the
တော့
Marcy Axe?
KO ပါ Game 1
I feel like
ကြည့်လိုက်
Marcy
တော့
Axe wins almost any lane.
KO ပါ
That's,
ထည့်
played well.
You're pretty
အဲ့တော့
volatile.
မုတ်လား
I would
ထုတ်
say.
လား
This
တော့ Game 1
lane
ပြီး
is
မှပဲ
gonna
သိရ
naturally be
Okay
volatile because he has some
KO ပါတီးပြီ
absolutely incredible level 2 timing, but Silencer out of position. I mean, you tell me as a pause 5 player, you're playing against Marcy Axe. How many times
Yeah,
are you
get me
going down?
out.
All right, you want to get out. But it's one of those situations where like Mapochka is of course going to be playing behind Yatoro on CK. Like his positioning is going to matter a lot, and if they can get a little bit of an advantage, this can definitely go either way. Super volatile.
I love the Terrorblade ban here against Gaming Gladiators. The hero's only played 8 times this tournament. It's lost 7 of the 8. The 1 win was on Gladiators. So despite it being a bad hero on paper, there's
ဒီနေ့
still
Terra
spooked
Blade တွေဘန်းပြီ
about Watson playing.
Carry
It is good against
Carry
illusion heroes, though.
They
Carry
also just
What's
don't
that
really have heroes versus Terrorblade. So
What's
it's
that ဘာ
really
ကင်
good
လောက်
to
လဲဒီ
get that out of
ထူ
the
ဝါ
way.
လောက်ကြီးများ
But
ကင်
also
မလား
just on what
အ
Jenkins
ထူ
was
ဝါလောက်ကင်
saying,
လဲ shaman ပါတ
I
ယ်
think
ခွေးယူလုပ်လို့ရ
Silencer does die one time,
A
and they
CK
start pushing
nine
into CK
make
tower,
every-
that's going to be a problem. So what Spirit can do is they can
ဂိုင်ကို
make
ရှိတ
someone
ယ်
self-sustaining
ဂိုင်ကိုလည်းတကယ်တမ်း
on
မ
the
နိုင်
off
ဘူး
lane
ကွာ
and just kind of
ဖမ်း
kill
မ
the
င်းတော့တာ
idea
ပဲ
that Rue will be half
ဗ
playing
ရိတ်တာ
alone.
တို့
Like,
X
if
တို့နဲ့
they
တွဲ
get
လိုက်ရင်
double
တော့
waved or it starts to push into tower, you have
ဂိုင်ကို
to
ဘာ
be
ညာလဲ
able
မ
to
ဆိုး
leave Collapse's
ခဲ့
hero
ကြ
alone
အိမ်
and
နဲ့
bring
ဖိလို့
two
ရတယ်
supports to that
yeah,
safely.
I mean, self-sustaining against the game in Heroes for Collapse. I mean,
Medusa
is always a solid
Medusa နဲ့ဆိုရင်တော့နည်းနည်းတစ်မျိုးဖြစ်သွားတယ်။ Nigma စတိုင်းဖြစ်သွားလိမ့်မယ်
And there's a lot of good offlaners you can leave. Also, Tide is not so good against Death Prophet.
CK လို့ကောင်းနိုင်တဲ့ carry agility တွေကဆိုရင်တော့ဒါရိုရှိမယ်
Centaur
လူစားလည်းမဆိုးဘူးသုံးရင်နည်းနည်းတော့ခတ်မယ်
You can also pick Darkseer and like go jungle.
ကျန်တာကတော့
Well, so they have overall last pick, right? So they can.
တော့ဗာရှိ
Centaur's ban.
It
Okay.
will be the center ban, and we will find
Asa
out.
ဝါလော်တယ်ဘာကြီးလို့
No, what's the
Marcy
replay in
carry
that?
So it is. carried
Really?
by mid Batrider. Right?
Marcy.
Or Marcy.
Or it could be Marcy
It
carry.
could be Mercy. That's true.
Marcy carry
Or Death Prophet.
ဒါပေမဲ့အာယုံမ
If
မ
you're
ပါ
throwing Batrider
ဒီတိုင်းကျန်
versus
လားအဲ့
the
ကောင်
Silencer, that's a stronger
He
lane
don't
for
carry
CK
beef.
and Silencer.
Better Fury
Yeah,
net.
Silencer plays very well into Batrider. I mean, he can get killed by Batrider, but he trades
ဝါ
well
လော်
because of the Silencer.
CK ကိုကောင်တာထောက်တဲ့ support ထဲမှာတော့ပါတော့ပါတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ဟိုဘက် global sign line ကြီးနဲ့လေ global sign line ကြီးတွေကိုဝါလော်ကြီးပိတ်ပြီးတော့ဘလူးဘတ်တယ်ချနေတာ
I
Then
know,
their damage is
I know
gonna
it's Watson, so he'll probably be Marcy, but I do want to say on the record that
တမျိုးကြီးပဲကွာနောက်ဆုံးပိတ်တယ်ဒီကောင်လေး show me
quite good here against CK Illusions. I feel like Marcy versus CK, if CK can get any sort of advantage, what is she going to bow?
game 1 separate ပွဲကြီး game 1ကြီးဆလာတာတဲ့ပြီးသွားအဲ့မာစီသွားပြီးခွေးဖြစ်ပြီ
So cool.
Well, let's see if you're gonna get it.
Game
See
one
or
separate
not
that, yeah,
gonna
like
get
that.
it. It will indeed
Easy
be
money.
Watson on Marcy. And
KO ပါတော့မရ KO ပါတော့နည်းနည်းအနေများသွားပြီအဲ့
surprised.
ပွဲကပြ
There's
က်
a
လောက်
lot
တယ်
of
ထင်တယ်
reason I think Spirit had the read.
ဘာ
so
လု
they
ပ်ချ
went for
လိုက်တာ
Silver,
တော့
something that
လို့
trades well
GG
versus
ရဲ့ပစ်လာတာ
Mercy.
မဆိုး
But
ကောင်း
also
နေတယ်
just
လို့ပဲ
double
ပြောရ
the
မှာ
burst.
အဲ့ဒီချိန်မှာ
Like, whoever
carry
gets
ကောင်းကောင်းလေး
that
တစ်ကောင်
damage
ဝင်လာလိုက်ရင်
will
ပြီးနေ
get
တဲ့ဟာ
killed by CK. The issue that they have with the Slaughter
Baji
Reaper is they
dong,
don't have a
Baji
pipe buyer for the
dong.
Fatal Bonds, nor do they really have a Crimson Guard buyer for the Death Prophet.
ဝက်ဆန်ဆိုတနာပါမျက်နှာသေးလေးနဲ့ဟာတယ်
This
ငါ
is no auras versus
လူပွဲကြီးမှာ
the team
Marcy
that
ကိုင်းရ
is
မှာ
obsessed with buying auras. That
မျက်နှာ
is,
သေးလေး
that
နဲ့
is very interesting, but I agree, like, Spirit has very strong lanes and a very strong
the flash?
combo as well. Like, Death Prophet's issue against CK is literally amplified by Slardar, and
ပြေးပါလို့ပြောက်သွားလဲပြီးရ critical shot လိုက်လို့
not getting bursted is just vaporized.
They need armor items so bad on gladiators. When you're against Slardar plus another minus armor source like the CK, they need
Follow
like,
Marcy
bucklers,
combo
maybe. They need
မလောက်ဘူး
mills, they need armor items.
ဒီဘက်ပစ်ချားတဲ့ကိုအဲ့ဟာသွားလို့မလောက်ဘူးနော်
Big one too.
Yep.
Against
ရိုး
Strong.
ချားသားချားဖြစ်ကုန်တော့ဟိုကောင်တွေကနှွင်တော့မှာ
I think Spirit's draft just looks way more conventional and
Yeah.
safe. I'm a little bit worried about the carry Marcy for the reasons you mentioned. They paired Marcy with Warlock, which isn't really an ideal
Okay.
lane either. It's not like you're going to be
Akka sa
running
dari
Warlock
daw ma.
necessarily. So they definitely have something in mind, but I don't like it as
တော့
much.
panel list တွေတောင်မှဟိုဟာဖြစ်နေ Marcy carry ကို အန်ရရှိချောင်းနေစပြောနေဟို patch တို့ပါလို့ကစပြောနေ Marcy carry ရတယ်အန်ရရှိတယ်တဲ့
They can take early Roshan, but if Gladiators are in a position to 5-man, their 5-man is much simpler than Spirit's 5-man. Like, they have more team fight ultis, they have more potential aura buyers in the axe, and there is the question of will they manage to successfully burst Death Prophet? Because if they don't, she will do a lot of damage in these fights.
I would say it's conventional in the sense of
ပြင်စလာတိုင်းနဲ့ထင်ရ
maybe
မှာ
not on this patch.
စလာတိုင်းနဲ့
Like,
ထင်
on
စလာတာ
On this patch, it's all about buying the auras, and Spirit
ဒ
doesn't
င်း
have
ကို
that right
မာ
now.
စီကမလွယ်ဘူးကမာစီဝါလောက sustain ပဲဖြစ်မှာစလာတိုင်းယူလုံးဖို့က
Before we see the game, though, we are gonna hear some
ကမ်
words
တင်ပြန်သေး
from
မှာအဲ့ကောင်
Coach
ကြီး
Silent, who is with Nomad.
Hello, Mr. Silent. So, a little bit of an interesting draft coming out here from Gaming Gladiators, especially like the Death Prophet. We haven't really seen so much of this hero recently. What are your thoughts on it?
We actually was thinking we could pick it against Ember because a lot of heroes was banned, so it wasn't like we didn't expect that.
Okay, interesting. And what does
Y'all
the
ain't remember
Slardar
now,
do for
that-
your draft?
that bro fed
This
you.
is a 1-0 hero at the moment.
Just
မာစီကိုရောမျောလင်းထားလားမသိ
against this
ဟုတ်တယ်မမျောလင်းထားလားဟုတ်သလား separate ဘက်ကောင်နေကောင်နေနောက်ဆုံး let's play ကြီးဝါလော့ထွက်လာလိမ့်မယ်လို့
1 to 10,
မျော
how
လင်းထား
confident are you in this draft for game number 1?
0
0.
or 10, not sure.
Not sure. Okay, all right, Silent. Loving the confidence. Thank you very much. Good luck in this game as we jump into game number 1 of Gaming Gladiators versus Team Spirit with Sunspan and Kezu.
Sansan
Thank you,
and
Nomad.
Kezu
Welcome, everybody. Game 1 of this best-of-3 single elimination playoffs here at EWC. Sunsfan here with Kezu. Gaming Gladiators versus Spirit.
Yep.
Don't worry, guys. You're not missing anything. There's a pause because 33, he walked into the studio and saw that the lights were bright. Thus, the pause ensues, Kezu.
I mean, he must have talked with Melody because he was actually pointing at the lights.
Yep.
Also, I like that Silent. He's like, apparently he doesn't care. You know, this draft is either a 0 or a 10.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Either you win or you lose. So.
We'll figure it out during the game. But I will say there's a lot of, there's a lot to the two drafts. There's a lot of things I like. There's a few things I'm not so sure about. I will say that this 24-pick Slardar is very strong. I think it's quite nasty, especially against Marcy. Like, you want some BKB disable. You can also man up against her during the BKB. So, you know, I kind of like what Spirit have going for themselves, but Gaiman, as always, they've got the tempo, Shannon.
Yes, they do. For Gaiman, you talked about Marcy.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked up on one word.
I just want to reiterate something that I've said many a time in the past.
Chingan.
Hero is played as
Chingan နဲ့ပဲစောမှာနောက်ပိုင်းอ่ะเนาะရာရှာကာယာတော့ပြည်တယ်ကာယာဆန်ကြီးဆန်ကြီးချင်းကန်ပလိန်မေးဒီပွဲဆိုရင်အမ်ဘာပလိန်မေးရရမ်းမိုက်သွားပြီဒါဘရိုဖက်တရေတွေထုတ်ရင်ဝင်းတိုးရုံပဲပလိန်မေးနဲ့ဝင်းတိုးနေမှာပလိန်မေးကာယာဆန်ကြီးရှိပါကတိုးရုံပဲတိုးတလား
So Marcy carry is a lot about
ဒီစလာရာပါတော့ကောင်းနေရူရှန်ဘာညာလည်းလွယ်ဦးမှာကွာ CK ကလည်းရူရှန် AC နိုင်
I think they just wanted any kind of tempo carry that can play aggressive throughout the game. And I think that's kind of it. I will say that I'm not the biggest fan of it. I like it a lot when it's played with Io.
I mean, when they picked Marcy, I'm like, oh,
they
got the rebound with Axe early on. You don't
ဒီကဆူဆိုလည်းပြောရ Io နဲ့မှ
You're not going to be in the same lane.
တိုက်တာတဲ့ Marcy carry ကိုပလိန်သုံးရင်မကြမ်းဘူးနော်အဲ့ကောင်ကြီးပြီးတယ်
We might have a rune fight.
Io ပါလို့ရှိရင်ဘာအဓိကသွားတာလဲဆို move speed သွားတာ move speed တာလို့ရှိရင် light ထိုးရတာလွယ်တယ်ကွာကောင်းတယ်အေး CRN chain ဒီဘက်အော်လွဲသွားပြီတကောင်ကဒီဘက်မှာချုပ်ပေးတာကျန်တဲ့3ကောင်အပေါ်မှာသွားလှုပ်
They did go on different heroes, but either way, you know, everyone got their wards out. I think we had a 2-for-2 bounty split. Everyone's very happy. And a different hero we don't see too often.
It's
a traditional counter when it comes to the Ember Spirit.
Plus တော့လည်းအဲ့လိုပဲလေPlus တော့လည်းအဲ့လိုမျိုးကက်လေးပဲလေမင်းနေပြီ
He wants to win his lane, which he
မင်းနေပြီလား
against the Ember, absolutely. And it's just a hero that allows you to speed up the game and play, you know, forward in the draft, have your supports come to you, and you should be A-okay.
So how would they match up late game versus the Spirit side? Because I like I said, in terms of the Marcy carry games, they lose in 30 minutes. So can that hero scale really well into the late?
So what I see is that Gaiman should have like
okay အဲ့ဒါနဲ့ပဲကစားခိုင်းရောတဲ့
better lanes plus early game. But the mid game
အဲ့ဒီရာရှာကာယာဆန်ကြီးက carry item ပဲလေ
against the corrosive face against the chains.
Fury တဲ့လက်စီနဲ့ဆော့ကျင်တော့ public မှာသွားဆော့မှရ
Slardar combo backed up by a
ရှုံးရင်တော့ဆော့ပါနော်
I think the Spirit are pretty happy if they're
အဲ့ဝဲမှာရှုံးရင်တော့အဲ့လိုဆော့လို့ရ
even state.
Okay. So early on here, we can see Watson as we've talked
တော့
about
pro player တွေဘာကြောင့်မဆော့လဲဆိုတာရှုံးမှာဆိုလို့ပေါ့ရှင်းနေ
There's one thing about the hero that I actually like, which I don't see abused all that often, is the special delivery where you do the little you know, you whistle your little courier to you.
It's a cool innate.
It is cool. So I want to see it more. You know, you get some Orb of Frost, you get your boots, a Fairy Fire, you do some nice stuff. But yeah, top lane, I think both sides should be pretty happy.
Lane crash hey.
A very good lane, so you'll just be super happy. With Spirit, I think they want a couple of levels.
အမျိုးကြီးဆိုပေမဲ့ lane တွေကတော့မစိုးပဲမာစီလဲပုံမှာအေးဆေးကွာ လောလောဆယ်အထိ Let's say ဒုတိယနေရာမှာရှိတယ်အလဲမှာအမ်ဘာ6កောင်ပဲစားရသေးတယ်ဟိုမှာ Double Fat 14កောင်ဖြစ်နေပြီအလဲက crash နေပြီဟာ Wow 15កောင်အမ်ဘာ6កောင်ပဲရှိသေးတယ်အခုတည်း
And then of course
လေကြီးကတော့ crash ခံနေရပြီ
silencer to make it harder. So
well, in terms of the bat rider, what position do you prefer seeing it generally?
I think post 4 is the hero's best role. It can be played mid, it can be played carry. I mean, we've seen it played offlane as well by Mr. Whisper, but I think post 4 bat is just so strong. You can roam, you lane well, you have good itemization. Like, you just need a blink. Anything else is luxury and helps you so much.
ဒါအမှားပဲရလားဟုတ်တခါကျရင်အဲ့ဒါပစ်မှာ pressure ပေးတာသိလား
Facet he was going to take. He did take the same one last time.
ဟိုပေါ့ strategy ပေါ့
The reality
passive ပစ်ထားလေ
breaking, disarming or silencing.
အဲ့မျိုးကတစ်ဖက်ကပြန်ပိတ်ရတဲ့အခါမှာ Queen Bane နေအဲ့လိုအလဲ hero ထဲမှာဆိုရင်အခု hot နေတဲ့ Queen Bane ဘန်းလာတာ Queen Bane ဘန်းပြီးတော့မှ Amber first pick ထုတ်လိုက်တာကွာ
The Lotus pool at the moment, but Ace will force everybody.
အဲ့တော့ Amber ကိုလာပြီးရှင်ထိန်ခြင်း pack ရှိမယ်မီတာထဲမှာဆို pack ကလိမ့်မနိုင်ဘူး Monkey လည်းမရှိဘူးအဲ့တော့ Monkey လည်းထွက်လာလို့မရဘူး logically စဉ်းစားရင်
further aggression from the game inside.
back တို့ Asaka တို့ Viber တို့နိုင်ရင်ပြောပါတယ်တင်းကို
especially this mid
အဲ့လိုနောက်နောက်ကောင်အဲ့လိုမျိုးထုတ်မှရ
on the Ember you're going to have the Warlock Marcy lane also continuously playing ahead so we'll have to see
အဲ့လိုသူတို့ Amber ကို first pick ပစ်လိုက်ခြင်းအဖြစ် Collas let's pick ရတယ်ဒီကောင်တွေကအဲ့လိုမျိုး plan လိုက်တာ Collas ကို let's pick ပေးလိုက်တာဟော
by that but happy nonetheless and let's see how many creeps he actually misses thanks to this tower aggroing all the creeps now.
I mean, it is kind of a nice combo. Like when you look at the laning stage, you get a Warlock loves helping carries out that one to have
CK ရလှလိုက်တာအရေးတွေထ
that also Marcy wants to go for kills, which means that Malady already has a second book on the Black Grimoire, which means later more XP for him. Maybe an earlier golem you can throw in their face.
Have you ever seen that held on for like a longer period of time?
No,
it's just
no.
literally just.
I think this is that's some Herald stuff.
Yeah.
Because you can just get it. And another thing that we cannot underestimate, any kill that happens early on, the Spirit Collector facet on DP is so strong. Like just making your first exo that much better.
level တစ်ဆင့်ပြတ်နေပြီ
Already winning. So we'll have to see Gaiman. I wouldn't be surprised if we have Tofu.
ဒါတော့ဖြစ်မှာပဲဟိုကောင်တွေက Amber ကို crash လို့ရတဲ့တကောင် ထုတ်လိုက်တာ
entire family into the mid lane.
Amber ပါပဲပြီးလို့ရှိရင်ဒီမှာ lane လေးရှောက်ပတ်နောက်ပိုင်း line ညှော်
need to start doing more about this. I guess it's
ဒါ Prophet ကကြောက် mobility နည်းတယ်
being able to continuously deward and spawn it up. Because Silencer, if you're out of position against Axe Bad Rider, you're in for a bad time.
Already a 2K lead for game, and this is just a very early laning stage.
Yeah, you're just a hater. Carry Marcy, not looking too bad for now.
Well, it's been, let's see, 5 minutes.
You told when it came out, you already said this game's over.
That was a private conversation.
Well, not anymore.
I am a Marcy carry hater. I won't hide behind any.
You haven't
loud
said
and
that
proud
yet.
right here.
Okay, let's see. But
Marcy carry hater တွေတော်တော်များတာပဲ panel မှာလည်း Marcy carry ကိုမကြိုက်ဥကစတာတွေနှစ်ယောက်လုံးလည်း Marcy carry ကိုမကြိုက်အဓိကတော့ IO မပါလို့ IO ပါရင်တော့ကြိုက်
He's getting his level 6.
So
One charge on his facet. And something else, we have a Helm of Dominator queued up on Watson. This is some new technology, at least from what I understand.
Huh?
That is kind of cool. First of all, it gives you armor.
Wait,
in the
what
early
the?
Game, which is
Oh.
Rebound target, I guess.
Yeah.
အော်အဲ့လိုလား Marcy carry ကို Dominator first item နဲ့ဆော့မှာ
I've seen it, so this is cool.
တော့ဒီကောင်လေးဘာလုပ်ချင်နေလဲအားလေးစွတ်တက်ချင်နေရလား Double Fat အားနဲ့
Level 6, like you said.
အဲ့လိုဆိုတော့လေမဂါသန်ထိန်မဲ့ကောင်မပါဘူးလေဒီကောင်လေးဘယ်လိုတက်မှာ Okay တရေထုတ်လိုက်ပြီ
Can't do too much. Tofu shows
အဲ့ဆောင်ရန် push မှာတော့တေးကြတယ်ကွာ GG ကလုံးဝ first game လုံးဝဆော့မှာ
See the searing chains holding Quinn in place, so
အဲ့ mid game လောက်မှာတစ်ချက်များအားကုန်လိုက်ရင်ရှုံးပြီလေ
they will certainly do.
တော့ဂန်ပဲလိုက်ပြီကွာဒီပွဲကို
They'll fully take
မာစီယာစာ Dominator first item ဆိုတော့တော်တော်ဂန်ပဲဝါရီတာ Fury တွေပါရင်နဲ့ carry လို့မဖမ်းဘူး
most likely by Mr. Maladish. He does have to 6.
အသေးလိုက်ချမယ်ဆိုတဲ့အကွက်ကြီး
We'll get healed up a bit. See if the deny will come out.
That's a big deal.
အာ deny လည်းပေးလိုက်ရတယ်
So both teams making the correct play, but what I like to see from Spirit is if you commit to anything, your heroes will die. So you pull the wave, you span them from long range, you make Quinn get low, and at least it does give you the tower deny, so you get some gold injected to yourself. Let's see, 7-minute Wisdom Shrine is always a big one.
Yeah, based on the position, it looks like it'll just be a trade.
It does look like it.
As Quinn wants to get rid of
ဒီဗီဒီယိုပြောင်းတဲ့တက် game မြန်ဆော့ရင်ရလာတယ်
sad by the way. The team that gets the double
Oh,
wisdom
it's all
shrine
yeah.
has a 65%
I'm
chance of
swung
winning
me.
the game. Like that's their win
I
rate.
thought it would be higher. Honestly.
I mean, 65 is pretty high.
That is high.
I guess maybe you would expect it to be like 70. But
ဟိုသူများတဲ့ item စောနေရင်တော့စွမ်းတာပေါ့
That's interesting stat is rude.
ဒါ Prophet ဥမာ power trap BKB အပြာချောင်းရှီပါကက်ကွာ3ကွက်အဲ့ဒီအချိန်မှာဒီဘက်ကကောင်တွေက2ကွက်ပဲရှိနေတာမျိုးဆိုရင်တော့စွမ်းတာပေါ့ဒါပေမဲ့ item အတူတူချင်းအချိန်မှာဒါ Prophet အဲ့လောက်
Already pops the ult.
မရဘူး
Collapse. Gonna get to the north, getting a bash up. The shackle from the south is gonna hold Watson in place.
တော့ဆိုရင်အထူးက CK ပါဆင်းလာပြီတကောင်မှမသေးသေးဘူးနော်
Early rotation from the CK as
Watson
goes to the other side, completely left the
Don't worry.
Had a cancellation. Absolutely.
ဝယ်ဒီမှာရင်ပြီးပြီတင်တယ်
Double kill for Yatoro.
Uh-oh.
Fury လည်းမသွားထားဘူး Dominator ကြီးနဲ့အခုလိုမျိုးသေသွားတယ် Okay
But that's an absolutely big deal. As we always touch on when you see game and play, they rely on a good early game. They rely on the lead. They've already expanded a lot of that. So losing 2 heroes doing this and losing Watson after popping ult and his TP is huge on a like snowballing carry like Marcy, which you hate.
You're seeing why right now. Shackle onto the DP. Maposhka is going to couple up with a support. Attempted TP. Looks like it'll be successful for Rue.
Yeah, he'll be fine as Quinn picks up the brawny underwear, so gonna give him some evasion later.
Toro spotted here under the tower. Berserker's call from Ace. Haven't really talked about the axe as of yet. Gets off the CK bolt. Still farming under the tower. Doesn't really be in too much trouble.
CK pressure လိုက်ပြီးတီလောက်တယ်ကွာ bright တာလား
Say that Tofu shows up, so now he is 1 versus 3 for Yatoro.
We have any help coming in because he has no TP.
It looks like that is not the case.
အားလုံးမသေးသေးဘူးရော
Resigned to his
အ
own.
ကြာကြီးပဲဘယ်သူမှလည်းပေါ်တယ်မစင်ပေးဘူးအေးပါကွာ
Possible as the first dunk of the game from Ace comes through.
Good macro moves by Gaiman on the map, which is sometimes you can't always look at how does the play end out in the middle of it all because of the top dive, all their TPs are on cooldown. Now you can make the bottom dive. So nicely done by them, which I believe did give Mr. Maladich another little book page that he can read. So whenever he wants
ဒီ
to
ပွဲ
decide,
ဒီ switch ကြီးခေါ်ရင်ထည့်ရမယ်ပွဲကွာဒီ switch ကြီးခေါ်လာတစ်ချက်ကြည့်လိုက်
and yeah, this Ace is having a really good time. He's top net worth. The bottom tier 1 is dead. And if you look at Spirits,
ဒီ switch ကြီးခေါ်လာတစ်ချက်ကြည့်လိုက်မယ်
killing a Vanguard axe this early on.
ဒီ switch ကြီးခေါ်နေပြီ 1.99 နဲ့
who doesn't really want to move. So
အားမျိုးမှမထည့်ရင်တော့
It's a hero that just needs a couple items before he can really start fighting as an offlaner.
He does want some time. So yeah, for Spirit, when you do lose the early game, it's important you get your support levels online. And I mean, they have really strong spells, so they are currently giving Miposhka the mid lane to get his level 6 and Rue the safe lane for him to squeeze in his ultimate.
ညပေးရောထည့်လားမသိဘူးထည့်တယ်ပေးထည့်တယ်အေးအောင် game 1ကို 1.99
Collapse will find the distance needed.
အော်ပေးထားတယ် separate ကို
Side Phantasm.
တကယ်ကြီးလား
Reality Rift rather from Yatoro. See if they can kill this axe. You talked
ဒီမှာ
about
refund မလုပ်နဲ့နော်
when they have a 3-on-1 and soon to be
4-on-1.
then it's still a struggle city to do so.
Good
Steering
chains.
chains holds him in place, so eventually Ace will fall and it'll go to Laurel. It's like I made my way over here. I deserve this kill.
It is a big death to give away, which basically is off the back of a good ward the Spirit did place in their own jungle. But in the meantime, Gavin will use this space to invade the enemy triangle.
Getting rid of a couple stacks. And not anything major. His collapse will have to be a bit careful. He's going to get collapsed on from the south. As Quinn attempted TP. Looks like he's fine.
That's a good spot.
Another tower going down in favor of Game. And you can see the Troll Summoner with all the rallied skeletons for Watson. Oh, just
this is actually
adding insult to injury for the push.
This is really cool. This is like some old age thing that we used to, like Spectres at some point bought this item because you can't farm. This is a tier 2 push at minute 10:50.
အသေးတော့ဖိနေကွာဒီကောင်လေးအဲ့လိုဆုံးမှပဲရမှာ
So the siege will die.
ကစားကွက်ကလုံးဝဂမ်းပဲအားလီကိုတာရင်တာမတာရင်ရှုံးပြီဒီကောင်လေးအားလီတာခဲ့ရင်တော့မှနိုင်ဖို့ကမသေးကြဘူး
Basically, you traded your Exo for a tier 2 glyph. If at least means that, you know, with your next Exo, you can look for
ဒီဘက်ဖြန့်လိုက်ရင်အခုချိန်ဖြန့်လိုက်ရင်မှီတယ်နော် AC ဖြန့်လိုက်
Leeching a bit of the XP.
split ကလည်းမဖြန့်သေးဘူး
Connect onto collapse, but no
အော်ဖြန့်တော့ဖြန့်ပါလေအလဲမှာနှစ်ကောင်အောက်မှာတစ်ကောင်
Watson back and
အပေါ်မှာတော့ဒီတိုင်းပဲ for show တစ်ကောင်ပြတာကောလက်ဆိုနည်းနည်းရှင်းတာ
Spirit are smoking over. They do have global, so this is something Gaiman do have to respect here.
yeah, Malady, he gets searing chains.
အဲ့ global ရှိတယ်မသုံးဟာ
Game. He's going to evaporate shortly after thanks to the shackle and the right clicks from Laurel as a rebound to the north, trying to get away from the Slardar as Laurel and company going to stay in that area. And Watson pops the ult. He's just getting kited right now by Collapse. Another bad
Collapse
shot,
out of
but
the-
now Collapse is going to get
global လည်းမဟုတ်သေးဘူးကွာအာမသေးသေးဘူးရောမသေးရော how
win off the
What?
face of the map. And that's the first phantasm
Yeah.
of the game.
How long
They're
are they
gonna
about?
find support in Tofu in all likelihood. Indeed, Maposha gets him with the curse. So 3 dead for Gaiman.
global တော့မသုံးမဲချပါပဲတယ်ဟိုကမန်နာလည်းမရှိဘူးသုံးဖို့
Extremely happy with this exchange.
အဲ့တော့ play ကောလက်ဆိုလက်ဆိုကြီးလာဆွဲသွားတယ်အော်
Sticking
ကဲ
around a little too long.
အဲ့ဒါတော့နည်းနည်းများသွားပြီအဲ့ဒါတော့
Rebound does connect.
A nice little snipe by Mr. Watson, but
Aim
great
again.
aspect from Spirit. They did this without even casting
အဲ့သူတို့အပေါ်မှာအဲ့လောက်ချနေတဲ့အချိန်မှာဟိုကောင်
underestimating
AC
a little
က
bit
တာယာ
of
နေရ
the
နော်
armor coming through from the haze and the reality rift because Quinn, he basically died instantly upon getting like pulled in with the minus armor.
တော့6000ကျော်စပရစ်ပဲတတ်မှတင်တယ်
What are your thoughts on
ကိုလည်းအဲ့လိုထင်တယ်
Quinn
စပရ
going
စ်ပဲကြိုက်တယ်
first item Ags?
ပွဲမစခင်နေရ
I'm sure that this was a Yule's game. Against Searing Chains, against Global Silence.
အဲ့ကေးရတာ63ကွာနောက်ကဘယ်လိုဖြစ်လို့ fight ကြီးတောင်တာနေရဘယ်ကနေပတ်စံနေရနေရလို့ပါ GG ကဘယ်ကပတ်စံရနေဟိုမှာစတက်အုပ်တွေများစားနေလို့လားမသိဘူးကွာစတက်တွေစားနေ AC ကတောက်လျှောက်စတက်တွေစားနေရလားမသိဘူးနောက်က play fight ကြီးပြက် Okay.
They will need armor items or dispel items, whatever you have, a solar crest, lotus or
တော့ဖက်လည်းလုံးဝ fan main ညံနေအားလီပိုင်းက မာစီယာလည်းဒေါ်မလီတာကြီးနဲ့ဟိုမှာအကောင်လေးထုတ်ပြီးဖမ်းနေရပါနောက်ဘက်ကတော့လုံးဝ
Does that align with
Yeah.
anything else on the
ဒီ
spirit
ဘက်အမ်ဘာ
side?
နဲ့လစ်နေတယ်နည်းနည်းမဟုတ်တော်တော်လေးလစ်နေတယ်
A gank here.
I mean, the good thing
Ya
for them is
to
that
go
they
now,
have very
now
good
what
spells
take?
to use
Then
together.
go
Like,
now,
if they
Lindy.
start with a blink stun and you pop the global and like you do some other stuff, of course you can go on people, but Ace this time around will not overplay his hand.
Yeah, now they're going to smoke. So the blink already revealed, I believe, there, as the corrosive haze was used.
Oh.
Malady going to tank the gank in all likelihood. Indeed, that is the case.
အကောင်တော့ထိတ်ရ
If that's all you lose, you don't really care. Sure, -1 int.
နော်စပူတိုင်း
There's no like wisdom rune invasion. It will give the next active rune to Mr. Laurel, who's currently holding a shield rune. Let's see if Spirit can convert it.
တာဝါလည်းရဟုတ်တယ်တာဝါလည်း3လုံးနော်ဟုတ်တယ်အဓိကတာဝါ3လုံးတာဝါ3လုံးကဒါတထိုင်ရတနိုင် mid တတိုင်းရသွားတာအဲ့ဒါကို 5K ကကွာနေရ
Yep, snakes put down.
Hello.
This will be a tier 1
Tama.
for Spirit.
မွေးတိုင်းထောင်ပြီးတာဝါတတိုင်းတော့အသေးတန်လာယူရပြီသူနေမြေကအရင်ကြီးနေ
Available, so Malady
ယူမရမှာတနိုင်ပေးလိုက်ရတယ်ဆိုရင်တော့တန်တယ်သူတို့မပွင့်အောင်
looks like he's thinking better of it.
Okay.
Taking out the golem instead.
တာဝါတတိုင်းစရပြီ
So tower successfully taken.
Spirit are getting to hold. Of course, they are down 4K gold, which means that Gaiman are very happy with what's going on. And as I mean, we haven't talked too much about
အန်စာတုံးနဲ့ဆော့နေတာဟာရာတူတူနောက်ပြီ
to go Vanguard, Blade Mail,
သူများတွေဟိုဟာနဲ့ဆော့တာလားလို့ပြူဟာတော့
so we can
အဲ့
start
အဲ့
seeing them potentially
နက်ထရ item ဟာကြီးနဲ့ဆော့သွားတာ
They'll just have to be
အန်စာတုံးကလည်းတကယ်တမ်းကောင်းတော့ကောင်းပါလေ break ပါတယ် silent ပါတယ် design ပါတယ်နော်3ခု ဒါပေမဲ့ random သူကသူဖြစ်ချင်တာဖြစ်မှာသူကဒီဘက်မှာက break ရင်ကျန်းတဲ့ကောင်
All three
Yeah, this
items
is crazy.
same.
X တော့ရှိတယ်ကွာ X ကို break မလဲဘူး
Kind of
okay
is the carry.
design လည်းမဆိုးမာစီက design ကြောက်
Normal at Yasha at the moment.
အဲ့တော့ဒီပွဲသူအန်စာတုံးနဲ့ဆော့တာပြုတ်မဆိုးတော့လည်းမဆိုးပါဘူးမိုက်ပါ
They smoke looking towards the north, but
မာစီကိုစောင့်ဆွဲလိုက်တော့ design ဖြစ်သွားရင်ဟိုကောင်တက်မဲ့အာနေ
avoiding them altogether.
ဆွဲလိုက်တိုင်း design ဖြစ်တယ်လို့ပါလို့
This game, they're looking for Yatoro, and they have him on a good ward. Like they know that he's around here.
Oh yeah. Oh, this will be interesting. Yeah, they actually scan out Ciatoro.
Yeah, this guy is good.
He might be considered the best carry in the world for a reason. So a little time wasted from Gaming Gladiators.
I mean, I guess what did he
The Split
see? I
Room,
guess
yeah,
he
the
only saw
KLS
win on
the
the map,
KLS
but still,
saw
that
ပြီဆိုရင်
read is
Hello.
really strong. Like leaving the last mud golem.
မသိတော့ဘူး
That
carry
spawn
တွေ
is,
ပါလေ
like,
က
super high discipline.
ဒီကောင်လေး group ပဲသွားကြည့်ကြည့်လိုက်တေး global ဘက်မှာလဲ
The silence more than enough damage for Gaming Gladiators. They lose Tofu.
အပြောလိုက်လို့ global မအုပ်ပေးတာအဲ့ကောင် global ကိုဘာလို့ချန်ချန်တာ
A full shackle onto Ace, but Rue is likely to get chopped down. Collapse though with the crush to slow down Ace.
ဟိုမှာအမ်ဘာတေသွားတယ်တနာပါတယ်သူ global အုပ်ပေးလိုက်ရင်မတေဘူးလားလို့
Not a
Ace,
call.
oh, a little missed call. Phantasm's out for Yatoro, and now the Exo pop by Quinn.
Is there
Hello?
a- do they wanna
Activation
go to
there.
Roche? Nope, just a fallback.
Okay.
Okay. Also, Spirit get to hold for another Exo, which, I mean, I will say Gaiman are still pretty happy with what's going on. They're up 4K gold, you have everything you want. You have Tofu who's working on his Blink Dagger. Will take a while. The next Exo, I think, even if it gets misclicked, it will give you Roche. So that's also good news for the Gaming Gladiator side.
Yep, there's the rebound right on top of Makoshka.
That's a good old free
မီ
kill.
ဘိုရှ်ကဆေးထိုးနေပြီအဲ့ကောင်
Now they know there is a ward in the vicinity. Ags
အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်
picked up
split က
now.
ကြီးတက်သွားတာဟို 1.99 ကြီးတက်သွား
If you meet Marcy in the jungle alone, usually this hero can't kill you, because who's he gonna rebound off? But because he has his Dominator and his little...
ပတ်စစ်လေးရှင်းပြပါ
he can
CK
actually
ဟာ
solo kill you.
ဒီအခုသူယူထားတဲ့ဒီအန်စာလုံးခောက်တဲ့ဟာကိုပြောတယ် silent ပါတယ် level 2ဆွဲလိုက်လို့ရှိရင်
Tofu, so even
silent ဖြစ်ရင်ဖြစ်မဖြစ်ရင် design ဖြစ်
This is
မ
honestly
ဖြစ်ရင်
very
break ဖြစ်တယ်
important
အဲ့
for
3မျိုး
playing
random
this
ဖြစ်တယ်
answer. You can't
Level
just
2ဆွဲ
allow
လိုက်
one guy going in, 'cause
အဲ့ဒါအခုသူယူထားတဲ့ဟာ
global, your follow up is gone. But now one of them can
နောက်
kind
တစ်
of
ခုက
wait and
အဲ့
go
လက်စွပ်
after
လေးနဲ့
global
ပုံ
is
တစ်ခု
over,
ရှိတယ်
still
အဲ့ဟာက
good.
ကြတော့ဒီ natural
This
item
is still absolutely
natural
great.
item အကြီးတွေရ ဥပမာသူများ tier 1ရနေတဲ့အချိန်မှာသူက tier 2 artifact ရနေပြီသူများ2အချိန်မှာဒီကောင်က3ရနေပြီအဲ့လိုမျိုးအဲ့တော့ tier 5ကိုဒီကောင်ကအစောဆုံးရတယ်
Players know that the deficit
နော်သူများရဲ့ minute 60မှာရမယ့်ဟာကို
They know
သူ
that
ကအ
they're
စော
up,
ဆုံး
but I
ရ
feel
တယ်
like
ပေါ့နော်
with what's going on and what we see on the map,
အဲ့လို
I
ပုံ
honestly
စံ
think that both teams feel more like that it's a 4K lead
Okay.
for Gaiman. Because
နောက်ဆုံးတစ်ခုသူက3ခုရှိတယ်နောက်ဆုံးတစ်ခုကဘာလဲမသိဘူးနောက်ဆုံးတစ်ခုကနောက်ဆုံးတစ်ခုက illusion နဲ့ပတ်သက်တာထင်တယ် strong illusion လားမသိဘူးဟုတ်ပါဘူး strong illusion အစိုးရတွေကဘာလဲမသိနောက်ဆုံးဟာ illusion တွေကသူ့အနားမှာဆိုရင်မာသွားတာလားမသိဘူးသူ့နားမှာဆိုရင်ပူနာတာလားမသိဘူးအစ်စ်နားမှာဆိုရင်အဲ့ဟာထင်တယ်3ခုရှိတယ်
Wouldn't be too surprised if we see Game and Force.
နောက်တော့တဖြည်းဖြည်းကွာနေပြီဟာစစ်ကေရဲ့
Good little D ward by Meposhka.
ခုချိန် GG က Roshan ကြီးဝင်လောက်သွားရင်တော့တားလို့မရတော့ဘူးထင်တယ်နော်
You get it for free.
ဟို Developer စစ်သုံးမယ် Mercy စစ်သုံးမယ် Roshan ကိုဖောင်းတိုင်းဆိုရင် Split ကတော့ကာလို့မရတော့ဘူး
That's what you want. As Quinn will queue up the Shiva's guard. Very good item for this game.
Tofu looking for the opening.
ဒါကာနဲ့ဒီတစ်ခေါက်တော့လက်ဆိုးဆွဲခံရရင် global တော့အုပ်ပေးမှာပါနော်ဒီကောင် global မအုပ်တာပွဲစားရရပဲကိုကြည့်နေ global တစ်ခါမှမဟုတ်သေးဘူးပြောတယ် Roshan လုတ်ပြီးသွားတော့တားတယ်နော်တားမရတော့ဘူးနော်ဝါတော့ဟီးနေအေးဟုတ်ပြီတိုဖို့ဝင်တယ်ဗမာလဲ follow up follow up ကမပါဘူးပွဲအစီကေရလဲအခုမှလာနေတာကွာဒီကောင်နေနောက်ကျတယ်ဟေး
This is very big for Spirit. Like they're currently playing the timer here.
ဘာမှဂလိုးပဲဝင်သွားပြီဂလိုးပဲဟုတ်ပြီဒါနဲ့ CK ကဒီဘက်မှာအာမbreak သွားတယ်ကွာ silent မဖြစ်ဘူး break သွားတာဂိုလန်ကလည်း Brighter ကိုဆေးဖို့အတွက်သုံးလိုက်ရတယ်အဲ့တော့ battle အတွက် spare ကမကြံတော့ဘူးပြီးသွားတော့ပြီဒီ battle က score လည်းပြန်ဝင်လာပြီ Okay ဒီမှာ Queen ကမွေးတိုင်းကြားထဲမိနေတာQueen ကိုတတ်ဖို့ကတော့ damage ကမလောက်တော့ဘူးခကျွန်တော်ဖက်နေနဲ့အာမာတွေပါများထားတယ်ဟိုမှာ play မေးတွေပါနေကော်လက်ခွဲခံရတော့မယ်အိုးတော်သေးတယ်မသေးသေးဘူးဒီဘက်မှာဝက်ဆန်ကတော့အကုန်လုံးလိုက်ရိုက်နေဟာ what the fuck 1 Okay
this little mini exchange but of course two more supports
Roshan သွေးနေလေးဝင်နိုင်တော့နိုင်လို့ရတယ်ဆလာတာသွေးရမ်းနေတော့ဒီကောင်နေ reset ပြန်ချမယ်တင်
simultaneously
This is not really what Game and One. I mean, I don't want to sound like that I'm down talking them because they're still up in the game. But I will say this is very, very high skill stuff. Like Dota is all about trading and giving stuff up. But Spirit they
Spirit ဘာနဲ့ဆိုင်ဝါလာနော်ရှေ့တိုးလိုက်နောက်ဆုတ်လိုက်ဟိုဘက်ကပြန်ဝင်လိုက်ဒီဘက်ပြန်ဝင်လိုက်အဓိကတော့အဲ့ဆလာတာဝင်လိုက်ထွက်လိုက်လုံနေရ
Just what we see here.
ဝင်လာလိုက်ထွက်သွားလိုက်
force on the two supports. I'm a bit surprised.
သွေးနေနေလေးနဲ့လုံရာတူတို့ကဒီဘက်ပိတ်တယ်ဟိုကောင်တွေကအပေါ်တွေအောက်တွေကပိတ်တယ်GG ကကောင်တွေဘယ်မှထွက်လို့မရတော့ဘူးအဲ့လိုဖြစ်သွား
That's a good pre-hex by Mr. Rue. Because yeah, this is I would say this is a second big death for Watson in this game.
Yeah, I mean he's third net worth on his team right now. They are all relatively
Roshan ပေးလိုက်ပြီပေါ့။ဒါနဲ့ Tormentor ပဲယူတော့မယ်ထင်တယ်။
Spirit, they want to continue to be aggressive here. Remember Roche was like on 30% HP but
ဟုတ်တယ်။ဖိတ်လိုက်ပြီ Roshan နဲ့ Tormentor နဲ့ trade လိုက်ပြီ
So they will just
be a trade for the tournament.
ကောင်းပါလေအဲ့ဒါလေ
They don't want to really contest it. Maybe you
Global မရှိဘူးဒီကောင်တွေအဓိက
So they'll just take the form instead, which means that Gaming get themselves the hand on the Aegis.
ကောင်းရစားမိုက်မိုက်တဲ့ထည့်ပြီး fine တော့နဲ့ကောင်းမယ်တော်သေးရဲ့ KO ကမချမိတာဗတ်တင်နိုင်လဲ 5K ကမကြဘူးတဲ့အဲ့ဒါကိုစဉ်းစားနေတာဗတ်တင်နိုင်လဲ 5K ကမကြ
They would have probably rather have that on the roster.
ဒီက X ကစွတ်ဖန်းနေတာမှကြည့်အောင်ဒီကောင်လည်းနောက်တော့3ကောင်လုံးက1000ကွာ
It's nice, but yeah.
စပရိတ်မှာ1000လို့တကောင်မှရှိတယ်12000တဲ့တဲ့ကောင်တွေက9000လို့8000လို့မှမွဲတေစပူတာကြီးလည်းမွဲတေဟိုဘက်ဗရိုက်တာဖန်လို့ရတဲ့စပူတာဆိုစွတ်ဖန်းတာ
What's going on? Manta will be nice for him to take off the chains, take off the corrosive haze because at least for now, like Lard on this Ember is incredibly annoying. He just pops in the remnant, he pops some little chains, he delays like the follow-up fight.
မာစီကလေဆိုတော့မိုက်တန်နဲ့ Dominator နဲ့မှာအတူတူလောက်ပဲ Dominator နဲ့အားလီပို့ချလို့ရတယ်မိုက်တဲ့ကြီးကကြောက် plain farming ပဲဘာမှချလို့လည်းမရဘူးဘာမှလည်းမပါဘူး attack speed နဲ့ပတ်စံပေါက်စားတာပဲပါဒီကောင်ကျတော့ဟို rebound target ရတယ်အဲ့လိုတယောက်တည်းကိုအလိုင်းမပါဘူးကိုတယောက်တည်းဖြစ်နေတဲ့အချိန်မှာ rebound သုံးလို့ရတယ်သူ့ level 2ခုံပြီးတော့ဘာညာလုပ်လို့ရတယ်ဗောနော်အဲ့အတွက် Dominator ကတော့မိုက်တော့မိုက်တယ်အာယုံမပါတဲ့အတွက်သူ့ရဲ့တွဲဘောကိုသူက Dominator ဆက်လိုက်တာ
This is one of the issues with off-lane slaughter is farm.
တော်ထဲမှာ creep ပါ fan မယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်လည်းဒါသူ့ရဲ့ Dominator Cree လေးနဲ့ rebound သုံးပြီး fan လို့ရတယ်ကွာအဲ့တော့
blink until you get your BKB it's a bit weird to farm I will say nowadays with the shard you can like kind of one shot
အကြီးသွားတာမဟုတ်ဘူးကွာအသေးပဲသူအဲ့လိုခုံမှုအတွက်လောက်ပဲသူသွားထားတာ
but yeah of course the hero needs to have some drawbacks as let's see they might find
Sprit က9သာပေးနေပြီနော်ထည့်တင်တယ်နော် Sprit 9သာဆို
but he's straight up walking into them
ကဲပြောတာဟိုက 1.99 တော့ထည့်လိုက်တာမှန်က9သာမှထည့်ရမှာအဲ့ဒါဆို share ပဲလားလို့ပြုံဘလို့ပဲကြည့်ကြည့်ကိုဝါလို့ကျန်းနေရောင်ဂလိုဟိုဂလိုပဲလဲပြီးသွားစပိတ်ထွက်လာအကုန်ရှော့သွားပြီအားသာတယ်ရအားသာထပ်ပြီးတော့နှိုင်ကောင်းမလားမသိ being outrun by a human. Sprit ကြီးခေါ်နေပြီ9သာတဲ့ရိုက်ပြီမနိုင်တော့ဘူးဟိုကလူပုံများတယ်
for Spirit a great rotation and response from the game inside.
Hey, Quinn is so tanky. That was even like with a global being used towards the very end. Just a Shiva, he's got the veil.
ရှစ်စာအောင်ပေးနေတာ what the fuck
100 HP.
နည်းတော့ရှစ်စာတော့နည်းတော့ကလီးကြည့်လိုက်အောင်
You lose 3 cores and you use global.
ရှစ်စာအောင်နည်းနည်းထည့်ကြည့်လိုက်အညာဗော Sprit ခမ်းဘက်3လမ်းမကခမ်းဘက်တဲ့အသင်းဆိုတော့လည်းယုံကြည့်လိုက်မယ်လား 8.24 Okay အပေးပြီ 1.99 တော့လည်းထည့်ထားတာမှာနည်းအားချောင်းနာတယ်
Incredible Crimson Guard game, I'm not gonna lie. It's against Ember, Slardar, and Chaos Knight. Leposhka, hello, and maybe goodbye.
ဒေါမနီတာကနေပါဝေးနဲ့ဆင်းလာတယ် Oh my god ပွဲသွားပြီဗျာကောင်း
Now the focus onto the
Crimson ကတ်တွေပါထည့်ထားတယ်ရောအေး CK တမ်းမရော့အောင်အောင်းတော့ကောင်းနေတာ
They have a fast draft, even with you know 1 or 2 small mistakes.
25မိနစ်တန်းကြီးရအနေအဆများနေပြီနော်ဒီအချိန်ကတော့25မိနစ်တန်းကြီးအဲ့ဒါတပွဲတော့နိုင်မှရတော့မယ်
He has a Crimson guy. I stress enough how good this item is.
ဆလာတာပါဆိုတကောင်ဖြတ်ဖို့ကတိတ်တော့ပြဿနာမရှိတော့ဘူးကွာအာမလျှော်ပြီးတော့ဖြတ်မှာ
I think Spirit they're in deep trouble.
Yeah, the panel was talking about the fact that Gaiman need to get armor items. Well, they have them in spades now, and the question is, what can Spirit do about it? It is all in on basically just physical damage for the most part. There's the last
ဂလိုးပဲအာတူလားဂလိုးပဲမအသုံးမေးဘူး
initiation comes out from Ace, ends up
အဲ့ရဆောင်းရုပ်ပေါက်တယ်
collapse jumps in
ဂလိုးပဲသုံးလိုက်လေလို့အမမဟီရိုကြီးကိုမသုံးဟေးလက်ဆိုဆွဲပြီးဆိုတာနဲ့ဒါဂလိုးပဲဖွင့်ပေးရမှာအနောက်မှာ follow up ကပြုတ်ကြလာမှာကွာမာစီလိုင်းလာမယ်ခုံပြီးတော့မဟုတ်ရင်လည်း X bus ကားလာကောမယ်အေးမလားအဲ့ဒီဟာတွေကိုမတားပေးဘူးမီပိုချ်ကတော့နောက်ပြီ
Definitely making it look very easy. Nice ward by Malady. Leave one behind.
ဂလိုးပဲဘာတော့ချန်နာနေရတော့တေးလိုက်တော့အမှထပ်ပြီးတော့
He has died.
Hello and bye again.
Has died. Dispose into basically the rest of game inside as the age is about to expire, which means it's time to go high ground. I mean, they have the numbers.
They don't have Exo, but you have Aghanim Scepter. You have like a little Dom creep that is saving you as well. So that's already half HP on the tier 3.
And this is the Ogre creep now, so some ice armor to work with.
Which is
Second
also
Roshan
enough
free
for
မ
like
ပေး
an
ရင်တော့
triple
ဖြစ်နိုင်
physical core.
Very
ကျစား Second Roshan free ပေးလိုက်ရင်အနေနဲ့များသွားပြီမကတစ်လန်းနှစ်လန်းလောက်ပေးရတော့မှာ
Spirit, you either need to find Gaiman when they're scattered, or you need like a scrappy fight. Like you go in, you bait the Crimson, or like you burst the guy before the Crimson comes out. If it comes out too early,
Okay,
you need to
some
time
of
back
the
and then go again.
အမုတ်သွားပြီအဲ့စမုတ်လေးကဘာများရဒါပေမဲ့အလဲကခရီကို
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
Okay လဲကခရီကိုကလုံးဝရ
still working on the peak.
ပြင်းပါရ
It's just such a long time coming.
Break here, find Tofu.
Spot one. Tofu gonna take the
ဟုတ်
brunt
တယ်
of the damage.
ဂလိုးပဲပွဲတဲ့ fat 8ဂလိုးပဲအာ
Yeah, that is a bigger kill for the game inside. Laurel insta-give essentially at Toro. Gets disposed, the global side's given a little bit of space. Collapse not really doing too much damage here. Shackle right
ဟိုမှာ
on top
damage က
of
တော်တော်ဝင်နေတာ
trying to fight his way through it.
Okay မာစီတော့ရှော့သွားပြီ
In the end with the illusions, but he dies as well.
အမ်ဘာမသေးသေးဘူးကွာ
Two for two
ဗတ်တဲ့
in favor of game.
ချပါပြီဆိုမှဂလိုးပဲမအော်ပါဘူးတဲ့ကောင်းကလေးက
Will die also.
Onto the high ground.
အမ်ဘာကြီးပလိန်ရှော့သွား
Quinn secures the kill.
Something wrong.
To a 14k lead for Gaiman now.
Did have to use EXO, which at least is some of the good news for Spirit, as they get to hold on a little longer when it comes to potentially their base. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of Spirit's expertise also. Like, they're the best team when it comes to coming back and knowing what to do, how to like stabilize the game and give
Whoeverမရှိဘူးလားမရှိဘူး bro ဒါရှုံးတာနဲ့တန်းပြုတ် best of 3 series
They're also really good against mega creep.
lower bracket တို့ဘာတို့လုံးမဲ့အစားသူက group မှာ group stage ပြီးတော့ elimination stage ဆိုပြီးတော့ထပ်ပြီးလုံးလိုက်တာ
atrocious lineup.
အဲ့တော့ no more lower bracket.
That's not great.
We'll buy some Battle
Gets
Furies.
the maelstroms.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Collapse, he needs this BKB. And even then, I mean, net worth obviously creates a lot of problems, but you combine net worth with perfect itemization from Gaiman, which is currently happening. And I'm really having a hard time seeing how Spirit are going to power through this type of timing.
Yeah, they had trouble killing Watson in that earlier fight. He did die, but it took them so long, and now he has a BKB, so it's going to be that much more difficult as Reality Risk owned by the Fog.
So you have the BKB that's coming up soon on Quinn. He also has the Haste Room bottle up and a Gale Guard, so more tankiness for at least 2 of the cores for Gaming Gladiators. So I wouldn't be surprised to like see them wait for the BKB on Quinn. Maybe even his 20 talent. It's a 400 health talent, which is of course pretty nice.
And there it is.
ဟိုဘက် armor ကြီးပဲထည့်နေရနော် armor ကြီးပဲ loaded ဆော့တယ်ပြီးတော့အစော့သွားဖို့လုပ်
Oh, they'll find
ဘက်မှာ free တကောင်ထိန်းချောင်းကြီးနဲ့
Scepter, but it's inevitable. Laurel picks him off. And I was gonna ask you this, and I think I've answered it myself because I just happened to click on collapse, but Nullifier has to happen, right?
Yeah, you need to cover through these as the Portugal said again.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, over ပြီတွေ့လား
Doubtful. I mean, he does
Yeah,
have
easy over ပြီအခုဘယ်နှကောင်ဖြစ်သွားလဲ20 30ကောင်ဖြစ်သွား
They'll definitely chill because the
Easy
only
game
time
over
Spirit
game.
should look to fight now is they need to think about defending their base and second row.
duration လဲကြိုက်တယ် over duration မဖွင့်ပေးလို့အခု30ဖြစ်နေပြီ second rotation မယူရသေးဘူး30ဖြစ်နေ Hey fire ramen နဲ့ဟာ ဘလိုပဲ အော်ပဲကောင်သေးနေတယ်
Again, chopped into
မသေးနေလဲ အော်မ
oblivion.
ပေးပါဘူးဟိုကောင်လားကိုကြည့်တဲ့ကောင်မဟုတ်ဘူးကောင်ရာတူလိုပဲတောက်လျှောက်ကြည့်
Anything. Cancel the TP. Ace is just all over the place.
It's going to be a free chop.
Indeed. Boom. Double kill for Ace.
တော်တယ်ရောက်
Feeling like
အော်မ
Ace
83နဲ့အဲ့ကောင်ကြီး
takes
က
over the game. Meanwhile, Yatoro trying to solo Quinn, but
Not quite.
pops the BKB and the Shivas will survive. Good attempt, but just a little bit too far behind right now. Discrepancy in farm overall just starting to add up.
Let's see. Like Spirit, they have to.
He almost has an AC. Who was that?
Who was that?
Who was that?
That was Ace.
လူမထင်ထားတဲ့အကွက်တွေလုံးပြနေတာ
I mean, this
ချီ
guy
ချီ
is
က
so happy in this
ဒီ
game.
ပစ်ကြီးနဲ့ဟိုမှာဒီလိုတွေဆော့ပြ
So like a bonus plate now. Just from
ကောင်းတယ်ပဲ
all the
ပြောရ
shots
မှာပဲ
he's gotten.
ကဲ second rotation ပေးရပြီ
They cannot hold on to this.
အဲ့မက2လမ်းလောက်အနည်းဆုံးဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်အဲ့ agent ကြီးက
See them hold a couple of the next pushes until they get to nullify a Bloodthorn combo on their Slaughter CK, which is not unimaginable, and they find collapse again.
Oh, they're gonna find a core kill and Roche at the same time.
အာလူပဲမအော်ပြီးပြန်ပါ
On
ဘူး
another level in this game number 1. Remember, the important thing about this tournament playoff stage, this is single elimination best of 3s, which I can't remember the last time I've seen that. And that makes this, I mean, Spirit are notorious for going to the lower bracket and then winning
they don't
out.
have that.
They don't have this.
No, you better, like, if you lose this game, you need to understand what you need to change for game 2. Because, yeah, if you're losing that one, you're just straight up out. Whereas I will see Gaiman, they're playing with a lot of freedom in this game. Whenever they're going for a move somewhere, they're already looking on the other side of the map. They did have a good ward in their own jungle. Of course, they did spot collapse as Watson gets himself a little shield rune. So it's a 4,500 HP Marcy.
Yep, not bad.
Pretty nice. But yeah, when you struggle to kill enemy heroes because of damage or items, you usually need Nullifier or Bloodthorn. They're working on both. They will have the Bloodthorn shortly somewhat on Yatoro. He only needs 15 gold for the Hyperstone, but they have so many problems.
All right, it's the world against Ace, and Ace will prevail.
Yeah, he has 60 armor
in his inventory
Ew,
now
armor
as the mass
60.
exodus
Yes,
from
I did.
Spirit, but the call will cancel the TP
Armor
of
60.
Yatoro. He's gonna pop his Manta and die shortly after. Slow to a call, one more
Baby.
chop for the road for
Monster
Ace.
Doggy.
60 seconds of no CK.
they're not gonna deal. They're not gonna deal with this axe.
Yeah, Quinn is like he can 1v4. Like I don't think they can kill him.
Hey, Quinn can go AFK right now. I think Ace will take the ranks on his own. This guy, he has 61 default armor right now, doing nothing.
Insane.
Hey, 61 armor ကြည့်ပါဦးကွာ level 1တော့မအော်ရသေးဘူး armor 61အဲ့ကောင်ကြီးဘယ်လိုတတ်ကြမှာတော့လို့
All physical damage.
ဒီကအဲ့ကောင်က carry လို့ဖတ်သွားတာကွာ AC ကြီးက
At the very least.
ကြည့်ရောရုပ်ဆိုးလိုက်တာကွာ armor 61အဲ့ level 1 online armor 90လောက်တော့ကြာမှာတယ်90မဟုတ်ဘူး80
Try and delay.
Yeah, they can't.
Even if they try
86ပေါ့နော်25ပေါင်းတာလား
rebound with Ace.
ပြီးသွားပြန်
Speaking up, gets the berserker's call.
Get tickled.
လက်ဆူဆွဲထားတယ်ဟိုဂလိုပဲဆွဲပေးမဲ့ဂလိုပဲអော်ပေးမဲ့ကောင်လက်ဆူဆွဲသွားပြီ
The buyback global if they want to use it. Searing chains onto 2 for Laurel. Slow to a crawl though. Flame break into
သွားပြီကွာရှစ်ဆမခန်းဘက်တော့
and a chop for the road as finally the CK comes up. But the team are gonna die.
ဂလိုပဲဟုတ်ပြီဘာဖြစ်လဲဘာမှမဖြစ်ဘူးမနာတော့ဘူးအောင် CK illusion နဲ့ဝိုင်းခုတ်တာမနာဘူး
There is another buyback for collapse, but you're down close to 30k at this stage. My oh my.
This is starting to be a rough.
against the odd ဖြစ်ကုန်ပြီလို့
So damn strong. On like all of the heroes, you're just having trouble really killing anyone.
Oh, and Ace went for the Battle Hunger Armor Multiplier talent.
I mean, yeah,
So
with how much armor.
ဘတ်တယ်ဟန်က armor multiplier ဟာအဲ့ဒါကြီး
I don't know if I've ever seen that one. Have you?
okay
No, I have. Like the call is usually, I mean, kind of the choice.
That
you go
one
for.
was nerfed recently.
Yeah, but like this way, your Battle Hunger deals like 120 bonus DPS just from your armor alone.
Yeah, so
ဒီကခံမနိုင်သေးလားတဲ့
Fine, Quinn.
All right.
မျော်လင့်ရမှာပဲကိုရှစ်ဆထည့်ထားတယ်လေ
Fails.
People die.
The world has won. Yatoro with the kill.
okay
And
ဒါ prophet တော့တည်သွားတယ်မကားတော့တလမ်းမပေးရသေး
It
ရော
does give them
ဖြစ်
blood
တော့
form. They
ဖြစ်
need
နိုင်
to
သေး
be
တယ်
able to, like,
ဖြစ်နိုင်သေးတယ်
I
ဒီကောင်
mean,
လေး
they have to kill heroes. 'Cause currently
Satay
they
wa
cannot do
canvas
so, so they
satay.
want to go for more. This is a good old spirit classic.
မှန်ကဲအစာပိုင်းအရန်အဲ့လိုဟို global silent ကြီးကိုဥပြီးတော့တကယ်အဲ့လို big game တွေကိုဖိနေလို့သိလား Amber တို့ Slada တို့အမိဝါပြီဆိုတာနဲ့ global អော်ပြီးတော့တားပေးလိုက်ရမှာအဲ့လိုမတားဘဲနဲ့တကောင်ချင်းစီဖိတာအရန်များသွားတယ်
I mean, one of the problems is even with this Bloodthorn, you already have at least, you have 2 Lotus Orbs on Gaiman.
ပုံမှန်ဆိုတားကိုတားပေးတင်တာ
Malady and Ace are around to like just save the guy that they go on. They will dispel Bloodthorn, Reality Rift, and Corrosive Haze. So then you kind of go back to the drawing board where you have nothing to kind of kill them through it. So Spirit, they need to come up with a good plan. They did get some good wards out during the smoke, which is a big upside for them. 2 very deep wards when it comes to some high grounds.
another shard trying to dodge the.
ကျန်
Okay.
တဲ့ကောင်လေးရင်တက်ရမှာအဲ့ဒီအာမာ60ကောင်ကြီးကိုခဏလွတ်ထား
Actually, for Spirit, so it was.
ကျန်တဲ့မာစီဒါ prophet မာစီနှစ်ကောင်လေးတစ်ကောင်တော့အရင်
Able to
အိမ်ရ
use some items. So you still have an Aegis available on game.
အဲ့ကောင်ကြီးတော့သွားမလုပ်သင့်ဘူးသွားမလုပ်သင့်ဘူးနော်အာမာ80အေးအာမာ80နော်တာကြီးတို့အော်ပြတ်တယ်ရ
They're doing so much damage. Ace
What the
actually
fuck အာမာ80ကိုအဲ့လိုရိုက်ခွဲသွားတယ်
wants is Quinn. Gonna focus on Rue for the time
ဟိုကောင်လည်းထင်
being.
မှာမဟုတ်ဘူးနော်
One in favor of Spirit for once this game. Crush from Collapse though. Now he's stuck in a
အဲ့
precarious
သိမှာပါပဲ
spot.
ဟောဒါကခုံလို့ရတာကိုမခုံဘူးဒါကခုံဖို့တစ်စက္ကန့်လားမသိဘူးလို့တော့မခုံအောင်
Huge kill for Spirit. Like this is
ပြတ်သေးတယ်အဲ့လိုဝိုင်းဖြတ်ရင်တော့ပြတ်ပါတယ်တဲ့နော်ဗတ်တယ်ထဲမှာတော့
with the Bloodthorn on one
မ
guy.
လွယ်ဘူးပေါ့နော်ဗတ်တယ်ထဲမှာတော့ဘာညာဝါလော့တွေပါတားပေးမှာနဲ့
Gaiman did have to use all of
ထင်းတော့မတင်ဘူးအဲ့လိုကြီးပြတ်သွားလိမ့်မယ်
exorcism, so it does give more breathing room.
ဒီကဖားပြောင်းလိုက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာအာမာဒီကောင်အာမာမရှိတော့တာဖားပြောင်းရင်အာမာမရှိတော့ဘူးဟုတ်တယ်နော်
Oh, and Laurel.
amplify damage ပါတယ်အာမာပျောက်သွားတာဒီကဖားပြောင်းလိုက်လို့
It is pretty damn good.
တမန်ဖားနေဆိုရင်တော့ဟုတ်တယ်အာမာကြီးပါဟိုမရှိတော့ ပျော့စီသွား
So Yatoro's going for Scotty as one of his final items.
Okay.
Anti-heal.
Yeah, anti-heal, kind of good against like both the Marcy and the
Ridiculous
Axe.
stats, obviously.
They are getting to good stuff, I'm not gonna lie. They did get the Bloodthorn like we saw. There's some good talents coming out as well. You're getting towards the Nullifier, so even if people are around, you will take off the Solar Crest, the Ghost Scepter, the Crimson Guard buff as well. Because I believe that this is one of the strongest timings, like the last 10 minutes and like strongest timings, like the last 10 minutes and like the next 5 to 10 minutes that Gaiman have in this game. As we'll have to talk about the greedy enchantment.
လိုတက်ဆော့တွေကြီးပဲ။ဝါလုံးမှာလည်းလိုတက်ဆော့နေ။အဲ့တော့ဂလိုပဲတားလို့မရတော့။နောက်ပိုင်းကဂလိုပဲအုတ်တာနဲ့ဥမာ
But look at the gold. He
Check
might get the axe. Maybe
ပြတ်ပြီးကိုလန်ကြ
could carry it
ဂလိုပဲကြီးကငပေါ်ကြီးဖြစ်သွားပြီဒီအချိန်မှာဘာမှမထူးတော့
tier 4 neutral item to keep the enchantment.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Keep the gold coming, brother. I like it.
I'm sure you'll mention that at least 2 more times this game.
I will.
အဲ
If the game lasts
Eh.
long enough.
Big fight.
ထက်ကအော်လက်နေလိုက်တာ
Initiated on.
ပတ်စေးရပြီလေအဲ့ဆိုရင်တော့
Just gonna leave him all like they did.
မြင်းမြင်းချင်းတက်ကမခုံနိုင်ဘူးဒီကောင် what the
Let's
fuck
give more armor to Ace.
သူများရင်အဲ့လိုမျိုးဖတ်ဆိုမြင်လိုက်တာနဲ့တက်ကခုံပြီးသွားရင်နောက်ကို
For buyback could just be the end of the game.
I mean, the moment Gaiman kill any hero without buyback, Spirit's lineup just falls apart. Especially when you're down 20k gold. So Gaiman, I mean, let's see. Do they want to
That's just
wait?
pretty close to this Nully.
It will be. It's absolutely a big deal. As Ace running out of item slots wants to get an arcane blink, can't really fault him for that.
He's showing himself though. He's so close. See if Gaiman want to try to pursue. Yatoro in the area as well. Oh, this could be a big fight.
ပတ်စံ9000ရှိတယ်နော်ဟိုကောင်လက်ထဲမှာ
Lost
ဘာ
out
မှမ
for
ထည့်ရ
10
သေး
seconds. There's the nullifier.
ဘူးထည့်ဖို့စဉ်းစားရတယ်ဘာထည့်ရင်ကောင်းမလဲ
Scotty is super close as well. Only a few hundred gold
ပီ
away.
ကီကလည်းစကာရီသွားနေတယ်โอเค
I mean, I could. Yeah,
Another minute and he'll have it.
Gaiman are going for a smoke. It's kind of good. You want to take
ကီ
over
စ
the
ကာ
side
ရီ
of
ဒါ
the
ဘလော့
map
ဖက်ကို
position
ရိုက်
and
ဖို့
Roche is
ကျန်တဲ့
about
ကောင်
to
တွေကို
respawn.
အဲ့လိုမဟုတ်
Min
ဘ
respawn
လော့
as
ဖက်
the
ကောင်တွေကို
Chinese
ရိုက်ဖို့
starter
စကာရီ
respawn.
သွား
He will die or not.
Quite. And we will make sure to leave a ward behind, of course, because Roche could be spawning in the next 40 seconds, but it's not, which means he will move back into the little daytime pit.
Okay. Ace gonna lead the way. Collapse. Not spotted yet.
The collapse does not have buyback. If he gets caught out of position and dies, this is going to be a big deal. So we'll have to respect that.
Still 400 gold.
over လောက်ပါပြီဒါ over ပြီဗောဒီပွဲမှာ duration တွေကေးတွေမ over ဘယ်ပွဲမှမ over တော့
It's not a game changer though, I don't think.
Yeah. No, the bigger items were
Huh?
absolutely both the
သူက
Pokemon
ပွဲ
and
ဥ
the
ထွက်တဲ့က
Nullifier
အဲ့လို
and a DD rune.
မုတ်တွေဝေနေပြီ
For Ember.
Of course, can't forget that one. Just like the greedy enchantment on the Warlock.
The difference is I mention it every game, even when there's no Ember.
That's true. I at least speak truth. You know, I wait for it to come out.
brew နဲ့လိုက်ရင်ရရင်နိုင်မှာ revenant brew revenant brew နဲ့ရိုက်ရ
The
င်
Minotaur.
ဒီအချိန်မှတိတ်မသိတာဘူးအဓိကဖားပြောင်းပြီးတော့
What is the
ရအောင်တက်
ball from Ace?
အဲ့ဖားပြောင်းတဲ့စက္ကန့်အတွင်းမှာ
Being Yatoro.
ပျော့သွားတယ်ဟုတ်လားဖားပြောင်းနိုင်ပျော့သွားအာမမရှိဘူးဖားပြောင်းနိုင်
Chaotic Offering comes out
အဲ့တစ်ချက်ကိုမေ့နေရတင်တယ် Ace က
in a defensive measure, it seems.
That's
The
a golem
golem will be
god.
cleaned up as well. Spirit, is this an opening for them? 90 seconds.
ဖားပြောင်းလိုက်ရင်ဘလောက်မာပါတယ်ဆိုတဲ့ကောင်
So
မျိုး
he
ဆို
does have
အဲ့လို
buyback, but Phantom
အာမ
is
0
still
ဖြစ်သွား
That was only a little manta style from CK. Where he
အရင်က
can't
ရှာမန်တွေဒီ
have
အခု
a lucky draw to get a bonus
မီတာ
and
မှာ
then
မ
get
တောင်း
the
ချမ်း
buyback
ခင်ရှေ့
Okay, phantasm from Yatoro gonna scout things
မီတာ
out.
တစ်ခုရှိခဲ့ဘူးတယ်ဖားပြောင်းရင် damage
I do like what
amplification
Gaiman
မှာ
are doing.
ပါ
You want to hold the
အဲ့တော့
area because
shaman တွေ
Ace has
broken
buyback.
ဖြစ်
You
ချက်
cannot
ဆိုတာ
just fully
အဲ့လို
give it up. And
ဖား
now
ပြောင်းလိုက်ရင်
it's
အာမအစောကြီးကမရှိတော့ပါဘူးဆိုမှ
Dead.
damage amplification မှာထပ်ထည့်တာဘယ်လောက်လဲမသိဘူး25လား30လားမသိဘူးဆောင်းရမ်းကျန်းတာအဲ့တော့
There's the buyback though instantly from Ace.
အားရရင် buyback ကြီးသွားပြီလက်စုံမိထားတယ်
To Yatoro, lassoed up and
ဒါတူ
killed.
တူကတော့ရှော့သွားပြီ
No
ဗျာ
buyback for the carry. Looks like Collapse and Maposhka able to get the hell out.
လိုရှန်ကထပ်ပေးရပြန်ပြီ
Free Roche for Gaiman. Well, I
Free
say
Roche.
free. It did cost the buyback, I suppose.
Yeah, it's still pretty good for them. As I mean, Yatoro also dies without buyback there. They tried to clutch Watson out of the game, but he got the Manta off, didn't get stunned by the CK, and then Yatoro. I'm not sure if that was like the best move that that you should be going for in terms of highest percentage play, but Gaiman very, very happy with that one. Aegis, Cheese, Roche Banner, Refresher Shard as well.
Oh yeah, all the goodies.
သပရိဆိုလို့ထည့်ရတာတဲ့
Game extending and
ဒါတော့
Spirit side taking fights.
လူကတော့ဒုတ်ဝင်ခံလိုက်ပြီထင်တယ်
I mean, you're
အခမ်းအနားကို chance ကရှိပါတယ်ရှိပါ
Up.
Laurel
Is there the follow up though? Gets the slide into Remnant.
will live.
အခမ်းအနားကို chance ကရှိပါတယ်နဲတယ်
They're gonna continue to pursue though. They're gonna run into Maposhka
He doesn't
in the
have
tree
TP.
line.
He's
Oh,
dead.
spotted.
Not a free dunk for Ace.
I think this is technically a no. Okay.
What? Say it.
I was gonna say.
I'm a
buyback,
TR.
he bought back.
တရားမဟုတ်ဘူး96
Didn't he buy back like? It must.
level 1 online အာမ96
Did he buy
I
back
thought he
earlier?
bought back global. Maybe he just
No,
respawned.
I feel like you just talked about that one. You said in one fight you can do this.
That's
Listen to me,
possible.
guys.
Oh, Quinn actually pops the refresher. They
Yeah.
put the Roche banner. They want to do this
refresher
now.
He's sick and tired of
refresher
the shit.
သုံးပြီးတော့တက်လာပြီနော်
With the unleash as well. Exo popped. They do have the buyback global, as we talked about many a time. Faked you guys out the first time, of course.
အားပြောင်းလိုက်ပြီဘလို့ပဲအော်ပြီမာစီပြတ်သွားတယ်
Right off the bat,
ဒီရောက်9ရောက်ဒါမာစီကဘိုင်ဘက်ရှိရနော်အရင်လိုက်လို့မရဘူး
Quinn still has the shield rune, will be able to blink to safety as the Exo is going to be running out shortly. All it cost him was a silencer buyback.
Who globaled?
ဖားပြောင်းပြီးဝိုင်းဖြတ်နေတယ်အဓိကမာစီလည်းဖားကြီးပြောင်းဝင်လိုက်ရဖတ်ဘာမှမသိဘူးဖားပြောင်းနေစုချလိုက်တယ်ဟွာစီကေကစုချလိုက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာအခါလေးပြတ်တယ်
And one of the strongest level 25 talents, not something.
အော်တူဖူးရဖတ်လိုက်တာကွာဒါကအတာလန် BKB အပြာကြောင်းရအောင်အဲ့ဒိန်းကြတခါတခါဆိုရင်နှစ်ကောင်တရားကြီးရဲ့
So when collapse get this, all these Lotus orbs, he doesn't care about them. The haze is just going to stay straight on you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
ဒိန်းကြတယ်ဒိန်းကြတယ်
The fact that he's out leveling Yotaro at this point is kind of crazy.
Yeah, all it takes is to get a couple of kills, especially on these high-level heroes, because Gaben, I mean, they have levels on all of them. The Ace is even level 27.
ဒိန်းတူကြရင်ခေါ်လိုက် yes
As the snakes.
oh no ခေါ်လိုက် yes နဲ့ no နဲ့အဲ့ဒါကြီး
Yeah, perhaps Quinn
တမျိုးကြီးပဲ
regretting the refresher shard being used.
အဲ့ရဘာမှကြည့်လို့မရဘူးဘာမှကြည့်ပြီးတော့မှန်းပြီးလို့မရဘူးအဲ့ဟာကြောင့်
They do have ways to cancel it, so just a matter of time.
yes ပဲဆော့ပေါ့ yes ကတော့ဖြစ်နိုင်ကြီးပူများလားလို့ဒီလိုပွဲတွေ
That'll give him a ton of tankiness.
So let's see, that's 80 seconds where Gaben should.
မပြောတတ်ပါဘူးအဲ့ဟာကြီး
I mean,
ရင်တော့ကိုတောက်လျှောက်နိုးတွေဆော့
again, they need to burst the hero and then kind of
နောက်ပိုင်းကျတော့တမျိုးကြီးဖြစ်လာလို့အဲ့ဟာဆော့ပြတော့
Just
All right,
fishing
show
for
me.
a bounty rune enjoyer. Ace is shown.
အေးအမဖားပြောင်းလိုက်ပြန်ပြီကြည့်အောင်အာမ80ဆိုတော့ဘာမှမသိဘူး
That's one
That's
life.
I didn't even realize they gave the Aegis to Ace. All right. And now the TP is out for Spirit. Aegis gone.
That makes sense, of course, because he expanded his buyback earlier for them to get that Aegis. Let's see. 50 seconds.
လာလည်းပတ်စံ9000ဖင်းနေထည့်တာ why
Here, where they do want to push.
အမီးပြတ်သွား
I mean, I got my eyes on
He's
Tofu.
a bit
got an
Bobby.
axe on the bat.
Nice
Oh,
axe.
oh.
Canceling out the
ဟုတ်
last
သွား
of
ပြီ
the tempo.
ဟုတ်သွားပြီအာလာလာလာ
Right on top.
လာလာလာလာလာလာလွတ်ပြီလားမလွတ်ဘူးကွာဒီကောင်မှဒီကွာမရှိဘူး
No.
Paramount
Right
မရှိ
after
ဘူး
collapse. They have another one available for Laurel if they want to use it. Root going to stay alive for the time being. They get their nullifier applied to the axe. He's getting surrounded. It's going to be a dieback if he's not careful.
ဘာကြီးကို
Ace is
ချုပ်
gonna
တာ
drop.
အေး
Huge kill for Spirit. Can
ဟိုကောင်မရှိတော့ဘူးရော ace မရှိတော့ဘူး
They're gonna
ace
save
no
their
buyback
barracks as well.
ace no buyback နော်
And they know this is a long cooldown here for Ace, who fought back in that last fight.
How have Spirit not lost more than one Rax in this
I
game?
feel like every other team would have lost 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, they would have been talking about game 2. Yatoro is top net worth now. I don't think Gamen have much more of the... I don't know if I dare call it throws, but I feel like they are definitely giving away a lot of... A place maybe a little too easy.
Talked about the late game.
Yeah.
The Marcian bag.
Yeah, of course. It's good old Watson's hero. Let's see. They did get level 25 talent. They're about to get Mr. Laura's. They're hitting a lot of good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Gamen are losing a lot of power when it comes to their draft.
စိုင်းရောဖိုက်ရောအာမနှုတ်လားနှုတ်တယ်လေဖားပြောင်း
Still make it work, but they need to get it together.
ဖားပြောင်းအကုန်လုံးနှုတ်တယ်ဖားပြောင်းလိုက်ပြီဆိုတာနဲ့ तू ကလုံးဝအဲ့လိုဟိုရှိသမျှဟာအကုန်လုံး0လုပ်လိုက်တာအဲ့ဖားပြောင်းနေတဲ့ duration အတွင်း
A full minute without Axe, who has been such a pivotal part of this game for Gamen. I think this is just a set of racks completely.
ကဲရှစ်ဆနော်ရှစ်ဆနော်တားကြီးတို့
So giving this up, you're not going to be giving out much more.
အပွဲတော့မပြီးသေးဘူးကွာမကတလန်းဒီချိန်မှာအဖေမဟုတ်ဘူးမကနှစ်လန်းလည်းအဖေမဟုတ်လောက်သုံးလန်းလောက်မှနည်းနည်းလေးအဆင်ပြေပဲ
From the quadruple range creeps plus the double siege wave. Because they have a lot of ways to start the fight. You have the axe call, you can jump in, you have the warlock to back you up. It's been a while since we've seen a good
နောက်ကတော့တဖြည်းဖြည်းနဲ့
axe call or a lasso. And mind you,
အော် 16K ပဲကျန်တယ်ဒါဒီချိန် 16K ကတိတ်မသိတာတော့
heroes will just straight up die.
ဒီကဖားကြောင်းပြီးဖြတ်နိုင်နေကိုရပြီ
It does feel that nullifier has had a
ဂျီဂျီဘက် full step
It did, and they're about to get
ခေါင်းပဲရှိရလားလို့
also on Spirit. You have an
ဘာလိုက်တာတကောင်ပဲ full step ထည့်တာလားလို့အဲ့တော့ဖားပြောင်းငံပြီးအိမ်ကန်နေရတဲ့ကောင်ကယ်ပေးတယ်အဲ့တစ်ခွက်ပဲရှိရ full step တစ်ခွက်ပဲရှိရ
Okay, there's the axe for collapse.
အဲ့ဒါမှမရှိ
Buyback.
မြုပ်ပေးလို့လည်းမရ
Cost of it. Absolutely has to stay alive if they want.
အော်လေဘော်တင်တာအကြီးထည့်ပေးလို့ရတယ်ဒီကောင်လေး
does feel like Spirit are the team
ကိုပြောတာမကြားပါသေးနဲ့
that would come back.
ကိုပြောတာကြားသွားလို့ကွင်ကတောင်ရန်နေဟိုညံကောင်းပြီးတော့လေဘော်တင်တာအကြီးကောက်ထည့်သွားအောင်မယ်
I will tell you that game and they
အဲ့ဒါဖားပြောင်းခံရတဲ့ကောင်အေးဆေးကယ်ပြီးလို့ရ
it definitely creeps up on you.
Yeah, Spirit are just daring them to come high ground.
PK ကတော့လောလောဆယ် level 24ပေါ့နော်ဒီကောင်25ပါပါလေ CA level 25ဘာတဲလန်ပါ
Still not level 25, both Laurel and
အီလိုရှင်း
Collapse
ကြာ
are,
လား
though,
ဟုတ်ပါဘူး
as there is the Aghanim Scepter coming out from Malady.
အီလိုရှင်း duration ကြာလားပါလားတခုခုပဲ
Little double golem into the game. I will say they won't be as strong as maybe in some other games. Of course, you have a lot of like minus armor, just Slaughter crushing them once might just get them out of the game shortly after.
Looks like Silver Edge is actually coming up.
It's on it. I like this.
Put into this Rhyme Barret,
They need
အဲ့ဒါ
to
ကြီးအနေ
find
များ
that
တယ်
hero and take him out of the game. And if Yatoro can do it himself, like Blink Stun, Bloodthorn, or scouting anyone out of a Silver Edge.
ဟိုအနေများပါပေါ့ရလဲ9စာဘူးနော်
Does that replace
9စာ
the
9စာ
I assume?
I think so.
I mean, you do have mobility with Reality Rift.
You have good move speed from Manta. Silver Edge also, like it has a lot of uptime. You move faster, keep the armlet, get the treads out.
I actually went for the neutral that gives you that extended range as well. We've seen that before in a CK.
Yeah.
As a counter nullifier now for the side of Gaiman on Watson.
Yeah, it also gives him attack range, which is also nice for both him and his illusions.
ဒီကရှာမန်ပဲရှာမန်ကိုဝိုင်းကာကွယ်ကြမင်းတို့ကောင်းနေ
Watson, like you said,
ရှာမန်မတင်ရပြီရှာမန်
pop through.
ဖားပြောင်းအဲ့
Pulls on the ember.
အမ်ဘာဖားပြောင်းထည့်ပြီးလဲမစိုးဘူးရ
It's not too bad.
အမ်ဘာကလည်းသူ့မှာသွားစရာကြီးရှိနေသေးတယ်
Very
ဒီ pressure off တွေပါသွားအောင်
If Spirit
Vamos,
gets the
ordering
jump they
goal,
want,
wow.
they win the fight.
Yeah, and at this point, if
So
they
Pavion
win one of the
Tattoo,
two fights, the
သူ့
game
အာ
is
ကူ
gonna
อ่ะ
start being in
ဆ
their
လာ
hands,
တာ
really.
ဆလာတာကလည်း nullifier ကြီးထည့်တာ
Yeah, it's gonna be a
That's a
bit of
machine
a
out, though.
respawn timer here for the Roche. Let's see Gaiman. So it will be another daytime Roshan.
PK
They're
ဖား
fully
ပြောင်း
smoked up, Gaiman. They do have map control, which is nice for them. They're currently controlling the middle of the map.
Yeah, Rush is already up, by the way. It was
Wait,
a
what
super
the hell?
fast spawn.
Oh, I guess
That was like a sub 8-second spawn.
I was giga blind.
Okay Roshan ထွက်နေပြီ
Smoke on smoke
Reading
action.
that clock is difficult.
Yeah, it
Go to
really is.
school for that. You
Yeah.
have to get a degree.
Never did any of those things.
Smoke on both sides. This could be the game.
That's a big rune on Laurel. He has a shield rune if he wants to go in front and body it up.
ဘာလဲဝက်ကို
Mind
တွေ့
you,
လားမတွေ့
I
ဘူးလား
believe he does not have buyback.
Another smoke for Gaiman. They're going to show the battle hunger.
တွေ့ပြီတွေ့ပြီ oi
Wrapping around Yatoro.
အမ်ဘာ position ဖြတ်လေအေးအဲ့လိုလှုပ်ဟာဟုတ်ပါပြီအမ်ဘာ position ဖြတ်သွားပြီ global oi အာလက်ဆိုဆွဲပြီးမှ global တဲ့ကွယ်
Spirit now attempting to retreat, but the dispose
ပါပြီ
catches Yatoro.
global နောက်ကျတယ်ကွာ
Without buyback as well. Actually, he does have it now. 100
They're
seconds.
killing Quinn on the side.
Quinn completely isolated. Is going to hide
Okay,
behind
Quinn
because
on shore,
does fall. Has buyback in addition. A nice dodge from Rue, but dies instantly after. Laposhka spotted.
Put it out,
On
put it
the
out.
ground. It's
Okay.
going to work to his advantage. Attempting to TP out. He's fine. That is hilarious. But Laura
လာအမြဲ
and
တည်နေ
Buyback is
ကွာ
the biggest
ငါစိတ်ညစ်
story
တယ်
in this engagement.
Okay, let's see. What do Gaiman want to do about
position
this?
ဖြတ်တာလည်းနောက်ကျသ
Free
လို
Roche. So you can't just wait.
global
for
လည်း
Quinn
နောက်
to
ကျ
respawn.
ဒီကောင်တော့အဲ့လို
I guess it's at
Global
least
အချိန်မီ
it's
မတား
not
ပေးနိုင်
easy for Gaiman to abuse this buyback being not available for Spirit, but they will get the entire Roche and all of its goodies.
လင်းကင်းသွားရင်လည်းသွားလိုက်တော့သူ့မှာလက်ဆိုမိကြပြီးတော့
They
တေး
do
နေ
get
ရ
another
များနေ
defensive shard on the board and an Aegis
အမ်ဘာနိလင်းကင်း
They hold the
please
pressure shard a little longer.
I mean,
ဒီမှာ
you could
link in
just
ဖြတ်တဲ့
give it
ကောင်
to
တိတ်
Malady,
မရှိဘူး
right?
နော်
Or even to Ace, like either of them just having two
အေး
rounds
ဆို
of
ပါတော့
stuff
level
is
2 လာ
very
တင်ဖို့ဆိုတာလဲ
strong.
ဘတ်တယ်မှာရုပ်တရက်ကမလွယ်ဘူးလား
Being able to use them back to back.
အဲ့ဒါမှာ
as
full
opposed to
step
Exa, which is
တော့
just
ပါ
running
တယ်
off the cooldown essentially.
အမေလေနော်
I would like the double
ကို
golem
ခတ်သွားတာ
part
ပေါ့
of
လ
it.
င်းကင်းလေးထည့်ထား
Also maybe drop the Crimson on
အဲ့
Mr.
ရိုးချဲ
Ace
ဘယ်
because
တော့
they
မှ
have
မ
a
ရ
nullifier
ဘူး
to
စ
go
ပရစ်
through
က
it,
ကောင်
but
တယ်ဆလာတာကြီးပါ
I
ပြီ
just like if they give it to Malady, he
Tiny
stays
pet.
behind when Spirit go, golem number 1, there's a global, you load this yourself, you refresh, global number 2. It's a little haste rune for Tofu. It's not like he really needs it, he's a speedy little fire bat. I mean, he's stacking up the cheeses, he's got 2 of them,
Oh yeah.
cheese for days.
Make those blocks of cheese. There's another item. Oh yeah, Arcane Blink. You love to see it. So extended range gives you a little HP and mana each time.
ဒီဘောစကားလိမ့်နေတာဟုတ်တယ်သူကဘတ်တယ်မာနေမဟုတ်ဘူးတပွဲလုံးကြည့်နေအဲ့ကောင်လိမ့်ဖြတ်တယ်
Most underutilized items in the game.
I kind of
like it's really good.
အဲ့အမ်ဘာကိုပေးပေးသေးနေတာတော်များတယ်အခုနောက်ပိုင်းထိပဲ
that well.
တာပိုင်းနဲ့တောက်ချောက်ပေးသေးတယ်
Overwhelming blink or maybe swift blink, but
when coupled with Octarine, it feels really
then it's
strong.
Giga. Then it's Giga. And on heroes like Axe, it is super strong. But let's see what Team Spirit's best choice of like defense is here. If Miposhka wants to, he could buy out an entire refresher orb. It will mean he does not have buyback gold. But I kind of wouldn't mind it. I feel like you play in the back anyway. You just want to pop your auras.
Yeah, just stay in the fountain. You need to be with your team at that point.
It's good old game.
အင်းဂျင်နဲ့တက်လာပြီဟဲ့ဘိုင်ဘက်တွေတော့ yes တယ်အကုန် yes ကွာဘာရရတကောင်ကလွဲလို့အိုးအောင်လုံး yes ရှိတယ်အပွဲကချက်ချင်းတော့ပြီးမသွားတော့သေး
3 minutes. This is
တွေးရအောင်မှာ
4, I believe it was.
ဆိုတော့မိနစ်60နောက်နိုင်တယ်ပွဲက
Gamer are going to relocate to that bot side as Yatoro. He's going to run into Ace potentially. Has the silver edge.
အိုးသိပြီလားအော်ကောင်းလိုက်တာ ace ကတကယ်နော်
All right. Well, Yatoro's got some quick fingers still.
ဖတ်တာတော်တော်ကောင်းတယ်ခြေရာခံတာရာတူ
How old is he? Like early?
He is really young. It's even like I was looking at Collapse earlier. He won TI twice. This guy's 23.
I don't know how that's possible.
As Gaiman having, let's see what they can do, because they would like to end up getting to the enemy base. Like if they find a good way to go to the base, BKB, Blink, Lasso, Force out. That's just a free kill where you force Spirit to cycle a buyback. Because at least for now, Spirit, they are holding really well to the map, and it is one of the reasons why this.
ပေါ်လမ်းမှာ arcane ရောအေး arcane ရော amber ရရင်မစိုး
kills around here and there, especially even when behind, and there is the refresh.
အမီဘိုစကား refresh ကိုထည့်လိုက်ပြီ okay ဂလိုပဲနှစ်ခေါက်လာမယ်အဲ့နှစ်ခေါက်နဲ့မှ amber ကိုမစိနိုင်အောင်ဆိုရင်တော့အဲ့ကောင်လက်ဖြတ်တယ်ရင်ဖြတ်ထားလိုက်တော့
When does the second global come out in that instance? Do you use it the instant a Lotus is used, like the Lotus Orb?
I guess.
Or do you wait until the global is finished?
It depends on who is, I guess, who isn't jumped on. You kind of want to stop Malady from not kind of.
arcane ကိုမတွေ့ဘူးကွာ
Okay, all right, high ground
attack
for Gaiman. The tomato leading the way. They get the reality rift onto
ဟုတ်တယ်ဟာ
Watt. Blink out.
ဟုတ်တယ်ရှာထုတ်ထားတယ်ကောင်းသွားပြီအေးကြတော့တောင်း
But the barracks are gonna fall.
ဒါပေမဲ့ဝါလောဂိုလန်တွေက
Set now for them.
မကာပဲယူသွားပြီကွာမြန်လိုက်တာကွာအတက်စပီကအနောက်မှာဟိုဟာကြီးလုံနေတယ်
Staying at a distance for the time being. Sharing chance on
level 3အေးဖားပြောင်းပြီးသွားပြီဟုတ်တယ်ရှာထုတ်လိုက်ပါအောင်အော် lotus ထည့်ပေးထားတယ်အနောက်မှာရှာထုတ်လို့မရတော့ရှာမန်မှာ BKB လိုသွားပြီအဲ့ပုံစံဆိုရင်မွေးတိုင်းကောင်းတယ်မွေးတိုင်းအကုန်ညက်သွားပြီဂလိုပဲဟုတ်တယ်ဟုတ်သေးတယ်ဟိုဘက်မှာ ace ဟိုဘက်မှာရှီဘာကက်ရိုက်ပြီးတော့ဓာကာကြီးပြတ်နေပြီလာအော်လာရှောသွားတယ် what the fuck
Ace on the other side, attempting to go on top of Yatoro, who is now chasing the Marcy, gets the reality.
Marcy ရှောသွားပြီဒီဘက်မှာ ace ဟုတ်ပြီ
In fact,
ဟုတ်ပါဦး
now Spirit with a couple buybacks
ace ဆိုအရင်
extended.
သက်ဟုတ်ပြီဒီဘက်မှာနောက်တော့အော်လွတ်သွားတယ်မဆိုးမြင့်မာကာလောက်ကိုနည်းနည်း pressure တော့ပေးလို့ရမယ်
Members that are dead. And Spirit in the
အမ်
meantime.
ဘာတကောင်နဲ့ဖိုင်ဘက်နဲ့ဒီလောက်ထိဖတ်တယ်ဆိုင်လိုက်နိုင်တာတော်တော်လေးတန်တယ်ပြောရမယ်မကာတလန်တော့ပေးလိုက်ရတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့လည်းတန်တယ်ဒါကြီးက
Second part already. I don't even know.
ဒီကောင်နဲ့ force ရင်ဟိုဘက်ကဖိုင်ဘက်အနည်းဆုံး2ကောင်လောက်ကို force လို့ရတယ်
It is Lara's buyback, but during this like downtime now, where Gaiman are dead, they're gonna push back this like the deficit quite a bit. They pick up an amplified damage. They already have 1 Rax themselves.
play all stage ရဲ့
Tofu has
He won.
finding
Game number 1
kind of having his number.
ဆောင်းအသေးကြီးတွေကျုံးနေတာ
Octarine core on Rue. Okay.
Yeah, he's
အော်တော်ရင်ကောတယ် bro BKB တဲ့ bro ရဲ့
and Lotuses as well. And even when you pop his innate, he can use the Lotus, he can use the OD staff, maybe blink out.
Full backdoor protection.
BKB ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် lotus all တင်ထားတဲ့ကောင်ချုပ်လို့ရသွားပြီဟုတ်တယ်မ
Now onto the high ground to try to equalize this
ဟုတ်
game
ပါလေ
in terms of barracks.
ကျွန်တော်ဘာလို့မထည့်ရ
Force out the buybacks. Of course, you're going to be without the Bat Rider regardless, so maybe you just give this up
You have
after
to give
Gaiman.
1 lane ရပြီ
And just like that,
နော်
this
2 lane 2 lane ပဲ
is pretty damn
ဒါမှမဟုတ်
even.
force တင်သေးလား force ရင်အနေတော့နည်းနည်းတော့များတယ်မလုပ်တော့မလုပ်သင့်ဘူး
We'll see
မ
if
လုပ်
they
သင့်
stick
ဘူး
around.
ဟေးယာတူတို့က
Quinn
ရွာတယ်
on
နော်
the Shiva's Yatoro does not flinch at all.
ဟိုမှာ
BKB
17 second
not for
19
long.
second နော်
They're looking to force.
မလုပ်သင့်
They
ဘူးမ
should
လုပ်သင့်
back
ဘူး
off
အဲ
soon
စုပ်
here.
ကိုစုပ်တင်တာဒါကြီးက
Gonna back up
သူ
now.
လည်းသိတော့သိတယ်
First place. Okay, it's gonna try to at least get one of these towers.
Unhealable damage.
Okay.
Yep, very true.
Mega 2 lane 2 lane ဒါပေမဲ့ GG ကတစ်ခုတာလား second tower တစ်တိုင်းကျန်သေးတယ်အဲ့တော့
taken by Gaiman's base 7k lead now only which means nothing.
But Poshka about to have Octarine core himself as well if he again wants to skip the buyback.
All right,
which he does not need. Oh, Spirit are feeling they're feeling good.
Man, this game is delivering.
All right, refresher orb on quit. Now we're having some big.
We've got please.
You're gonna jinx it, man.
No, we're getting it. Don't worry about it.
Kiros for collapse.
ပြင်ပေါ်နေရောက်လာပြီကွာဒီကောင်လေးဗတ်တဲ့ဆိုင်နာတော့ကောင်း
farm this game but hey if you can hold on for
ကဲမိနစ်60
minutes you can catch up
အများရမလား CK အတွက်ကအာမာ73နှုတ်တဲ့ဟာကြီးရသွားရင်တော့ share ကြီးနော်အာမာ73နှုတ်တဲ့ဟိုဒါဆိုလေးတာအကြီး
he's going disperser.
Wait, who?
Was that Yatora?
ဟမ် disperser လေဟုတ်လို့လား
What do you replace?
ဒါဟုတ်တယ်ဟာ disperser ထည့်မလို့
be your armlet at this point.
Okay.
Like you get to take off fatal bonds, you get to take off sticky napalms, which is quite annoying as well, especially in the
အာရအဲ့ဒါကြီးမကြိုက်ဘူးနော်
talents. It gives you move speed as well because you have no boots.
ရာတိုရိုရေးလို့အဲ့ဟိုဟာကြီးကိုဖြုတ်မလို့လားအမ်မလက်ကိုတကယ်ဖြုတ်မလို့လားအမ်မလက်က60ပေါင်းတယ်နော်
Alright, so we're getting refresher is queued up on Lal, refresher is queued up on Rue.
အဲ့အမ်မလက်ဖြုတ်ပြီးတော့ disperser ထည့်မယ်ဆို disperser ကသူ့ကို damage မပေးဘူးဒါပေမဲ့မလောက်တဲ့ပြဿနာများဖြစ်သွားမလား
like bonus one attack if Rue
အဲ့သူကလည်း
we see
သူ့တင်မိတ်တွေကိုယုံထားတဲ့ပုံမှာရှိတယ်ပလာတာတို့ရှာမန်တို့ယုံတာတော့သူ damage item ထပ်မသွားတော့
there's going to be a lot of cool things coming out
ကဲကြည့်ရမှာပဲ disperser တကယ်ထည့်ချပလိုက်ပြီအမ်မလက်ရောင်းလိုက်ပြီလားမသိဟုတ်ပါdamage ကတော့80ပဲအပေါင်းရှိတော့တယ်ကွာ200မှ80အပေါင်းအဲ့ဒါ late game အတွက် damage ကတကယ်ဆိုတိတ်တော့မလောက်ချင်
We need to see that Maposhka
ပုံမှန် game မှာဆိုရင်ပေါ့နော်ဒီပွဲကတော့အာမရှော့တာတို့ခါးပြောင်းတို့သူ့ဘေးနားမှာရှိနေရော
a very good streamer rates it very highly George Cow yeah he thinks it's he invented
ကြည့်ရမယ်
I mean game dependent it could be incredible for sure.
True.
This game is trash.
Yeah, kind of true. Your illusions are pretty worthless. I mean, could help you with the map push, so of course he will get it later, and you do get one bonus illusion yourself.
All right, 60 minutes. We have done it, ladies and gentlemen.
60 minutes. Let's go.
Who's getting the helm of the Undying to make casting literally impossible?
We're getting 2.
Okay.
Also,
on each
okay.
side.
ဟမ်တော့အန်တိုင်းရင်ဟမ်အန်တိုင်းယူကြမှာလားအေးယူရင်အကုန်ကောင်းတယ်နော်မာစီတို့ဘာလို့လဲဟမ်တော့အန်တိုင်းနဲ့ဆိုရင်9စက္ကန့်တော့အဲ့လိုခုတ်သွားလို့ရတယ်ဟုတ်တယ်မလားအဲ့တော့မာစီတို့လည်းကောင်းတယ်အကုန်လုံးကကောင်းသလားလို့ CK ကတော့မထူးဟမ်တော့အန်တိုင်းရဲ့ CK အတွက်မထူး
Book of the Dead, I guess.
အဲ့ဒါကတော့ Book of the Dead ပဲယူလောက်တယ် CK အတွက်က Fallen Sky
Take the regalia,
They
brother.
always take the regalia.
Take the regalia.
Regalia ယူမလို့လား
Okay, that's Slardar.
That's one.
ယူသွားပြီရာတိုတို့ကတပိုင်းယူသွားပြီ
Oh, he got Stygian Desolator on Laurel. This is by far the best.
Okay အာမ73နှုတ်တဲ့ဟာလားမှာပါသွားတယ် Okay
Nice.
အာမ73နှုတ်တာပါတော့ပါတယ်ကွာတကောင်တော့ထည့်တာ
For Yatoro. So
ရာတိုတို့ကလုံးဝ damage အောက်ပို့25ရာခိုင်နှုန်း
neutral breaks.
ဟော20ရာခိုင်နှုန်းလားမသိဘူးနေ
I think it's 10 minutes down the road.
ဟောတပိုင်းပဲ
Alright, let's see what gaming can get because they need some good tier 5s. Did they not get any yet?
တပိုင်းတရား5 item ယူချလိုက်ပြီဒါမာစီယာလည်းဟမ်ဘော့တဲ့အန်တိုင်းယူမလားဒက်ဆိုလီတာယူမလားတခုခုပဲ
I think helm is the way to go surely.
ကိုတင်တော့ဟမ်အဲ့ဒါပိုကောင်းတယ်5စက္ကန့်လိုက်ရိုက်လို့ရတယ်
I think it's a double
double fat အော် double fat မီနိုတောင်းကြီးအောင်အဲ့ဒါရမကောင်း
I mean 2-second BKB feels very underwhelming for a tier 5.
ဟုတ်တယ်
The one way I feel like it's slightly better is because
အဲ့ဒါရမကောင်းနေတယ်နော်2စက္ကန့် BKB ကဘာမှမသိတာဘူး
I still feel like it's not the best.
ဒီချိန်နေမှာ
We're going to pursue overwhelming.
Okay ဘာလိုက်တာတန်းပြောက်သွားအငွေ့ဖြစ်သွားတယ်ဟဲ့အောင်
By the side of Spirit has the buyback though. And now that they've seen the tier 5s are up,
တစ်ချက်ဟိုဘက်ရိုက်ချရတာပျောက်တော့သွားအေးလိုရှန်စားရပြီ
They only have 2. They need
လိုရှန်စားရပြီ
into the pit, Spirit goes
လုံးမလားမ
potentially.
လုံးဘူးလား
They make sure Roche is there.
လုံး
Roche
က
is
နည်းနည်းတော့
Well, game and
respect ပေးတာ4ယောက်5ယောက်ကိုတော့ဝင်မလုပ်သေးဘူးနော်လိုရှန်
snatches the arcane rune. This damage output on Yatoro with the Regalia plus a Stygian Desolator and a Corrosive Haze. You are dying before you cast about whatever the hell he's doing.
Yeah.
Minotaur Horn.
X
These are
Fallen Sky
No, these are not it.
I mean, Fallen Sky. You could get rid of Blink maybe.
I mean, he might just
Or
get
have the double Blink.
I think he's gonna get Minotaur Horn probably. But he didn't get the debuff duration, which would have been nice on Axe, where you can call them longer.
အဲ့တန်ရွေးချယ်မှုတွေနောက်ပိုင်းအတန်ရွေးချယ်မှုတွေကလည်းစကားပြောမှာနော်
Well, I
and then he mawa ha yo both of the dead
keep outworld staff.
brother
you don't.
Why?
Die on bat is probably pretty good.
Book of the dead.
Okay.
Not a great building hitter anymore as Spirit hiding in Gaiman's base as Rue going for the surface. Gets one down.
That's your tier 4 dying.
Tier 4 dropping. Might be both. It's going to be close.
That's a big deal. It's going to allow.
Oh, yo, 你講你拍表喂shaman哦 shaman 誒拍表話我咪 short 比 x OK 睇話比3有5有ဟုတ်သေးတယ် global ပဲဟုတ်တယ်ဗျာပြန်ဆုပ်လို့ရပြီတားလို့ပြန်ဆုပ်လို့ရပြီဘိုင်ဘက်ကြီးရသွားပြီတန်သွားပြီအောင်ကြီးကောင်းလိုက်တာအဲ့လိုဖြစ်နေရမယ် T spirit ဟိုကလိုချင်တာရင်းနဲ့ကွက်တီကိုစော်ပေးနေတယ်ဗျာအောက်မှာလိမ့်ပြန်တွန်းအောင်မယ်မကလိမ့်အဲ့တော့မထူးတော့ဂျီကမထူးတော့ရူရှန်ဝင်ယူတော့မှာဒီကောင်လေးဘိုင်ဘက်လည်းလုတ်ပြီးသွားပြီဆိုအတင်းနေဝင်လုတ်တော့အဲ့ချိန်မှာအပေါ်မှာတကောင်ဘုတ်ကောတဲ့ဓာတ်သွားထုတ်တာဘယ်သူလည်းမသိဘူးဆလာရာဘုတ်ကောတဲ့ဓာတ်သွားထုတ်တာအေးအဲ့ဒါဗဒယ်ဆိုင်နဲ့အပေါ်မှာကျိုးမဲ့အကွက်လားမသိဘူးဗဒယ်ဆိုင်နေပြီအပေါ်မှာလည်းကျိုးတော့မှာနော်ဘုတ်ကောတဲ့ဓာတ်နဲ့โอเคလာဒီမှာလက်ဆိုးမိတာတေးပြီးတာမတေးသေးဘူးဟုတ်သေးတယ်ဟိုဘက်ပြေးလိုက်ဒီဘက်ပြေးလိုက်နဲ့ရှောင်းလင်တိုင်းနေတုံးနေတယ်ဟုတ်သေးတယ် collapse မသေးသေးဘူး collapse အော်တေးသွားပြီကွာအဲ့ဒီမမြင်ရတော့ဘူးအောင်လောက်ပါတလားဘိုင်ဘက်ရှိလားတလားဘိုင်ဘက်ရှိတယ်မသုံးသေးဘူးအောင်ရှစ်စာ is doing it ဘိုင်ဘက်လိုက်ပါတော့ collapse ရဲ့အေးဟုတ်ပြီလာပြီ travel နဲ့ဆင်းလာပြီအားပြောင်းအာမ shot ထောင်းဟုတ်ပြီဗျာ ace လဲ short သွားပြီ global CK ဘိုင်ဘက် okay travel ပါထက်မာစီပါ short သွားပြီ yes ရှစ်စာ is real guys ရှစ်စာ is real 要share ပဲရောင်ကြီးပတ်စံထုတ်ရုံပဲ
If you're gaming, you know that you had this game. Like your first 50 minutes were like.
အဲ့ဒါနေသွားတယ်ကွာအဲလေ
You have everything.
အဲ့ဒါနေသွားတယ်
Spirit somehow find a way to.
အခုမှအတန်ထွက်နိုင်
hit their item timings. And gaming, they
best combat team in the war.
Back to back fights with Spirit.
တကယ် best combat team in the war ပဲစောင်းရန်ကော
I feel like no other team
အရန်ကော
would have won this game.
I mean, do have to mention they did pick a carry Marcy.
Of course, they were destined to lose this game.
I have never cast a game. It's cursed. I don't know what it is. The hero just doesn't do it in the end.
I will. Gaiman, they had this game, and they should kind of feel like that. So you don't want to lose too much hope and like faith in what you're doing. But yeah, it will shake you up a little bit because you understand that Spirit, even from this deficit, can put on such a show and performance.
စေသားရလိုက်တာစေသားရတဲ့လူတော်ရှိရလား
Again, just reiterating for the audience, this is a single
ကိုရီးယားတော့ရှစ်ဆပဲတော်ပြီရှစ်ဆတော့မှရေတော်ကြီးရေတော်ကြီးအောင်နှိုက်ထားရတာရှစ်ဆတော့
But yeah, they will have to come back and try to get 2 straight to continue on. And like you said, after being up, I mean, I don't know if they're sure.
ဒီကတော့ထားပြောင်းပြီးတော့သူတို့ဘာမှ confidence ပြန်ရသွားလဲဆိုကိုထင်တာလေဒီ Outland First Tower ရှေ့မှာ AC ကသူ့ကိုယ်သူအာမ80ပါဆိုပြီးတယောက်တည်းအစ်မှာ crit တွေစားပြတဲ့အချိန်မှာဖားပြောင်းပြီးတော့ဖောင်းတိုင်းလုံးလိုက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာဟိုကောင်တွေကသတိဝင်သွားဟာတဲ့ဘာလို့အဲ့ကောင်ကြီးဖြတ်လို့ရသေးတယ်ဆိုတဲ့အကွက်နဲ့အမှလုံးဝမော်ရီကတက်သွားတာဖြစ်တော့အဲ့ဒါအဲ့မှာ now 23k ပြတ်နေပြီအဲ့အချိန်မှာဒီ hero ကြီးကိုအဲ့လိုသူတို့ဖြတ်လို့ရတယ်ဖြတ်လို့ရသေးတယ်ဆိုတော့ဟိုပါပေါ့နော်ခွန်အားလေးတစ်ခုကြောင့်လားမသိဘူးတောင်းရဲမိုက်သွားအဲ့မှာနောက်ပိုင်းဆော့တာတွေကလုံးဝကွက်တီပဲဒီကောင်လေးတက်လိုက်တိုင်းကိုအဲ့လိုအားပြောင်းနေအိမ်နေပြန်ဆုပ်တယ်အားပြောင်းကူးတောင်းပြန်ဆောင်တယ်ပြီးရင်ပြောင်းလို့ရပြီဆိုတာနဲ့ဝင်အိမ်နေ
Just these little plays like that. I don't know why it has to get to the late game for all of a sudden something to click for Team Spirit where they can make these sort of decisions. But you know what I love to see? Rue has not
GG နဲ့တကယ်ကောင်းပါတယ်တကယ် well play
with Team Spirit. This is his
ဒီလိုမျိုးမာစီကို dominator ကြီးနဲ့အားလီဖိသွားတာတို့ပါတို့ဆိုတော့တကယ်ကောင်းတယ်ဒီ spirit ကိုကတော်တော်ခံဖက်နိုင်လို့ တုံတောင်တင်းနေဆိုရှုံးသွားတော့ပြီ တကယ်ပြောတာတုံတောင်တင်းဆိုအဲ့မှာမိနစ်35လောက်တည်းရတာပြက်ပြီးတော့ရှုံးသွားတော့ပြီတီးဖစ်မို့လို့ယုံကြည်လို့ရတာ GGWP voting အဲ့လေဒီပြောတာမကြောက်ပါလို့တဲ့လေးဘော်တင်အကြီးဟုတ်တယ်အဲ့ဒါဒီကောင်းနေကြာသွားလို့သိလားပုံမှန်ဆိုရင်အဲ့လိုဟာတွေကစဉ်းစားလို့ရတယ်ဟောဒီအနေထားမှာအိုက်တန်ကဘာထည့်လို့ရတယ်ပတ်စံတွေကအကုန်အများကြီးတွေကြီးပဲဒီကောင်းနေကြည့်အောင်အခုမာစီဆိုတဲ့ပတ်စံ9000လက်ထဲမှာဟုတ်လားအဲ့တော့နောက်ပိုင်းကျရင်အဲ့လို idea လေးတွေကစကားနဲ့သွားပြောတယ်။ double offer ဆိုလဲကွာအဲ့လို link တွေပါထည့်ထားတကယ်ဆိုမလို့အဲ့နေရာမှာ level တင်တာအကြီးတွေပါတွေအဲ့လိုထည့်ထားလိုက်မယ် variety ကလည်း level တင်တာအကြီးနဲ့ထပ်ပြီးတော့ထည့်ထားလိုက်မယ်ဆိုရင် split အဲ့လို one target ဖြတ်ကြတာတွေအရန်ခတ်သွားမှာဟောဒီတော့အောက်မှာလေကိုရီရှစ်ဆရတာပေါ့
for gladiators because what they did in the early and mid game was so powerful. They grouped, they took mid tower, they got the helm of the Dominator, which allowed them to apply pressure on the map successfully with the Troll Warlord creep. He used it to jump off of it to get those like triple hits. So he's basically farming with his faster because he can move it between camp and basically like leap between like an and then they like it must feel like we won the game, but
nice very nice very very nice ရန်ကောင်းတယ်ရန်ကောင်းတယ်စစ်စားရလို့ပြောတာတော့မဟုတ်ပါဘူးတကယ်ကောင်းလို့ပါအဲလေဟမ်ကိုအောက်ကြီးနိုင်တဲ့ပွဲဆိုတာရှားတယ်နော်တကယ်ပြောတာကိုအောက်ကြီးနိုင်ပြီးတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုးကြည့်တဲ့ပွဲဆိုတာတော်တော်ရှားတယ်ဒီပွဲက split မလုံးလည်းပါတယ်ငါဘာလို့ဒူတာထဲဝင်သွားလဲကြောင်ကြီးဒူတာထဲဝင်သွားတယ်ဘာတော့လို့ဒါဆော့လို့မမရဝဲဆော့လို့မမီဘူးယူပြီးဒူတာထဲဝင်ပျော်ပြီးဒူတာထဲဖြတ်ဝဲဘာတွေလုပ်နေလဲမသိဘူးမရသဘူးတွေရပြီးတော့သူကအပျော်တွေလွန်နေဟိုစက်ရုပ်ဂိမ်းထဲဝင်တဲ့ဟာကိုဘယ်လိုဖြစ်လို့ဒူတာတူးထဲရောက်သွားဒီထဲဝင်တာပါ hello အေး အောက်ကြီးပေါက်ထားတယ်ခေါ်တီးမယ်ဆိုပြီးဖုံးဆက်နေပြီဟာဘာကြီးလားအားကြဗျာရှေ့ရောက်ခေါ်တီးနေပြီခေါ်တီးနေတာမဟုတ်ကိုခေါ်ပြီးလာတီးတာဟုတ်တာဝေလို့ဝိုင်းစပတ်လမ်းကောနေတာလားဝိုင်းစပတ်ခေါ်ပြီးစုနေပြီကိုငါတို့ရှောက်ပြီးအဲ့လိုတွေရှောက်ပြောနေရလဲတဲ့ငါတို့တဲ့မွဲနေပြီတဲ့လေDon't be sure. Clip. Oh. Sorry. Ivy. Free game မဟုတ်ဘူးနဲ့ဟုတ်တယ် free game မဟုတ်တာဟို15ချက်ပေးရတယ်ဂိမ်းနဲ့ကဟိုမခါပဲလဲပြရုံဘယ်ရောက်ဩလုံးရYou want memory though?
Good.
That's on it. Oh, that's on. Okay. Let's win. Let's round the round showing. Round showing quick. I ain't good. I wanna show one that thing. Show me what I love. Surrender.
Supports while Bane gets banned. There is Bane and Shaman. They can only have their pick of one, so they take out the Bane. But there are really popular counters to Puck in the
Monkey
meta, and while, yes, the
King.
nature of the matchup does change, I still think it's Monkey King favored because I've seen a couple of games where people picked Puck after Monkey King and they regretted it. I think this is the one team though that can get away with it because when it comes to skill-based matchups, Quinn has mastered them all. So he can definitely win, but I do think that sometimes we've seen people counterpick themselves this tournament and it's gone as expected. Another one that comes to mind is picking, it was actually Spirit. They picked Ember Spirit into Extreme Gaming's Shadow Fiend, then they just flexed Shadow Fiend mid and they beat him up.
And my skepticism comes from Quinn hasn't been going for the curveball facet. He refuses to budge on that. Yeah, he goes for the old one, and I think it's just straight worse. But he's also the type of player that's very meticulous at studying every matchup and why it's winning. So I would take a wild guess and say that if you could look at a lot of his pubs, he's probably been playing a lot of Puck and putting in the reps for curveball, because it is weird for the first few times, and then you get the hang of it.
If the other one is the Waning Rift positioning thing, can you pull a monkey off of a tree?
Yes, but it doesn't stun him.
Sure, but at least he's off the tree, so he can't continue jumping, hypothetically.
Yep.
That's like one upside.
Yeah. Force movement, decent against Monkey King. Absolutely
Let's
true.
be cool,
I mean, it's also just, in terms of
Silent.
mechanics, if you are someone like No One and Quinn, we've seen them win Puck matchups that should be lost. So
Silent,
it's an issue,
silent.
but the Shaman comes out, you get the instant
Oh,
Hex versus
yeah.
Puck.
Empire
Maybe
တို့ဘာလို့
if by picking Muerta, they
Empireတို့ဘာလို့မဆော့
an
ဘူးလေ
answer to the Shaman that was going to inevitably come out. You can just drop the calling on his shackles and he can't really comfortably cast
အမှန်ထက်ယူပြီးဖားပြောင်း
That's exactly what I was thinking.
ဖားပြောင်းတစ်ပေါက်
Ground targeted
နော်ဘလောက်မှ
Shaman
ပြောင်း
and
ပြီးသားပဲဟလား
of course is banned out, but they both just don't like playing into it because you're literally standing in one place using your stun.
And it's cool with Puck as well. I mean, you could dead shot break coil hypothetically, and you can also put the calling where the dream coil is. So if they're forced in that position, here's another great thing to add to that is as a macro pyre and some AoE spells. Jakiro has not been popular for quite a bit here. But having some range stun that he can play behind his teammates and protect them from Monkey King sounds pretty good. Or he can interrupt the shackles too.
Do we think
And
this is
also
a
Warlock.
မာစီထပ်ပပြန်ပြီဒီတစ်ခေါက်လဲမာစီ carry ပဲ
I mean,
ကွာ
it looked great last game. Maybe
Okay
they thought
မာစီ
that
carry
that was the
dominator
issue.
အကွက်ပဲ
I
ထပ်
mean,
လာ
I
အောင်
don't
ပဲ
think
ထင်
that
တယ်
was the issue. I
ဘာ
think they
မူရေ
probably
တာ
just
တေးကြတယ်အဲ့
decided
တိုဖူ
earlier by
ကင်
not
ပါ
getting picked off. But
တိုဖူပို့ဆို
if you
hero
look
အဲ့
at
ဒါ
it versus Warlock and Shaman, it
Nah,
doesn't,
I had
those
that.
heroes don't defend themselves against Marcy, especially if she's going to
ဒါ
play
မဲ့
a
ရှော့
follow
မယ်
build.
ဒါမဲ့ရှော့မယ်
And you could also escape
အဲ့
from
မာစီ
both
carry
fronts,
ကစွမ်းပါ
and
တော့
you
မှာ
could initiate on Monkey, find him in trees,
Two thieves
potentially
in
with
there.
a jump. It looks alright.
တူးသေးပြီထ
A
င်တယ်
little bit more team fight coming the way from Team Spirit this game around versus last game with the Warlock and the Tidehunter now as well. As we are probably looking at a hero on the side of Gaiman for Ace and for Yatoro on Team Spirit.
Team Spirit have already corrected for issues they had last game. They have mixed damage, which they didn't have last game, right? They're going to have magical damage coming out of Fatal Bonds and Warlock, and they're going to have physical damage coming out of Monkey King. Last game, all they had was physical, but they also just didn't have proper team fight. This time around, they've got Golem, they've got Ravage, so they've got a means to play into Marcy's early game aggression, but also, you have Tidehunter in lane versus Marcy. If Collapse has a read that Tide just lanes easily into Marcy, that's also why they go for it.
I actually think you should carry Muerta and run Marcy as a 4 here.
SP နဲ့ပါမောင်းတဲ့တာဖြစ်နိုင်လား
The
ဖြစ်နိုင်တာ
King
ဗော
matchup
အဲ့နှစ်သင်းပဲ
into
တက်ဖို့
Muerta
များတယ်
is terrible for Monkey King. You
Rita
block him,
carry
physically immune, tons of magic damage,
Rita carry
scaling
မဆုံး
against Monkey who gets armor in the ult. You can dead shot him out of the ult. It owns Tide in lane. We saw for a lot of tournaments, people picking Muerta in general against Tide.
Rita carry ဆိုတခါလဲပွဲပြောင်း
Silence. Of course, you can't crack and shell that. So, and of course, Tofu can play Marcy. Like, this was a 4 other than in this game. I mean, we'll see.
ယူပြီးတော့တိုင်းတိုင်းထွက်လာတယ်ဟေးဆိုပြီးတော့မာစီ4ပြောင်းလိုက်တာလည်းဖြစ်တော့ဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့အဲ့လိုကြရင်ပိုဆိုးသွားမှာသူတန်ပိုတွေမရှိတော့ဘူးအဲ့ချိန်ကျရင်မူရီတာကိုပတ်ကောနှစ်ကောင်လုံးဝင်ခံရရင်အပေါ်ကောင်လေးပဲပတ်ကတော့ထားပါတော့မူရီတာအဲ့လိုရှာမန်တို့ဘာလို့ပါတဲ့အချိန်မှာတိုက်ကယ်ရီပန်းလာလေနည်းနည်းဟိုလက်ဝင်တယ်အဲ့ကောင်ဒါကယ်ရီလို့မဟုတ်စွမ်းဝိုင်းတော့အကုန်လုံးကိုရိုက်ခွဲလို့ရတယ်တိုက်ဟန်တာလည်းမလောက်ဘာမှမလောက်အဲ့စွမ်းဝါဖို့တော်တော်ခက်မာစီကြတော့သူတို့စောစောကဆော့သွားတဲ့ပုံစံအရဆိုရင်စွမ်းမှာပါဒိုမနီတာအမ်မလက်သိရမလားဖန်လိုက်ချလိုက်ဖန်လိုက်ချလိုက်အဲ့လိုနေထားတော့ရှိတယ်ဘူဝါဘရက်ကမရှိဘူးဘူဝါဘရက်ကမရှိ
It doesn't look too bad.
Because you're blind picking your carry.
If they troll, there's a 0% chance you can run carry Marcy. It's just so giga countered. I feel like that would be a mistake from them though, because it would be not respecting the Muerta. Like Muerta versus Troll is devastation of the highest degree for Troll.
For the Troll, yeah.
You could also play Lifestealer and then Infest if it is a carry Muerta. You could think about that build in terms of countering her.
Well, for Team Spirit, they do only ban offlaners for the moment, so there don't seem to be any other heroes they're worried about.
But I think it's slightly indicative of them worrying about Marcy Flex if they ban a Darkseer, though. Because then it could be Darkseer 3, Marcy 4. So they're definitely thinking about the flex.
I mean, Centaur as well. Centaur, Marcy. I feel like Marcy 4 loves playing with any of these heroes that just want to be on top of you.
Oh, there's the TA.
TA makes it all the way through.
Okay,
was first phase ban previous game by Spirit themselves.
I'm sure you're supposed to just put Jakiro against TA.
Duration over. Duration over. 38. What TA? Duration over.
Sounds decent. Damage over time. However, Warlock paired with it is going to offset a lot of that.
I agree. I think if you're putting your Jakiro 4 just to shut down TA and
GG နောက်ဆုံးဘာဖြစ်လဲပေါ့မှာ
the trick, and then you just have a Jakiro 4 who's going to be slower to runes and slower to connecting to his teammates in the early game.
God forbid you get behind, then the monkey's going to start punishing you.
Well, Gaiman has a pretty luxurious position. They have still over a minute left to think about their choice here.
Tied TA gives you everything.
Nigama တိုက်တည်ဖြစ်နေ
No, it is cool though, because conceptually, what they had last game was Slardar CK was similar to Tide TA. You got the minus armor.
မင်းမလည်းပတ်နဲ့မန်ကြီးကွာမန်ကြီးက
what happens with a Tide compared to what a Slardar gives you is you also have a Ravage.
ဒါဝမ်းတော့ပေးမထိန်လောက်ဂျာကီလိုအဲ့လိုလာပြီးတော့နှောက်လောက်တယ်
I just realized Dawnbreaker is still in the pool too.
Yep.
That
would be like the other option for who has a 4D or who has a 3D you want to play with Marcy potentially. I'm really banking on this narrative. It feels like
ဝဲ over မကြိုက်တော့အဲ့တန်ပလာတွေပါပိုင်ရ
physical damage like Muerta should
Duration over ဆော့อ่ะအနေနဲ့နည်းများတယ်ဒီကောင်တွေက Desolator Dragon Land လောက်ဆိုရင်အမအကုန်လုံးလို့ရနေပြီတကန်တာဝါအစရိုက်လို့ရနေ
Tide potentially too if you don't really have a means to take him out in the fights you can just
ဘူးမစားဒါမဆိုးပဲတိုက်ရတာကိုလေးပေါ်တင်ဘာညာစမကလာ
What's in Marcy by the way?
Yeah, their disable outside of Shadow Shaman is not strong. It's not like chain stunning is going to be super easy, so Brewmaster getting split off is great. Radiance is fantastic against Monkey King, against TA, even against the other heroes, so the miss chance is going to be good. So him plus auras, I think, makes a lot of sense.
Duration over မကြိုက်တော့ဒီပွဲက
AoE dispel the fatal bonds, like it's a good brew pick for sure.
ပွဲကချက်ချင်းပြီးသွားနိုင်
That's a very strong lane as well. That's definitely a kill lane. If Warlock steps like a little bit out of
ပိရဆိုရင်တော့ပြီးသွားနိုင်
position and like the kill threat of Marcy, I feel like you can win almost any lane. Like I think in both of these side lanes for Gaiman, they're just going to focus on killing the supports and then pressure.
အန်တာထည့်အောင်လေနည်းနည်းလန့်တကယ်လို့ GG ကနည်းနည်းလေးခံဝါနိုင်တယ်လို့ပါလို့ Duration over 36တို့ပါလို့ပွင့်ရင်တော့ထည့်လို့39တော့ပွင့်နေပြီကွာ 35 36လောက်ဒီပွင့်ရင်တော့ထဲ
Radiance and play off of that and hopefully not give too much away
ထိုင်
because
ဆောင်လိုက်တော့မယ်ဒီ
Radiance
ပွဲက
timing will be strong for them.
ကိုရီးယားရှစ်ဆလည်းပေါက်ပြီးဆိုတော့ AC ပဲလေ
I like what
စင်မောရပဲ
Spirits are going for late game.
Okay, we're gonna find out
What's
what's
going
gonna
on, yeah.
happen. It is tournament lives on the line for Gaming Gladiators. Can they
ကေး
force
အိုပါ
out
တဲ့
a
ကေးအိုပါ
third
လေ
game to this series? We're
ကေး
gonna
အို
find
ပါ
out together with the commentary duo. But first, we are gonna head over to the stage where Nomad is talking to Coach CY.
Thank you, Shiva. Yeah, CY. I mean, difficult first game.
ကေးအိုပါတော့မဆိုးတာမကြိုက်သေးဘူးကေးအိုပါလေ
between you and the team in this little break.
So I think it's
You were
about
laser
important
league.
to like not overthink it too much. Like we kind of won the game, I think, and we had some bad devs. Like you get caught off a few times. Like this is like what Spirit is typically good at, you know, playing from behind and like finding small openings. I think like we were in a really good position. We like did very well in lanes. I think the drive was like good overall.
ဟုတ်တော့ဟုတ်တယ် game 1တော့ခမ်းဘက်သွားတာအဲ့ pick off လေးတကောင်ချင်းစီကနေစတာလည်းပါတယ်အောက်မှာဖားပြောင်းပြီးဝိုင်းတက်တာတစ်ခေါက်ပြီးတော့ mid မှာ double profile ကိုဖားပြောင်းပြီးဝိုင်းတက်တာတစ်ခေါက် double profile ဝိုင်းတက်တာနှစ်ခေါက်ထင်တယ်အဲ့ဒီကနေပြီးတော့ပဲစပြီးခမ်းဘက်တာဖြည်းဖြည်းချင်း
There was conversations about that, but like in the end we just ended up doing it the way we do. So.
All right, let's hope it works out for you, and let's hope we get a game 3 as we jump into Gaming Gladiators versus Team Spirit game number 2.
Greetings! Gaimin versus Spirit, game 2 of this best of 3 elimination series, because remember, it's single elimination, Kazu.
Yeah. And that's absolutely a big one. I will say
Single
I like what I heard here in the
elimination.
interview from CY because I agree. Like they did good in the first game. I mean, they did throw it away. Spirit had their number, got some pickups here. I think they ruined some of their own timings on game side. So it's good that they stick to similar stuff. But I will say, I preferred their draft
ဒီဘက်
in game
bit
one
ultimate
compared
နှစ်
to
ခု
this. I
နော်
feel like this time around,
ဘာလို့လဲတိုက်
I would say that Spirit
ဟိုဘက်မှာ
had
bit
the upper hand.
ultimate
I
ဆို
really
လို့
like the timing
rule
in
လောက်
this
ပဲ
game,
ရှိတာ
especially
ကျန်တဲ့ကောင်
they
တွေက
gave it
အ
to
ချိန်
the
တိုင်း
Marcy
ကျွေးနေ
Jakiro.
လို့ရ
You have like the Kraken Shell, it blocks twice against the Jakiro. First of all, Marcy not the highest
GG
damage
ကျွေး
hero,
နိုင်မ
so
လား
they
တစ်
can
ချက်
get
ရှိုး
through the lane there. I feel like Spirit have an
ဒါတူရဲ့တီလေးကင်းလေးပြစ်နိုင်တယ်တဲ့
if Gaimin don't get off to an incredible start.
Incredible.
Yep.
Analysis.
ရွေးရှင်က
Just
38 ဖြစ်
incredible.
သွားပြီ
Thank
ကွာ
you.
36ပွင့်ရင်ထည့်မယ်ဆိုစောင့်လိုက်တာ
Marcy
38ဖြစ်သွား
Yeah, that's really good. Keep it up.
Marcy carry again. Will it break the Suns fan curse? Apparently, I have literally not
I mean,
cast a single game where it's won.
I will say
I
that.
should have won that last
Yeah,
game.
the help
ကေး
of
ပါ
the
46
Rangers was really
နဲ့
cool. I
split
did
ကေး
like it
ပါ
a lot. Like, just to change up,
29
you can play even faster. You can kind of become like a threat
Nice.
on yourself. Because also not only do you farm more because of your facet, it also means that like when you farm alone, you keep proccing the ult charges like in the jungle when you jump off of your creep. It's kind of cool.
As Ace playing the Brewmaster, we'll talk about all these heroes.
โอ้ย
It is one of his classics. Ace knows some secret tech on this hero that no one else
Don't
knows
tip-
about. But obviously,
don't tip
being
me,
a pro
please.
player and being a wuss, he didn't want to tell me what it was. So
Yeah.
he knows something on Brew that apparently no one else knows.
That's because he'd be spilling it right
မ
here.
င်္ဂလာပါဗျို့လာနောက်ကြတယ်မင်္ဂလာပါဘရိုဟာအဲ့ဆိုတော့မုတ်တွေမမီဝါဘူးပဲကိုရီးရဲ့ရှစ်စတွေဘာတွေဘရိုမမီဝါဘူးစိတ်တော်မကောင်း
For
It is incredibly
Nah,
good
nah,
against
jare
the
so le
heroes
luwe
that
to
we
mye
see
yin
here
na set.
between the TA and the Warlock. So he's good in a team fight against Warlock. You can dispel the Golem, like deal a lot of
နောက်တစ်ခေါက်
damage.
ဆော့
You
ဆော့
can
လာ
take up the
နော်
Fatal
ရှစ်စ
Bond,
တွေပါ
play
မိ
well.
ချင်းအဲ့လေ
Against the TA in the game, you buy Radiance.
ဝါမှာမရဘူးတဲ့စားတွေရ
What
ပြီး
you
တော့
do,
အပြောလွန်
TA
နေပြီ
hates to be collapsed on.
I got
Brewmaster
3 yes
makes it very easy when you have split, you take over the lane, people can come to
အေး
you,
နော်
and it gives them
ပ
the
ရိ
team
ပတ်
fight.
မဂါခရီအဲ့လိုတလိန်ချင်း
You
ယူ
know,
လောက်
gives
တယ်
Ace
ဟုတ်တ
the
ယ်
freedom to buy the items that he wants, so he should be very
တမ်
happy
ပလာ
with Brewmaster.
TA ဆိုတမ်ပလာတိုက်ဆိုတော့
due to the Golem.
တိုက်တီရိုရှန်လေးယူမယ်မဂါလေးယူမယ်
Usually
ပြန်
summon
ဆုပ်
is like
ပြီးနောက်တစ်လမ်းထပ်
400
တက်
base and then like 2 or 2.5
Good night,
next
good
to
night.
golems. I think it should be like 800 or 1k damage.
Okay.
အတန်းအန်တာလဲ
Which is a lot.
တန်းအန်တာလဲဖြစ်ဖို့
But
တော့
we'll
များ
have
တယ်
to see.
တ
Early
ကယ်လို့
on,
ဘတ်တေ
I
ဟို
will
ကောင်
say
လေး
that
စောင်း
Collapse
ကြ
should
အောင်
struggle in the lane 'cause
တမ်ပလာကတန်းအန်လို့ရရတယ်မှာတော့ပါတော့
you
ပါ
get level 3 with a 021 build, 2 levels.
ရွေးရှင်က39ဖြစ်သွားပြီဟာဝမ်းနေစရာပဲ
Kinda chilling.
ကြမလာတော့ဘူး
A
ကွာ
lot of denies there too.
Yeah, the one problem I see, and that's one of the big upsides that Gaimin had
အဲ့
last
ဆို
game,
တော့
is that
39ကြီးပိတ်ထည့်လိုက်ရင်ကောင်းမလားမသိ
against the Ember. This time around, you have Monkey King versus Puck, and Larl,
ရွေး
he's
ရှင်39
dumpstering Quinn right now. 10 and
Totally.
5 to 1 and 1.
Oh wow, that is actually absurd. I didn't realize that. As Rue is going to be spotted by Malady. We'll go to the other side of the gate as the creep wave is being held, of course, by Collapse on the other side. So kind of a weird laning stage to start things out. But you're right. This middle lane, 10 and 5 versus, well, now it's 5 and 1. So a little bit closer than it was.
It is a very...
I mean, how big a favor should Monkey King have?
Monkey King is definitely... We'll see how it goes throughout the next levels, because it is an incredible... Like, it's a skill matchup, like, straight up. You need to do good things on the Pog, you need to not give him 20 jingles, you need to curveball nicely, get your runes and whatnot, because, yeah. Monkey, he's definitely favored like 60-40, maybe even 65-35. As Rue is doing some chilling.
အစီကယ်ရီကဘာကောင်းတာလဲဘာကောင်းတာလဲဆိုတော့
trade in the mid.
fighting carry
Looks like Malady also. I
like
that he went for the facet where you deal more right-click damage, so you don't have the secondary ice path later, but...
fan လို့လည်းနည်းနည်းအဆင်ပြေတယ်ဒါနဲ့မှလည်းတောက်လျှောက်ထွက်ချလို့ရတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့လည်းတော်တော်ထွက်တဲ့ carry ထဲမှာပါတယ်လေ
What do they see in the Marcy carry?
ဘလို့ carry မျိုးနဲ့သွားတူလဲ
versus last game.
I think for them, so what did they see? They saw Monkey and the two supports. I mean, when you play,
ဂိုင်ယိုလိုကောင်းနဲ့သွားတူ
hate playing against heroes that one of
ချလို့လည်းရတယ်ဖမ်းတာလည်းအဆင်ပြေဒါဂိုင်ယိုလောက်တော့ဖမ်းတာမကြမ်းဘူးဒီကောင်ကဂိုင်ယိုထက် damage ထွက်တယ်အာလီပိုင်းမှာ
So I think it's more about the archetype of the hero.
fighting game razor တို့ဘာလို့သိရမလားအဲ့လို fighting game တွေအဲ့လိုစတိုင်မျိုးတွေနဲ့သွားဆင်ရော
And this is what
အမြဲတမ်း ready နေရဒီကောင်ကဟို AFK fan စရာမလိုဘူးဥပမာ light sealer တို့ဘာလို့ဆိုရင်အဲ့လို radiant တွေပါ AFK fan နေရတယ်ကွာအောင် light sealer တို့ဘာလို့ကဒါ ambulance နဲ့ light ချပြီးလို့လည်းရသေးတယ်ဥပမာ AFK fan တာဟိုလိုကောင်မျိုးတွေပေါ့
Does that mean you can just leave him?
It means you can
Fury fan ရတဲ့ကောင်တွေကွာ thrower lord တို့ AFK fan ရတဲ့ကောင်တွေအဲ့ကောင်တွေ
turns around a bit onto Watson.
PA တို့အဲ့လိုမျိုး carry တွေက AFK fan တဲ့ကောင်သူတို့နဲ့မတူဘူးဒီကောင်တွေကြောက်
especially if Watson goes for the dot like there are some ways that you can like overcome
ဒီကောင်ဒီပွဲလဲသူက dominator နဲ့ဆော့မှာအဲ့တော့သူ့ရဲ့ rebound target ကအမြဲတမ်းသူ့ဘေးနားမှာရှိနေတယ်အဲ့တော့ထွက်ပြေးလို့လည်းရတယ်လိုက်ချလို့လည်းရတယ်နောက် fan လို့လည်းရတယ်
which like we talk about gives Rue some space
အဲ့တော့သူ rebound တစ်ခေါက်သုံးလိုက်ရင် level 6 3ချက်ရိုက်လို့ရတယ်လေပထမဆုံးတစ်ဆင့်ဒုတိယဆင့်ဆို4ချက်ရိုက်လို့ရတယ်အဲ့အမျိုးပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဟာတွေက famine boost ဖြစ်တယ်
the dream of a post 4 player
indeed and he's also farming I mean collapse did extremely well in the late game in game number 1 but we saw that his landing
dominator ဆက်လက်ရတယ်ငတ်ခေါ်လို့ရတယ်
really the first 30 minutes of the game had
ငတ်ခေါ်လို့ရတာလည်းမိုက်တယ်
having a tie that's off to a good start you can get some stacks for him could really catapult collapse here in this game
I will still say, even with the laning stage, I think Gaiman will have... They have the upper hand when it comes to early moves. You have still a very good lane with the Brew Muerta. Tofu very good on this hero. We don't see it as often, but still very, very good. And when they have Brew Split, it's not that easy for Spirit to like kind of answer it.
တိုက်ဟန်တာကြီးအဲ့လိုမရဘူးဒီဘက်မာစီမြင်လိုက်ပြီဆိုတော့တိုက်ဟန်တာကြီးထုတ်တာအဲ့ဒါကြောင့်တတ်မရဘူးတိုက်ဟန်တာကြတော့ပြီးတော့ဟိုဟာနဲ့ Prakan share နဲ့ပြုံလက်သီးထိုးတာနာဦးမနာဘူးဘေးနာဂျာကီတို့ damage တွေတော့နားတယ်နော်โอ้ Fabulous collapse အရင်ရသွားတာဝက်ဆန်ထိုးချက်တွေကတော့ကဲဝေးကိုမရောတာပါနောက်ပိုင်းလည်းအဲ့လိုဖြစ်မှာမာစီကအဲ့နောက်ထိုးဖို့တော်တော်လက်မောင်းပြုတ်မှာသူတို့ရဲ့နောက်ဆုံး last pick ကအဲ့ဒါကြောင့် Blue Master တွေပါပြစ်ပြီးလေးပေါ်တင်ထားမယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒါကြီးလေးပေါ်တင်မယ်ကျန်တဲ့ကောင်တွေတတ်မယ်ဆိုတဲ့ plan အလယ်မှာတော့ဒါ Monkey နဲ့ပတ်နဲ့ကပုံမှန်လေးပါပဲနော်ဒန်တိုင်း16ကောင်လက်စစ်ကလည်း10ကောင်လောက်ပြတ်တယ်အိုးပေါ်မှာရတူတူတီးသွားပြီ duration over 39လေးရတော့မစိုးထင်တာပဲ
before the active rune is happening like Spirit supports have
39မဟုတ်ဘူးကွာ39ဖြစ်သွားပြန်ပြီးတော့တီးရပြောင်းလိုက်တာ
let's see 6-minute rune I don't think gaming can contest this you need to play for 50-50 here
and it will be top illusions not anything crazy
no not really we'll have to see if Spirit want to make an aggressive move on the Wisdom Shrine so one of like TA doesn't help you contest it like with her own body but she helps you push in the lane so we'll see if like do they want to bring Larl over with his ult to like make a move there we'll have to see because it is an option
Larl level 6 right now Coil about to be ready for Quinn another creeper too
he will have it and he did spot it also of course he sees how you're strafing on the Monkey King which is why I like Gaiman's like positioning on the supports they're trying to like body this Monkey King so you at least spot him as ace only level 5
yeah Rue trying to close the distance, gets the Hex into the Shackle, and there's the Wukong command coming out of Laurel. A lot of damage, and that should be the kill of Ace, indeed it is. Yatoro gets the last hit.
He didn't get Cinder Brew off. With all this evasion, he could have maybe lived, but nice stun locking there from Spirit. It will be a 1-for-1 Wisdom Shrine trade, as Rue does TP into the bottom lane. To be fair, he deserves it. He's given his entire early game to his offlaner.
Yeah, like, indeed. And a collapse. I mean, what's the itemization this game? Is this a pipe game?
This should be a pipe game.
This is a Vlad's first, I assume, is collapse. Getting gone on now as Watson does hit level 6. The Kraken Shell activated, and TPs are coming. Rue in the vicinity as well. Has the Shackle, and Collapse will live as a result. They're going to try to turn this around, and they will be able to get him as Collapse actually gets the Ravage off first, and actually the Rasta lives thanks to the Innate, and Watson now left all alone as the Golem even placed by Miposhka brings down the carry for Gaimin. They get nothing.
This is so many bad news, as they are trying to go on Yatoro, who is playing around in the tower. Oh, you try to go for the kill, but
that foul play Innate is insane.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You pop the Kraken Shell. Marcy deals like so little damage. You can anchor smash him as well. They turn around with the Fatal Bond's Ravage. Because of the first kill, Miposhka gets another charge on the Grimoire. He eats it, uses the Golem, and then they also kill Marcy. And now your snowballing carry has lost her safe lane tier 1.
All right, well, Miposhka is going to pay the price. It was well worth it, though, as he's also going to get the tower, thanks to the Golem.
Well, Watson will be happy about the trade kill, at least, because that's much needed. So yeah, 4 collapse.
Don't try to triangle play
a lot in this game. Like if you look at this draft, what they need to do in this game is to like go on you, have the split running, kill you within the split and like within the Marcy ult. But if you can just stand your ground with Anchor Smash, you have a pipe, you have the Golem, you have the Monkey Ring, it will absolutely break Gaimin's draft.
They're going to try to get right on top of Quinn. They have the perma-hex. Oh no, the silence comes out just in time onto Rue. The calling placement, very good for Tofu, saves Quinn.
Absolutely necessary here. It is a very annoying matchup for Rue on the Rasta. Did hear them also talk about it.
Rasta လို့ခေါ်နေတော့ဟာကဲစုကရှာမှန်လို့မခေါ်ဘူးည Rasta ဒူတာဝမ်းနာမည်
Like especially with what happened, he did get that 1 kill on Miposhka, which helped a lot. And this Dominator, yeah, like I'm paying close attention to him. He farms really fast on his Marcy. Just rebound around, you get your little charges on the Unleash after...
လောက်တော့ rebound တွေတောက်လျှောက်လုပ်ပြီး fan လဲဆိုအမေ mana play မှာလုပ်
right now. What
mana play မှာဝယ်တာ
It was Dom, Armlet, Dom, Face Boots, Armlet, BKB, Basher.
And then Basher, yeah.
Ooh.
See, active Rune coming up here on the minute 10 mark. They do have a split available on Gaimin, so you have a lot of your spells that are coming up. It's probably nice if you can take over the enemy safe lane tier 1, but... I mean, I talk about Spirit's map movement a lot, but I love how they have their heroes positioned on the map right now. Putting your Tide in this top tier 1 means that Gaimin can't really take over this lane, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ace move to mid to kind of attack here. But the thing is that Collapse, he didn't TP top, he gated, so he has his TP available again to also protect.
Is Quinn shadowed by a couple supports at the moment.
Ace က Radiant စသွားနေပါပြီ
Radiance already has the Talisman and 500 into the eventual Sacred Relic, so not too bad in terms of farm.
ဂျားထဲမှာဘာမှတော့သူ
Really, it's Quinn
သွား
that's
တော့ပဲ Ram လို့ပါလို့တော့မခံတော့တန်းပြီးတော့ Radiant
He did get through it.
တိုက်ဟန်တာကြီးနဲ့သွားတွေ့တယ် target ကြီးကတိုက်ဟန်တာကြီးအေး Ravi မှာ boundless strike ဝူခုံးရင်းဂိုလန်မှာကျဲပြီးသွားပြီဘတ်တယ်ကြီးကပွဲမစားသေးဘူးဘတ်တယ်ကအဲ့လိုကြီးပြတ်သွားတယ်မှာ၄ကိုခွဲတော့ခွဲခွင့်ရသွားတယ်ဟိုမှာ Western လာပြီကွာ ဒီမှာစပယ်တော့မကြံတော့ဘူးလူအင်အားအရင်ကွာနေတယ်လူအင်အားအရင်ကွာနေတယ်အိုး
deletes him. My goodness, the minus armor from that gush was enough. So 3 deaths for Gaimin as Spirit. Off to an extremely good start, and now they can pressure this tier 1 top.
Yeah, they are, at least when it comes to this early game, they are in trouble, because this is not where you want to be with your draft. Yeah, I will say, this is a nasty Tidehunter game, as Ace taking some pressure. So this is a secondary tier 1 that you are losing. Wherever you go, if Collapse is there, I don't think you can do anything.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is bad.
If he can take this,
Saturday
stack to be able to take with the team.
Are they sure they can fight this?
Yeah, Quinn might want to fight.
စပယ်တော့မရှိတော့ချရင်ချလို့ရတယ်ကောလက်စာတကောင်နဲ့ဟိုးပဲပြေးသွားတာဟာမခန့်တာနော်သူ့လူတွေနဲ့အတူတူမပြေးဘူးတကောင်နဲ့ပဲအေးပါသွားပြီအပေါ်တဲ့တန်းထောက်တာဟာအမှရေခဲခဲခံရပြီ
Looks like he'll activate the Kraken shot. It'll take them a while, but eventually they
will
get the watermelon.
တက်တာအကြာ
Much needed kill.
ကြာကြီးတော့ကြာကြီးဒါပေမဲ့တေသွားတော့မဆိုးတော့မဆိုးပါ
Absolutely good that they do. Because that is a lot of gold and XP, just making sure that Collapse is out of the game for a bit, and you get to protect your triangle.
သူတို့မှာတင်းကိုသားပြူတဲ့ triangle plate ပေးထားတယ်အဲ့လိုကြီးကရှောင်းရင်အဲ့ဒါအချိုးခံရမှာဩဟတ်လားအဲ့လိုကြီးလား
Now pressuring the 2-1 is I mean Gaiman right now walking around as 4. Rue actually somehow avoids being seen in the trees.
အချိုးခံရမှာဟိုဘက်အသိကချိုးမှာလားဟိုမှာ split က GGO နိုင်သွားရင် split ကချိုးရမှာလားအဲ့လိုလားပြောစရာကြီးနော်
He's very close to it. Bruce Split is on cooldown. I wouldn't say he has a free game, but it becomes a lot easier for him to maneuver around. There's a Ravage, there's a Monkey Ring. So you have to be very careful if you're gaming here.
Yeah, mid lane, Coil was expended. And nice dead shot to bring Laurel back into the fray. So Gaiman get a very valuable kill and a tier 1 tower to boot.
Yeah, this is big. This is the easiest core they can kill with Laurel. You just get the coil of him and other stuff, and killing this mid tier 1, absolutely big. It's gonna open up the map for them. Let's see, 40-minute wisdom.
ဝဲမြောက်သွားပြီပြန်ပြီးတော့အပေါ်ဆောစောနိုင်သွားတယ်ဆိုတဲ့ဘတ်တွေကတိတ်တော့မသိတာတော့ကျ
I think Ace will be very happy to just continue farming his Radiance.
Yep, as looking at Collapse. Does have the Vlads and it will be the pipe, so nothing too crazy, but I mean look at their lineup. Other than the Marcy, it's all magic.
Yep. And then if you just anchor smash the Marcy, he loses so much damage as well. So
yeah,
theoretically, Collapse could deal with the entire draft of Gaiman, at least for the time being.
And it's a really good shard game.
Oh yeah.
The Split and Liquid ပဲ final မှာတွေ့ရတယ်။ Liquid ကတော့မဆို finalist ဖြစ်ဖို့ chance အရင်များ။ဒါ Split ကမပြောတယ်ဘူးအဲ့ကောင်တွေကလေအခု round 1 နိုင်သွားပြီ round 2 မှာလည်းပြုတ်ရင်ပြုတ်သွားမှာနော် Split ကအဲ့လိုလိမ့်ဖဲဆန်တယ်ထွက်လို့မရအောင်အမြဲတမ်း Split ကို final မှာတွေ့မယ်လို့မှန်းလိုက်တိုင်းကောင်လေးပြုတ်သွားပြီးရင်လက်ကလည်းတကယ်ဆိုရင်အဲ့ပြုတ်သွားတဲ့ tournament တွေမှာကြည့်လိုက်တကယ်ကျန်းတယ်အဲ့လိုခံပတ်ပြတဲ့ပွဲတွေရောဆော့တာကောင်းတဲ့ပွဲတွေရောဒါပေမဲ့ final မတက်ဘူးအဲ့ကောင်လေး
So I will say that when this comes out, Gaiman should look to be very aggressive and punch back.
အားပွဲမှာတပွဲလောက်ပဲတက်တာနော် Liquid ကတော့ final တက်တဲ့နှုံးကပိုများလားလို့အဲ့ကောင်တွေကတော့တွက်လို့ရ
With Laurel at the moment, he's only 100 away from finishing Deso, which is going to be a big power spike for him.
Yeah, it looks like they want to make sure that if in case there's a smoke popped or some pressure on Yatoro that they're around because yeah, they're here with many people.
HG တွေခိုးတောင်းဆိုလိုင်းကြနေတာဟာ HG တွေဒေါင်းတဲ့ခင်းမဟုတ်တော့ဘူးလေ
He started out with
အခါလေးကြီးရဲ့ခင်းဖြစ်နေပြီဒေါင်းတဲ့ခင်းကလွန်ခဲ့တဲ့
the golem of course has a bit of time before the stun kicks in, so Watson does make it out.
နှစ်တည်ကြံခဲ့ပြီ
That's Wukong's here.
Yeah. See if Gaiman try to fight as a result of this.
ဟိုဟာကြီးကနေရာတိုင်းမှာ
The choice by the way for Laurel.
လက်ကားဝင်ကြည့်လို့ရနေတဲ့ခင်းကြီးမှာအောင်းပြီးပါလို့မှာတော့
Yeah, it's very good. He just has to
Collapse runs into Ace. If they can get Ace, this would be
လေး
pretty
ကိုခွဲ
big.
လို့ရတယ်ဟိုက
Into the sacred
အေး
relic.
ကွဲသွားပြီ
They force out the primal split, and he'll get away as a result.
Okay, so just, you know, trading some stuff here and there. Sure, you do TP top, but you do get the Bruce split out of Ace. So both teams did have to use some of their ults.
Koshka showing himself as Rue.
Yeah, they're not going to do too much here. I think they're just annoying. One of the things that Spirit are super good at is, like, ever since the gates got introduced, mid lane, like, the control of mid lane doesn't matter as much. You want to control the two side lanes, because if you control them, you can gate from one side to the other. And they're really good in the terms of pairs that they play with. But at least Quinn, with the mid control, did get himself the arcane rune.
Monkey ကတဖြည်းဖြည်းနဲ့ပုတ်တော့မယ်တင်တယ်ပုံစံကြည့်ရတာနောက်ဘောကစပြီးပတ်ကတာနေပြီသူ့ထက်
From finishing that pipe. Tofu spotted out, diffused.
လက်ကြီးမိုင်းကြီးကင်းလို့ဖြစ်တော့မလားမသိဒါပေမဲ့လည်းအဲ့လိုမျိုးအပုတ်မခံဘူးဒီကောင်လေး9ယောက်ပေါင်းပြီးအတင်းတွေလိုက်လုံးနေပြီတိုက်ဟန်တာအားကိုးနဲ့တိုက်ဟန်တာတမ်ပလာအားကိုးနဲ့ဟိုဘက် radiant တော့ထွက်သွားပြီဈေးကိုဝယ်မရှိဘူးလာချစရာ
for the side of game.
မစ်တာဝါယူပြီးဒီကောင်လေးရူရှန်တွေပါပြီးတော့ယူလို့ရ
It immediately allows you to take the mid
Okay.
tower. Now that Radiance is up on Brew and you have Deso on TA, it's going to be a lot about the next fight and also
ရူရှန်
Roche.
ယူလို့ရတော့တယ်
But I feel like if you're Spirit, you would be happy to delay this until you finish the pipe. Whereas if you're Gaming, you want to push this fight onto Spirit, force him into it before the pipe is ready. Especially knowing that you now see that Yatoro TP'd into his own off lane.
Yeah, Watson going to take some Ancients, though, instead for the time being. Let's see if they smoke after the fact.
Looks like they want to deal with the map first.
နိုင်နေအတင်းကချိုးမှာဆော့ပေါ်တင်မှန်ပဲနေ့တကြံခဲ့ပြီလေးခုခွဲရင်အစိမ်းကောင်မှာဟီရိုသွားပေါ်တာဟုတ်တယ်
It's a standard.
လေးခုခွဲရင်အစိမ်းကောင်မှာဟီရိုသွားပေါ်တာအစိမ်းကောင်တီသွားရင်ဘယ်ကောင်မှာပေါ်လဲဆိုတော့နောက်ဆုံးကြံတဲ့ကောင်မှာပေါ်
It's
တယ်
not easy to catch Yatoro unless you coil him and his refraction is up. I don't really see him getting caught unless you have a good way around.
အဲဒါကြောင့်
I do think that the pipe
အပြာကောင်ကိုပြောက်ပြီးတော့အမြဲတမ်းရှောင်းရှောင်းငိုင်းပြီးတော့တန်တဲ့၃ကောင်အသေးကန်ချရလေ
I want to see how Gaming go about this. Maybe they just want to chill, try to get to this 8-toes, and then like take a nice fight together. But I do feel like they are very, very strong right now.
Ice Path just connects on
တွ
the
င်းကွိုင်း
They're gonna
တွင်းကွိုင်းမှာပေးတာ
as the Mac
is a key
pop the Macro Fire on top of the calling. He's going to pop the Essence Ring. Will fall as Rue attempting to help out. He's going to be able to live.
Look at
Monkey
wow.
King is he's just stuck getting perpetually silenced. On the trees he goes.
He got lucky they didn't see him. He was just straight up dead. And
imagine if the calling gave vision.
yeah, it would be one hell of a spell. All right, so they do get a kill, and now they're smoking. The problem for them, they don't know yet that he has Blink unless they're clicking on him about right now. So not the easiest catch. No coil available. Let's see.
Continue to scan out. He is going for the creeps as Watson.
Hey.
Rebound is avoided.
Links into him.
Onto the high ground. They pop the dust thinking that he might be in that area. He's in the tree line.
ဓာတ်ကလည်းကတ်ထူးလေးနော်အေးမတွေ့ဘူးမတွေ့ဘူး
In the trees, the fog of war, too strong.
အေး
Doesn't have the sentry in place.
sentry မပေါအေးဒီဘက်မှာမိသွားပြီ
Find the hex.
ဒါပေမဲ့မရဘူးက brewery ဆိုတော့နည်းနည်းမာတယ်တာမန်အရင်ရှောပြီး
As it looks like Rue will be the
Thailand မှာဖြစ်နေတယ်ဒီကောင်ဘာမှမွေးတိုင်းတော့ထောင်ခွင့်မရဘူးဒါပေမဲ့တိုဖူက level 6ရှိတယ်အဲ့လိုတော့ပြစ်လို့မရဘူးဒါတူတူပြန်ထွက်လာတယ်
A weird engagement overall.
It's very. I like that the Ace at least he's like just chatting up. You have Foreman Shield, you have Radiance, you have Shield Rune, but yeah, like the last 50 seconds of Yatoro was hilarious.
KOK က9ကောင်9ကောင်နဲ့19မိနစ်တန်းကြီးတောင်မပြည့်ကြသေးဘူး
They're sticking around though. Ross is up in 5 seconds.
Yeah, it is the good old Torment time in 30 seconds. So
True.
Controlling this bottom half of the map right now is very good for Gaiman. Allows him to go through the gate and set it all up. So if you're Spirit, if you want to fight this Storm, you need to smoke from mid to top, but right about now, otherwise you'll be too late and you have to give it up.
တော်မန်တာနဲ့ Roshan နဲ့
It will
trade
be a
မှာ
tier 1 for
ပဲ
Gaiman, and yeah, they probably stick around for that Tormentor. The question is, does Spirit try to contest?
I think
A
they're
little
too
too far
late.
away now.
Yeah, you're just gonna.
တော်မန်တာနဲ့ Roshan နဲ့ trade ကောင်လဲ Roshan ကြီးကမနက်ပိုင်းရောက်ချင်းဆိုတော့
They
ဟို
could,
မှာ
but then
And gosh.
လမ်းလျှောက်အောင်မှာလမ်းလျှောက်တဲ့အချိန်အတွင်းမှာဒီဘက်ကရသွားပြီတော်မန်တာ
So Tofu will be rewarded with a shard. Not the best.
No, I mean, it gets better later. I
ကို
guess.
ကောင်လေး
so
လာ
long
ချ
as the
ခြင်း
game
တော့ချ
goes,
လို့ရရ
but
နော်
for now,
အဲ့ Roshan ကို
kind of whatever.
တော်မန်တာလည်းရပြီ
Yeah,
ပါ
this is-
အေး
you're
ပြောရ
gonna
င်းဆိုရင်
see
ပေါ်တယ်
Gaiman,
ဆင်းလာပြီအောက်
Like
ကို
they know that this is a possibility. Like if we could see what they're seeing, they see nothing. They don't see any Spirit here on the map. They know that there's a
Feel
high
like
chance
we-
of this happening.
ပြီးလိုက်လောဘမကြည့်ဘူး
Yep, Serpent Ward's placed as well.
တကယ်ဆိုလောဘကြီးခြင်းတော့ကြီးလို့ရတယ်ဗျတော်မန်တာလည်းယူဒီကိုလည်းလာရှုပ်
It's too late.
ဒီကိုတွေပါခွဲပြီးအတင်းဝင်လုံး
Strat
အဲ့
onto
ဒါကြီး
Roche.
လေးပေါ်တင်အညာ
So it will be the trade. Tormentor, which was not the greatest in terms of what hero you get it on, is Laurel. Get the Wukong's command off the Malady. We'll eventually find him as he turns into the soldier, although
Ooh.
Wukong's command ends early as he steps outside. Not able to finish the job, it seems.
Okay, at least he does have the Arcane Rune.
Bing dong.
But Malady, he will live. He's got a good old Ghost Scepter. Absolutely incredible item in this game. Monkey King, TA, and also the Tide Hunter. But Gaiman, they did get a lot out of the map. Yeah, you did give up the Aegis, but when it comes to the net worth, like, Spirit had an okay lead earlier. So at least that one went down. Rue slightly off the mark. Another
Quinn working on a Octarine? Third item, Octarine?
Yeah, he just wants a lot of spells to be mobile on the map. If you get away with it, it's pretty good.
That's
like,
cool.
If you don't play into like Orchids or Globals, you don't really need a super defensive item. And this is at least another thing that Brewmaster also gives you against the TA.
He will overall me.
The items you buy are super annoying. You buy
Radiance,
you buy Shivas.
Just make everyone Christian ပြင် Brewmaster travel ကြီးနဲ့ lane ကြောင်းမှာ
top network
နှစ် lane လောက်ကို AC ကြောင်းလာလို့ရတယ် GG ဘက်က
I think that's keeping them kind of in the
တွိုင်း
game.
တွိုင်းနဲ့ လေကင်းရောက်သွားမယ်ထင်တယ်မိနစ်40လောက်တော့အသာလေးလားလို့
Yeah,
he's still working on the second item BKB.
It's like this mid Monkey King, right? You go
နှစ်40အသာလေးပဲအသာလေးပဲအသာလေး
so
ပဲ
you don't scale as much, but of course he did help both Collapse and Yatoro a lot so far in this game. As Watson, they want this Marcy BKB before they start looking too aggressively here on the map, it looks like.
GG 9လောက်လား game 2
Very different game from Game, isn't it? Last game which they lost, should have won. Very push oriented, very aggressive early. This game, it seems like they're kind of find a farm.
It's a bit different just by nature. Last game they had DP, this game you have Puck. Obviously those heroes play quite different. But it also goes to show that they must think that they're pretty happy when it comes to scaling. I will say
that shot off the trees, but Ru was here. Wukong's command on top of him as Ace going to use the primal split. It's actually a lot of trouble. Leads Tofu off the face of the map. Ace, his Brewlings are extremely low. Going to try to go for the Earth Brewling. They get him. They get the purple as well. Never remember that one. Void, of course.
Void Spirit.
The Storm does survive.
Oh, they're getting
Malady now getting chased down. Pops that Ghost Scepter. Attempted TP. And a Hex to cancel. So ends up being 2 supports in the end in favor of Spirit. As Collapse.
依家တိုင်းရနိုင်ပါနေလို့ပြောရခက်တယ်လေကင်းကကျွန်တော်နေခံဘက်ဖို့ကတိုင်းတော့ကြော်လို့မရဘူးအဲလေးဘောတင်တဲ့ solution ပဲရှိတာတက်ဖို့ solution ကမလွယ်ဘူးဘယ်သူမှတက်လို့မရဘူးအဲ့ကောင်မလောက်ဘူးအကယ်ရီကအဆာတို့တည်ရမလားစပန်တို့ဆိုတမျိုးအကယ်ရီကမာစီဖြစ်တယ်
Into the shackle. Big kill for Spirit. Very good patience from Ru reading the map.
Tumbler Toy, also to note the greedy enchantment did a huge deal there in that kill.
Very nice.
Now this is why like small itemization and choices like that, they matter a lot. Tumbler's Toy absolutely changing the game for him there to get that catch with the Aether Lens as well. Still, only a 1k lead for Spirit. And you have the BKB completed on Watson, so what can he kind of get done with the fresh BKB?
It's a 1k lead, and the entire lead. I mean, look at the TA net worth discrepancy. A lot of it on the back right now of Yatoro. See how much he can do with it.
Well, if you could choose one player to stack a bunch of net worth on, I would choose him.
Yeah, probably. I think Satanic would have some
BKB တော့ရပြီ Power Spike
self-proclaimed best carry players are not the best carry players.
ချမှာလားမဟုတ်ချမှာ
Is that how it works?
မာစီ BKB ရတဲ့အချိန်လေးမှာမချလာနိုင်ဘာမှမတူ
So you're saying LeBron James is not the greatest of all
I don't care about basketball. He's a basketball player, right?
Yeah, that's very good. You're learning.
LeBron James ကတော့နော်အဲ့လို basketball ဘယ်လောက်တော့ခေါ်လဲဆိုရင်လူတိုင်းသိတယ်ပါ basketball အကြောင်းနားမလည်လူတွေတောင်သိတယ်
Yeah, they are looking for
initiation. Collapse, just a little collateral damage.
တောင်းနေပြောနေအေးအမတိုက်နေတာကြည့်ဘလို့တက်ကြာကြီးပဲအကြာကြီးပဲဆိုရင်တေးတော့မယ်အဲ့လောက်ကြီးကြာတော့လေဒီကြာတော့လေတေးပြီလေလို့အေး9ယောက်ကြားထဲမှာ second tower ကြားထဲမှာဆိုတော့လေတေးပြီ that shot ကြီးလှသွားပြီဟာ
Rebound that he wanted gets disposed, gets destroyed. No, he gets the BKB and the Wukong's command. Trying to turn this around now onto the Marcy. Down goes Watson. A huge turnaround for Spirit.
ဟိုဘက်၄ခုပဲကျန်သေးတယ်နော်
intact for Yatoro.
Aegis is dying now.
Able to tree dance away.
Aegis
Yatoro
going
with the BKB will blink. Looks like that'll end the fight as Ru.
ဟိုပါသွားပြီပွဲကလုံးဝချင်းသေးမိနစ်40
split. That was close to
ပြောနေဘလို့တော့တိုက်နေတာကိုမာပါတယ်ဆိုပြီးတော့အဲ့လိုကြီးငါ့အောင်ကြားတဲ့ဝင်သွားတယ်မသိ
No, that was really good from Game and Collapse absolutely overplaying
his
hand.
They broke
tier 2. You force out their early Kraken Shell, their early pipe as well. Because Game and they can still look to play pretty aggressive. That was also Yatoro's BKB, I believe, in that fight.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. Let's do. တိတော့တိတယ်ကွာသူ့ကောင်ဟိုဘက်ကတက်လို့မရဘူး
Yeah, that was sick.
အမေအရင်လွန်သွား
But he gets
solar
and stuff stay alive.
over သလိုဖြစ်သွား
That was the congregations of the deep, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
From the old crepe.
As Rue coming off the good old sucking channel.
All right, so after all that, it's still a 1K net worth lead for Spirit.
Let's see, we got
but they do have Ravager. I mean,
1K နောက်ဝလီဆိုလို့ကြည့်လိုက်တာတမ်ပလာနောက်ဝကြီးကဘာကြီးတော့အာခိမေကြီးလာမှတ်
Yeah, it's still not
like
that super straightforward for Spirit to play the map.
You don't blow fan
any like greater objectives. You don't just want to like go ram your head into them and like, oh, I have blink ravage.
ဒါမျိုးနောက်ဝ different အဲ့လိုမျိုး player တွေတကောင်ချင်းစီမှာဖြစ်နေတဲ့အထာကြီးကအာခိမေလောက်မှဖြစ်မှာ
I guess they want to set up the top area plus the 28-minute wisdom shrine.
4000လောက်ဖြတ်ထားတယ်သူက
BKB
ဒုတိယအများဆုံးကောင်လေ4000လောက်ဖြတ်
for Laurel.
အဲ့တဲ့အကြီးတစ်ခွက်စာလောက်ကိုပြက်
Item of choice is going to be the MKB to deal with.
Level 21
in general.
ဒီကောင်တော့တည်လို့မရဘူးဒီကောင်တင်ဟိုဘက်ကလုံးဝ share ခမ်းပါ
a lot of damage, but I like the itemization. You have the Shivas complete onto Ace as Tofu takes a little bit of a gush to the face.
There is Dead in the Water available, by the way. Oh, Atos, life near in fact. Laurel in a lot of trouble. He's going to pop the BKB in retreat.
ရွာဖြစ်နေ
Can they cancel?
Attempted TP, coil cancellation. Miposhka will be the sacrifice.
All right. Gaiman, very nice. Feeling good, feeling strong. As Spirit, the moment they lose Miposhka, instantly go to the side lane. Yotoro's like, don't worry, brothers. Gonna put the map in a good state. Might just be about next Roshan here in this game. As Spirit, of course, have the advantage. They will know immediately when it will respawn. Greedy psyche on Miposhka.
Are you drinking?
တော့မပါတော့ brand ဆမ်းပြီးတော့အရင်မထွက်တော့တော့ဒဲလက်ထည့်မယ်ဆိုဖက်ရောင်းရတော့
I apologize.
Like, was that an in-game emote or something?
The thing
အာရီဂိမ်းဘိုက်ကလည်းကောင်မာစီကိုတွန်းဖို့အတွက်ထည့်လိုက်တဲ့သဘော
and I had to talk about it.
မာစီကိုတွန်းလို့ရ
That's awesome.
We will keep tabs onto Miposhka's net worth, of course, and the GPM. Watch it tick up higher because of the GPM enchantment.
Ace, we've seen the Shivas, of course. AC is next. He is so tanky right now. Feels like an impossibility. His main body before the primal split comes off. The way easier to kill.
Yeah, his split is not that strong. Once you have AC,
let's
of course, it's a lot better, but yeah, TA definitely can shred through those.
I will
say Ace had a very good performance in the last game until like the last like 20 minutes-ish. Then
there was
I think
a couple deaths that were... I mean, one of them felt like it was just a miscommunication with the team and not necessarily him.
Yeah.
But yeah, then there was a dieback afterwards, and that was kind of the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, because we did hear CY, of course, also talk about it. They know that, you know, they did good in game 1, just a couple of mistakes. The way you go high ground, you get picked off alone. Need to pay some respect to Spirit. I like that game up picking up a gem. When you play against TA, you need it in the mid-game. Like all these traps on the map. This one,
yes.
It's like Dota in mid-game is all about information. What wards do you have? What do you see on the map? Can you use it for like a good smoke?
A slight variation to Watson
on
Crystallis. Not going to turn that into anything immediately.
I feel like when you play it's a good way to go about it. You don't need to bash the Tide that doesn't do anything. You need to kill him. So he has the Shiv when it comes to the neutral item. Very good. You pair it up with the Crystallis as well. Very good. Crystallis. I know why I call it Crystallis.
Yeah, people like to do that sometimes.
Crystallis.
Crystallis. An Aghanim Scepter is on the horizon for Tofu. Only 2,000 away from that.
That's a very good one.
It's such a sick Ags.
Probably a top 10 post 4 support Ags. The double dead shot. You can also use it to break the coil, which is kind of nice. And I will say, Quinn, he's getting stuff together. You got the full Octarine. He has an amplified damage rune like currently in the bottle, and he's close to the Parasma.
Yeah. Well, Tomato gets spotted. That was the smoke reveal, and they also got scanned, so the smoke won't turn into much.
Yatoro does it again. Sniffs out a little the smoke. To be fair, you can kind of feel it coming. Again, you didn't see much on the map, and the game is about Roche.
Massy BKB ရပြီးတဲ့ကောင်တွေမချသေးဘူးနော်တေချာအဲ့လို
fairly useless for them.
ကျုံးနေဆိုရဲအနေထားမျိုးမရောက်သေးဘူးရုံးစံကခဏလောက်ပဲဖြစ်တယ်
Ace min-maxing to the highest degree. So game and do claim
Plasma တဲ့ Queen က fat နေပြီအေး Roshan လည်းထွက်ပြီ second Roshan အဲ့တော့ Kimba စရလာ
even more.
Both teams are getting a lot of like big items. You have a double MKB timing on Spirit against this Radiance, really big.
ဘယ် MKB တဲ့ Ooh
We're gonna have to pay attention to
လာလေ MKB သွားနေတာပဲရသွားပြီ
or the outpost
လာဘာလို့ MKB တော့အဲ့ကောင်
as it is a daytime Roche. This is a big one.
Oh yeah.
Blue ဖြတ်ချင်နေတာ
Both sides smoked up.
MKB
There's the
နှစ်
double
ကောင်နဲ့
MKB that you
Okay
talked about. Because I was listening.
Yeah, keep
this
it up.
time.
This is an amplified damage haste rune puck, not to be disrespected here. Mr. Quinn Callahan.
I think both sides now know that they're smoked. The only question is where are they? And in terms of scans,
well, neither are available. I mean, the thing is, Spirit could play the clock, because they, like, you can just put a trap in there, you know that they're not hitting it, but Gaiman don't have the best Roshan scout.
Quinn TPs as the Roche attempt for Spirit. Surely the contest is coming for Gaiman. They're going to put the Serpent Horns down.
Hey တွင်ခွိုင်မရှိတော့ဘူးတွင်ခွိုင်မရှိတော့ဘူးဝါလောကလည်းလွတ်တယ်အေးဖားပြောင်းသွားပြီဘိုလန်ကျဲတယ်ရာဖေးမန်နာပါကုံသွားပြီအမ Ace ကရှော့သွားပြီမာစီအတင်းတွေဝင်ခုတ်တယ်ရှာမန်အောင်ရှာမန်အေး foul play ဒါမဲ့ပတ်က Haze နဲ့ဝင်နိုင်သွားတယ်
As now onto the high ground attempt as Watson attempting to get up and he gets dead in the water.
Dead in the
Surely
water.
That makes sense. Attempted TP is going to be successful for the Jakiro, but Quinn.
Quinn ဘက်ကတော့နော်
extremely low. Quinn is not going to go for
Team
it.
ကတေးနေတော့သူနဲ့ဘာဖြစ်သေးလဲ
Oh no, he didn't orb.
Orb away, boundless strike into the melt strike. The puck drops 70 seconds on the deck, and that means Roche is served for Team Spirit.
Oh, that's absolutely free Roche. Did Quinn get like mini silence by
အဲ့ twin ကွာရနေစတာပဲဟိုကနေဝင်ချတာကြီးကအလွယ်
Because here I think Ace did not expect a double MKB because you're not running in like this into a TA Monkey King.
100%.
Oh, Rue gets the hex, backs off. Just look at his damage.
အမစပယ်အကုန်လုံးကဟိုအဲ့အဓိက collapse ရဲ့ဓာတ်ကာကိုဘယ်သူမှမဖြတ်ပေးလိုက်နိုင်တာလဲပါတယ်တိလားဒီနားလေးမှာ collapse ကပြတ်သွားရင်ဘလူးက
He just
ဟိုဖြစ်လောက်တယ်
fight against the entirety.
အသက်ရှင်လောက်တယ်
Dead in the water.
Yeah, it is really. I mean,
it's a super good shot.
It is a Watson.
Dead in the water.
Yep, dead in the water again. Onto the double-headed dragon. Will fall.
Double-headed
Marcy
dragon.
is one good hero against dead in the water, though. I will say.
Very
I mean,
different.
That is one of the reasons why Marcy is not good against Tide. Like Marcy doesn't want a long fight. You don't want
ဒီလောက်ဆိုရင်တော့ဟိုကောင်ခံဘတ်ကိုနည်းနည်းတော့ခတ်နေပြီ
Anchor smash, you're gonna get ravaged.
ဟမ်ခံဘတ်ကိုခတ်သွားအမှန်တကယ်ဆိုရင်အဲ့ဒီဘတ်တွေကအဲ့လိုကြီးရုံမဆိုးွားသေးဘူးပွဲကမျှနေတဲ့ဟာကြီး
Lard also nearly finishing up an entire basher off of the
ကွင်းကအရန်လောတယ်တကယ်ဆိုရင်ရှာမန်အောင်ရှာမှာဝါလော်ကြီးသွားလို့ဘလူးကိုအရင်ပေးဝင်လိုက်အဲ့ဘလူးဝင်လာတာကိုဖောင်းဝင်ပြောင်းတဲ့ရှာမန်လာတော့မှ तू ကဝင်ပေးရပတ်ကကောင်တာဆိုင်းလက်ပြန်လှုပ်ပေးပြီးမာစီကအဲ့ချိန်မှာဝင်ထိုးအကုန်လုံးကွင်းတစ်ချက်စိတ်မရှိလိုက်တာဗတ်တရအပြက်ကြီးဖြစ်သွားအောင်နောက်ဝတ်တွေပါကြက်ထွက်ကုန်
Immediately canceled thanks to the calling. Lightning on top is collapsed. He gets
dead in the water.
Quinn, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. They're going to try to turn this the minus armor. Lots of damage coming from Vittori. They do kill off the anchor eventually. But now Jakiro ult plays just to try to get away. Little to no damage dealt to the Spirit side.
Well, Gaiman at least they do get to hold off any potential base push. I mean, if you're Gaiman, you need to wait for a couple of stuff. You are very close to the AC, huge timing. You're also 500 gold away from Tofu's Aghanim Scepter, which again is huge. I mean, even Malady, he's dreaming big. He wants to go for an Aghanim Scepter in this game. I think he will get it. He has 2 parts.
ဒါကီလိုကလည်းဖန်လိုက်တာလို့ဖန်ပြီးတော့လည်းထည့်တာအပြားကြောင်းလည်းဒီကောင်ပါနောက်နေ full step မထည့်ဘူး
It's so good.
ဒီဘက်ကကောင်က
I can't understate it. Everyone
မန်ဂီကင်းတွေရောတမ်ပလာတွေရောလေ
you get that
full step နဲ့ကိုလူတွေကိုမစေပေးခြင်းဘူး
and the tier 1 item Cobalt Cup.
အပြားကြောင်းကြီးကဘာလို့ဖို့
Yeah, keep it up. Get your tier list out there.
I'm keeping it up.
Yotoro.
အတူကသူမသေးအောင်တော့အစိမ်းချောင်းဝယ်ပြီးတော့ full step မထည့်ပေးဘူးကောင်းလိုက်တဲ့ carry ကောင်းလိုက်တဲ့ support
for Yotoro getting to late game itemization. Tier 2 tower easily claimed from the Spirit side. Aegis still for another 2 minutes on Yotoro. And you can see Tofu just about to finish
မွေးတာလည်းအပြာချောင်းသွားနေတယ်
the double dead shot. It's also the width of the dead.
ဒါပေမဲ့မွေးတာအပြာချောင်းကကောင်းတယ်
incredible.
မွေးတာအပြာချောင်းကရှင်းအဲ့လိုလုံးကြီးရမှာ
That's because of course
ဒီဘက်မှာ full step မပါဘူးအခုဆို rain ထဲကနေ full step တွေဝိုင်းတွန်းပေးတယ်ဆိုတဲ့အကွက်တွေကမရှိဘူးဖြစ်
knowing what you want to do with your spells, trying to bait Spirit into a bad spot. They have the Aegis for 2 minutes, so there will be a high ground push. So for Game, it's about how do you stall. You have good spam, of course, with Tofu's Axe. You've got lots of puck orbs, you have ice paths, dual breaths and whatnot.
Yeah, Roche's banner, wards as well, along with a couple siege, and they jump in. They're trying to take out the Muerta, but pops the ult instantly. Collapsing company, they do get the tower. Of course, the creep's invulnerable for the time being.
This is annoying. This is a double siege wave.
ဖာကြိုးပြောင်းထားတာရောဘလို့ကြီးလဲအေးကဝင်လာနဲ့ဖားဖြစ်သွား
Will snap
Okay.
it. Gonna survive for the time being.
တမန်ရှောတော့မယ်
Extremely low.
အဝါတော့ပါတော့
Toro company still have the 2
ဝေး
siege
ပြန်တက်နေ
units.
ပြီ yes set
Gonna get dead shot.
ခဏနောက်ဆုံးလိုက်ရင်သွေးပြည့်ပြန်ဖြစ်သွားရှာမန်
Not too worried. 1 minute left on the clock. They're gonna jump in.
ဒရာဗီ၄កောင်လောက်ထိရအောင်အေး
Three, but the BKB in time for Watson. Trying to turn it around. He's gonna be able to claim life number 1 on
Easy
the
job,
Toro.
Avi.
Back down to the Jakiro. As Watson to the south he goes, looking to re-engage. Range racks was taken. Fortification comes out, so Gaiman might be able to hold this. Although the siege is still alive, both of them. Ice Path just clips Yatoro.
4ယောက်5ယောက်ကြီးမဂါတန်းကတော့ပေးရပြီအဲ့လောက်
With the swift link. Able to find the connection he was looking
ဝါ
for.
ဆန်ကလည်း BKB မရှိတော့ဘူးစစ်မရှိတော့ဘူးအဲ့ဒီချိန်မှာဝင်ခုတ်ဖို့ကခက်တယ်ဒီဘက်မှာရှာမန်ကြီးပါနေတယ်အဲ့မှာဂိုးလမ်းမှာရှိသေးတယ် ကျော်သွားပြီ Ace
No longer with the ult available. 2 dead for Gaiman. They're gonna snap the coil immediately. That was the second coil of the 5 minute turn out into Quinn was bashed up. Phase shift into the blink will survive.
ဟိုနောက်ထပ်မဂါတလန်းမှာလိုချင်ယူလို့ရတယ်နော်
I mean, absolutely. You just keep healing each other with the Warlock. You have Solar Grass, you have Glimmer. There's no Brew available. There's also no Marcio.
Yeah, 50 seconds of no ace. As Brew with the Hex. Jump in.
ဝါလောကသတင်းလုံးသွေးဖြည့်ပြီးပြီးသွားအိုးရာတို့ကအခုမှ BKB ကြီးတာအခုမှ BKB ကြီးတာ Boundless Strike push လိုက်ပြီး Hurricane ပိုင်နေပြီးသွားကျော်ဝါလောကဘယ်လောက်တော့ဟီးရတယ်သူမန်နာပါဇီးကတ်နေဝင်မှာရှောသွားတာအရောင်ကြီးကြီးခေါ်ပြီးလားမသိဘူး
And that should surely do it here.
ကြီးခေါ်သွားတယ်အရောင်အေး
The
2 စီ
GGs come out and they will eliminate Gaiman in the playoffs.
လေးလေးတော့မရပါဘူး39မိနစ်ပဲ
Man, Spirit are just such a insane team.
Wow.
When they have to put it on, they really show up every single
အမှလည်း triangle play တွေချိုးမှာ
from
ပြပါ
start
အောင်
to finish the way you're moving your heroes, what Collapse is doing on the map.
ပါရီဗာဆက်အာရူရာပြမှာ bro ဒီကောင်လေးဟိုမှာလာမှာ
Back and forth.
ပါရီဗာဆက်အာရူရာ
They're gonna be kicking themselves for this first game, which they had. In
blah,
this
blah.
second game, they did put up a fight for like
Now
20,
you winning,
25 minutes, but this Roche fight, it just exploded this entire game for Spirit.
I hate
9နာရီဆို
You're gonna talk
9နာရီ
I mean,
နောက်နာရီဝက်လို့သေး
The
တယ်
Marcy carry in the first game did look a lot better. They had better
Come on,
synergy.
chill, man, though.
This time, it felt like Watson just couldn't stick on anyone ever.
It's so hard.
It was so hard to play for him.
There's even like later in the game, like Yatoro, he has melt bash. Like even when you run at him, he just stands his ground.
Marcy
and like,
carry
just
alone
not
mapphit
something
ba,
you really
na
wanna be
ပွဲလုံး
doing, so.
Yeah.
ဂိမ်းဝိုင်းတော့ကတော့ ace တော်တော်ယုံပေးထားတာ
Obviously,
နောက်တော့အများကြီးနဲ့
winners last year.
ဘောင်းတွေလည်း
here
တောက်လျှောက်
TWC,
ကွဲ
so
ထားတာဒါပေမဲ့
first
လည်း
round
အနိုင်မ
of
ယူ
the
နိုင်ဘူး
Final elimination playoffs. And Ace, apparently not interested, just chilling.
It might just be in his own thoughts. Let's not read maybe too much into it. It's all right. It happens.
Yep, it does. But yeah, Gaiman, of course, played extremely well up until this point, and that game one is
အေးဗမာလေ
feel like
Cool, man,
it
though.
just will haunt them.
Yeah, because I will say again, I think they really had that one. It goes to show.
300ကို over ရလား300ကို over မရဘူး
You know, they're gonna
38 59စက္ကန့်ဆိုဘလို့တစ်စက္ကန့်နဲ့ရှုံးသွားပြီ
to deal with what you have, which they did. They nullified the Bloodthorn in this game too. I like that draft a lot. We haven't seen much Tidehunter. This was the second time of this tournament.
That's true, yeah.
He's now 2-0. I like that was like a banger pick and an absolute banger performance.
Yeah,
from
I know.
Spirit.
Yeah, he collapsed, just took off from
I
the
won
laning
the-
stage and just never looked
Oh,
back.
Pari
Of course,
ne.
just any space that you
Urora
can
ne.
get for Yatoro to
လာ
farm
မှာပဲ
away,
ဖြစ်ပါတယ်အဲ့
he's
တော့အဲ့
top
ပွဲကြ
net
မှာ
worth
ပဲ
for the game. He
ပြန်
has a
တွေ့
good
ကြ
chance
တာ
of
ပေါ့
just
အားလုံး
carrying
ပဲ
it. In fact, his net worth was almost
You.
double everybody in the game by the end of it. That's kind of
See you.
absurd.
Yeah, it's just
Even for a
classic.
TA.
Yeah, it's just classic Yatoro style. And if you try to smoke on him, he knows exactly. He scans, he gets out. So yeah.
ကျေးဇူးပြုပြီးယနေ့ညရဲ့ကျေဝညကိုကြိုဆိုလိုက်ကြရအောင် One expert မှာထိတ်တန်းစင်များကိုရယူထားသူ Dota 2 hero များ ကောင်းဆုံးတည်ဆောင်မှုဟန်တွန်လန်စာအကောင်းဆုံးပံ့ပိုးမှုမော်စီအကောင်းဆုံးအလေလံဇူးအိုးနောက်ပိုင်းကိုရှိုးလို့တာပါအကောင်းဆုံးကစားသမားစု1 expert ကစားသူများ1 expert ဒါသင်ရဲ့ pick ပဲ